least 2 players from Minnesota are spawning out. So they're just trying to win these trades in towards the hill. They start off with at least 2. The last play they got to take care of is Vivid. He's playing his life as much as he can, but he eventually gets cut down. And already Subliners find the break over towards the bathroom side. And you already have Hydra off the rotation.
Super annoying play from Civ just to stay front courtyard like that forever. So now Rocker going to concede the back 30, make their rotation up through street over towards Treehouse side. Awakening be the first one here. Accuracy right there with him. This is the tempo that we had not seen from Rocker before. And Awakening puts Skies down over through DVD Alley. Trophy will get set up and Rocker will win rotation.
Now Rocker are fully set up to get themselves back into this game and potentially chain it over towards that Palace Hill again. So Subliners currently up by 30 points.
Sorry about that, chat.
Not easy to break.
We're back.
Subliners
Sorry about that, chat. We're back.
What Scott is currently trying to do, just flip those spawns because it was a full 60 hold before the replay started for Minnesota Rocker. If you're Subliners, we got to at least be on the right side of the map.
A couple of kills come through for the Subliners, a chance to hit from the front while also manipulate the spawns, with Skies already setting himself up for new at 42 seconds to play. Little finesse over the old time though, as Linz tries to lock down Kismet, not quite able to find him in time. Hydra now to reinforce for this 2v1 break attempt. And Skies is going to be in a 1v1 with accuracy at new. So once again, the war is being fought on 2 fronts. New York only able to contest the time at old, still waiting for this 1v1 to develop.
Man, Skies versus Accuracy is such a crucial kill. If Accuracy is able to pick up this one, Minnesota will get a full 60 over towards the Palace. Basically a tie game, but now it's all on Skies. Now 3 players from Minnesota in position to try to locate where he is, but that last player spawns all the way across the map. So Skies gets 1, but now his teammates are here to make something happen.
Game of Worlds Waldo. Can you find the rest of the remaining Rocker members nearby? Kismet, the one on the hunt. Dead silence. Surprised by Awakening. Now Hydra trying to follow up. Able to confirm at least 1 trade, but looking for the second. Awakening still in position. Vivid looking to assist. 2v2 for the time. New York in for now. And with just Vivid left to find Hydra right behind him. Little ring around the rosy. Someone find each other. Vivid's so annoying. But eventually the Subliners collect the kill, and with that also the hard point.
And now this 40 seconds look like it's going to be locked up for New York. Way to just play it patient, find all the kills that you needed to influence those spawns for Minnesota all the way across.
I'm not
going
to explain.
This 2 kills. They're going to probably put more pressure on this hill. You don't want to give up this full 40 seconds to the Subliners.
I should have switched my scenes, honestly, but I showed information that's very private, and right now that part is being that stream it's privated at the moment, and I'm gonna cut it out if I can.
Skies first one here, finessing, not quite able to take down Linz. Trades are good, and with that Rocker will open up the hill.
Yeah, Rocker started off with this initial time in towards the P1. Such a close back and forth game that we have on our hands, but gets mixy around this cafe. Lynn starts it off with 2. Linz finds 3. Eventually does get shut down on that cruise missile streak. So not going to be able to earn that, but Minnesota slowly climbing their way back into this game. Only 40 seconds left on P1.
Great angle from Civ, also making sure no one rotates over towards the flank. Lynn's there to meet him, Awakening right behind. So Rocker once again, favorable in the kill feed, but they do get pushed out of the hard point, just down to Wake. Can he once again do it all himself? On the cross, able to find Skies and says, no need to take this challenge. Let's get some extra time and bring this game back to level terms.
You're going to be able to take the lead as well because already Subliners are
definitely kind of not surprised at this point that
as much as you can, so you can try to flip these spawns. And the Skies in his position already rotated over towards Broken. You now have to get past that first line of defense. Awakening trying to sniff him out. Jump up, but Linz with the assistance. So Minnesota already in the advantage. They can grow the lead right now.
Kismet by himself. Absolutely nobody nearby, although help is on the way. Just not going to get here in time. Construction opens up. Awakening again on another spree. This time at 3. Tallied, but does get taken down. New York all fighting from the backside of this hard point. 50-50 fights over the top of the tank. And Accuracy letting them have it. Can't quite get the trophy system down. So everything stays neutral. We're still in an 8-point game.
Yeah, and if you're Minnesota, it's good to just keep them in this trap. You're not really fighting for this time because you know that bathroom hill, you will continuously spawn over to the backside of Palace. You just continuously winning these guys.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Trades are continuing to go back and forth. So a whole lot of continuing
what
right
I can do.
And there's only 25 seconds left on this P2. The pistol comes out, not good enough to get the job done, but pretty sure there's only been like 5 seconds taken from this hill.
Dude, the game clock is winning this hard point right now. Finally, Accuracy will jump in for the scrap. New York spawning over towards Palace are trying to cut over through courtyard side, but Vivid is right in place and absolutely tearing them apart. Accuracy right there alongside, so Rocker control the tempo once again on rotation, which is not something New York is familiar to feeling.
And now New York are forced to break, and one of the most unbreakable hills in this bathroom because you have to cross right in front of these lines of sights. And if you're Minnesota, just simply hold down this street side, have a player contest in towards the cafe, but they're losing his initial gunfights. It all falls into hands of Vivid and Awakening. Vivid drops. Now what can Big Wake get done?
Rocker are completely outside of the hard point. Awakening just finessing as much as he
can.
And Big Wake is starting to elevate to Gigawake. Now around the same total we had before. Let's take a look in to see how the Rocker comms are sounding as they try to hold.
He's low under the stairs. Oh, DVD got me. Don't pay 190. Okay. I spawned back right. I'm in the back to I have to back. Oh, he's on the broken car. On the broken car, Caesar. Nice. They're all three behind you there, then.
No. He's aiming. He's in
Mid-tank weak. He's going diner, front diner. Listen, don't let him get to 190 or we gotta play for the spawn.
Yeah, he's so far diner.
Nice.
I'm gonna go
One's gonna be low. He's on their side time. On the ledge, on the window ledge, on the ladder. Nice. Get that time.
I'm going left, bro.
Yeah, I'm going left. Nice.
One shot. Yeah, I can go there. Nice.
Tower one bullet.
He's so bad tank.
Heard it in the listening. Rocker very committed to trying to play to finesse that old time, but they also are very aware we cannot allow New York to get to a certain tally. Otherwise, we very well could lose the game here at Palace. Is the cushion enough? That's the question.
I think it's good enough to at least have a tie game at the end of this hill. Subliners are not able to hold down a full 60 over towards the treehouse side, and now Minnesota are putting themselves in a position to already find the break in towards Palace. They can win it here. So if you are the Subliners, the last two players here, you have to find a couple kills. Hydra and Skies, they combined for 2. So now there's only one player left for Minnesota. It's going to be Lins. He takes down 1, but New York reinforced back into the HP.
No one else to Rocker going to be able to contest this. So like you had already kind of assumed, we're going to have a real tight game rotating into our third set of hills. It's just down to can New York start to find success in the first two, because to this point, they really have been empty on time on these first two hills.
Yeah, this first hill has been causing mayhem for the Subliners. Minnesota just trading more efficient. Now Subliners going to find themselves down by about 20 points. Have to be forced to find a break in towards P1. Multiple trophies going to go down. That nade is not going to get any information. So what can Kismet do? Sliding right on in to try to get this first kill.
First trophy denied, but there's still so many left. And it's Wake who meets him at the back door. He's going to get 3 of the 4. Oh, maybe even pop it out for a moment. But here come Rocker. 232, 198.
This is going to be
flipped from playing over towards the left side of the map. They need to find the kills, and they need to find them quick.
They got to get in, man. They got to get in. They at least have one person in the point, and it's going to be Kismet. He's staying alive as long as he can. He find those initial 2 kills, make it 3. He cannot get the 4th, though, onto Lins, and Minnesota only 10 points away from being those map 1 Reapers again.
Zip trying to get in through the side door. Kills looking decent. Vivid pops right back inside. Trying to pre-forward the back door. 243 is where it stops. New York able to clean up the last couple of kills. Rocker now need to make a decision. Do you want to play fully for rotation, or do you try to want to get the last 7 seconds? They're committing 3 players to trying to get it done right here, but the contest time, it may have been good enough. Just a couple seconds between what's left of the hard point versus going towards New, and New York are here first.
And New York are here first, and they also have one player in Skies who spawns on a free pinch, so he's going to be able to find a couple kills on the back end. Subliners are finding all the kills at the right time. Minnesota not spawning on the preferred side. When you talk about this P2, they need to get a break. The attacks need to be good. They need to be hitting, and you have to get past Hydra because he's holding it down with that AR.
Explosions all over the construction side, but it's the Subliners.
Oh no, they're gonna choke.
Still one member on the hard point, soaking up time for New York, who can 100% still try to win this here. But Minnesota start to find the kills. Hydra, last one left alive, has to stop Rocker from finding any entry, but he gets completely cut down. And it's Rocker. The back one dominates.
That was really close.
Take the first.
Let me tell you right now, Alan, when you're in a series, right? And you play that map 1 and something unfortunate happens to where a reset comes in, the team that was dominating that map before the reset even starts, they usually have a really bad time at winning the reset. But Minnesota Rocket did exactly what they needed to do. Every single hard point. Dominate that P1 to P2. Keep P3 scrappy. Find breaks on P4 and even the P5, which is usually a money hill. They were the team that initially started off with it and then kept it scrappy the second time around for the subliners. They started to slowly fight back, but Minnesota just had a better game plan in game one. They usually do. That now puts their record to 7-1 in opening hard points, and now they're up 1-0 in the series.
Silly things, man. Linz gets 30 for 5,200 damage. Wake, who played a map and a half worth of great hard point, continued to also find his way on the successful side of the kill feed. And it's just, again, all the things that we were framing up. New York, you have to beat them on rotation.
Yeah.
You cannot allow them to get set up and continue to reap when it comes to their efficiency on holds. Rocker worked great at that early, really changed the tone of this game right from the get-go.
And I even think when it came down to that final HP, subliners were in a position to win it. You're swanning all of Minnesota towards the backside of Palace. I would have just liked them to have a more tight setup and not Kismet commit on that flank. Once he commits on that flank and he doesn't find a kill, you're already in a man disadvantage on the opposite side. And then they were able to solo out Hydra, find those final 2 seconds, win the HP. Now they're up 1-0 in the series. And if you are Minnesota Rocker, that GP on GD, word to Lamar accuracy, it's working so far.
Man, it's just so refreshing to see Minnesota find success by way of the ARs.
Yeah.
Because literally the entirety of this little 3-series stretch they've been out, you could point either to Linz or either to Vivid.
Yeah.
You just had not seen really much out of Awakening or accuracy. Sure, they've improved, but they haven't taken over. Now we're starting to see what these ARs could do when they're in the right environment. Awakening really put everyone on notice in this first map.
Yeah, and especially on a map like Invasion. We're talking about all these lines of sights that are so long distance. You're going to set up these ARs to cut down those proper angles. And even with Awakening, was finding himself in power position. We even saw it at the beginning of the P1. Yeah.
He
gets a 3-piece with an AR watching Freezer side. That's because he knows I have the backup from my teammates. Accuracy is watching the right side street just in case anyone goes for the flank. They just had the perfect game plan in game one.
Perfect stuff. Good, I would say, just overall prep, and we talked about it before this series. Hey, they played this map when they played each other last time, so I'm sure there was plenty of footage to start to go through. New York, late heroics, just not quite able to make up that 192 to 128 gap is where it really started to stretch. And we talked about the continual lack of success that New York had through the first 3 hills in particular, so that was definitely a major win condition for Minnesota.
And now if you are subliners, you got to rely on the game mode that's been winning you a lot of series
Big
now.
time,
Search and Destroy, 9-1 overall throughout the season so far. The only loss that they have is the beatdown versus the Toronto Ultra. But just the way that they've been having a lot of success is usually comes through Hydra. He was their Mr. First Blood King. But this year, it's been the Bulldog, Kismet. What is it, like opening duel percentage at 70% or 67% like that? That guy is getting it done. And when you're playing against this Minnesota roster, in Search and Destroy specifically, their defense is not the greatest. They allow the most bomb plants to go down. Their retakes are abysmal, which is dead last in the league. And going up against the subliners who are the #1 attacking team, this is a tall task.
Big time. I think the thing is, on top of the Bulldog being great in opening First Bloods, he's also the bomb carrier.
Yep.
He's also planting the bomb more than anyone else in the league. So when you find First Blood and immediately turn that into post-plant success, you definitely assume to start to see things like a 9-1 Search and Destroy record. On the other side, though, and how Rocker could continue to kind of foil what has been a storyline set up in favor of the subliners is when they do find First Bloods, Rocker are great at converting rounds. It just comes down to they're not very successful at actually winning those First Bloods.
Yeah, at least the good thing for them as well is that they are playing Karachi. So that's a map that they recently just won. But as we take a look at these stats, S&D attack metrics for both of these squads, obviously it's a lot better for the subliners. Second overall ranking, 76% of the time they close out the W with that post plant. And then rounds with plants, 53%. They're doing the objective work on the correct side. And then on the opposite side for Minnesota, all those stats are a little bit lower than the subliners. But the way that they've been turning up in Search and Destroy as of recent, what is it? They've won last 3 out of their 4?
I think so.
Yeah, because they 3-0, 3-0, lost the map 2, won the game 5. So their game plan, like Accuracy said, after the Christmas break, it's been working.
It's coming to life, man. It took a while, but I mean, even the desk, I think, when we were watching the online phase, we're still sleeping on this Minnesota team, but playing a map and a half worth of Invasion, looking good throughout all of it, it's definitely opening up some eyes. So we'll see what Vivid can do. You kind of saw the real glimpse right there versus LAG. He looked unbelievable. Can they find ways to replicate? It'll be New York on the offense first.
And New York are going to play this one a little bit slower because you have no trophy systems to work with, and it leads to Awakening finding that First Blood over the top of the building onto Hydra. So now the subline is in a 3v4 situation. Have to slow on down. Try to read the way Minnesota are setting up on their defenses. Try Try to work some kind of information in their favor.
A little bit of intel from Sky's accuracy playing bottom sandbags. That will be transmitted. But in a 3v4, losing out on a lot of the middle of the map, what does New York even have to work with? And the answer is not very much. They've been able to find a follow-up. Kismet hunting for Awakening, and there will be no second engagement there as Minnesota will just hold the 4v2 numbers.
Yeah, 2v4. Kismet position now known as Linz eventually takes down Sips. So now it's all up to Kismet, the Bulldog. He's got the bomb in his back pocket. But it's going to be a 1v4 for him to try to clutch up and take this first round. Couple shots coming in, but eventually walks right into the preem of the rest of the Minnesota players. They started off with the first blood. You just said it. Yep. Get the first blood, you get the W.
And that's just good. Again, pre-planning for Minnesota, lots of nade spam through the middle of the map, which New York has often loved to take right off the get-go. So yeah, perfect for Minnesota. Everything going to plan to this point. Can they find success in their offense? We just saw the stats for it. It has not been particularly great in really them trying to play around the objective. They're always looking for kills, but not often getting the bomb planted.
And the good thing for us is that we actually casted their last match of the opening qualifiers. And the way that they love their attacking rounds usually was on the back of Linz. He's aggressive up through the middle of the map. He tries to play for anyone being aggressive over towards that B bomb, and he also turns into that island player if anything hits the fan. But for Minnesota, all out pressure towards A, and New York aren't ready for this.
Really quick tempo hit. Kismet trying to rotate over to get into Diner, but Vivid with under the cover of smoke is just going to plant this, and Kismet will at least find one kill. Can't quite get away. So the post plant setup now in play. 3v3 we go.
You have Accuracy who's watching that long flank. He's able to take down Hydra, so instantly a 3v2. Position now known. The last two subliners players, they jump up into red. Accuracy finds a second. Again, it's Sky's now left in a 1v3 with 25 seconds left.
If you would have told me at the beginning of this match, Jay, that Rocker was going to come out and outpace New York subliners, I would have called you crazy. But Minnesota are flying right now. Love the gut check call in the first opening offense to say, we're going quick, and we're just going to try to stick to get that bomb planted as soon as possible.
And that's where the homework comes into play right there, because we saw all of last week. The bomb site for Minnesota Rocker was that B site. Every single time in their attack, that's where they were going. Subliners were probably prepared for that, but when you catch them off guard, going over towards that A, instantly putting the bomb down, winning the trade battle, Accuracy watching your flank, Minnesota on point right now in their search and destroy.
Next hit for New York. Well, let's continue to be focused over the middle of the map. Sure seems to be. But look at this defensive setup for Rocker. So much aggression playing through barrels. Vivid sees the trophy system, knows that there are members nearby, and it's Awakening to help him out. Bomb carrier will drop in an early 4v3 again for Rocker.
And now Vivid's just going to reposition himself, find another kill through the top AC, and they shut down Hydra. Hydra so far is not having a good time in this search and destroy. And now Minnesota find themselves up in the 3v2 advantage. Bomb going to be down towards the middle of the map. Left up to the Bulldog and Skies. It's not that much time to work with. You have to at least find one kill because you don't want to play this bomb towards B.
Yep.
So many different angles you have to check.
I mean, you know that Accuracy can be sitting somewhere over towards the B side of the map, just comes down to where. And because of that little scuffle over through the middle of the map, Linz has floated around, and now again is kind of a question mark here for New York. There's just no information anywhere for the subliners.
And if you are Minnesota, you're gaining every ounce of information that you need to, and Accuracy finding that kill. Now you know where the pressure's coming in, and it sets up Linz to find the final. On the back of another first blood out of Awakening, Minnesota have been able to chain 3 rounds in a row. If I'm subliners, let's not move up the spawn for a little bit. Let's just take 5 seconds extra, because these nades are really changing the game right now.
Especially from the offensive side. Unreal. I don't think anyone would have had this on their bingo card. Not through a map and a half so far. 3-0 start. You got to keep in mind that this was another one of those maps that these two teams played against each other. The tally last time was subliners 6-3 over Rocker, but at the moment it is all Minnesota all the time. Accuracy still holding on to a 4-0 start. And as the bomb gets collected, nades go mid, and it looks like Rocker can try to take all their focus over towards B, but Kismet has one that lands right in Linz's lap. So for the first time in a while, subliners will have early numbers.
Subliners start off with that initial kill. Big kill to take down Linz as well, and finally Hydra is able to spawn on in. Takes down Accuracy. Vivid there for the trade, but subliners in the advantage. Only a minute left on the clock. Vivid going to be that bomb carrier, but subliners know where that pressure is going to be. They're trapping him in towards the chicken coop.
There's a lot of space potentially to get on over towards B. The only one in the way would be Skies at the moment, but Hydra playing over towards top mid. Kismet around the back. Okay, there you go. Full surround like you already said. Completely enveloped the play. Nowhere for Rocker to go, and New York get on the board.
It's good stuff to get that first blood onto Linz, who's the aggressor up through the middle of the map. Once you shut him down, you know the rest of Minnesota, they're going to slow on down because they don't have any information of any players crossing over towards the B site. And at that point, you just allow Hydra to maneuver his way around the middle of the map, find the second kill, and then sets up the Bulldog for the final. Subliners on the back of the first blood, win the round.
Can they start to find any success on offense? Have to have it, you would think, sooner rather than later. So can they find something here? Like you already kind of suggested, let's just stay back a little bit, not get naded. That would be step number one. This time, though, 3 members over towards tires, and yep, everyone just kind of draws a line in the sand, and almost the delayed nades come through. Hydra still just trying to dance for his life a little bit as finally all the utility expires.
And not a single player from the Subliners are in a position to watch anyone cross over towards bridge. So Accuracy's going to find himself in this position again. He could be the deciding factor to make something happen, and he does it just in time. Finds the first, lines it up with the Kobe, already a 4v2.
And just no one able to get into the face of Accuracy. You saw the stuns for New York going over the top. Those didn't hit, and Accuracy is just planted up. Says, come and get me if you can. Holy cow, Minnesota 4-1 start, and really even the round they lost, I mean, I wouldn't even say they've really been in an uncomfortable spot yet.
Yeah. They really haven't, because that defense right there is perfect. You get all the teammates to come over the top side of Chicken Coop. Everyone's one shot. No one's going to challenge the right side and watch across the lower bomb. So Accuracy gets all that info, and then he puts himself in a great position to find the initial 2 kills. And pretty sure, what, is he working towards a cruise missile? Potentially? No, he's on a 2, so he actually did fall. But Minnesota, they're just flawless right now in the S&D. New York have not had an answer.
We're going to get another round 1 hit right here. Quick attack over towards A possibly. Lin's mid-map, called up that one earlier, Jay. Kismet did his homework as well. Nade will land, and Kismet will tally what I believe is his first blood, actually. He has been all over the place with these nades, and Rocker kind of have to take a bit of a pause as they try to figure things out.
Got to take your time now. The most aggressive player does get shut down, so down to 3v4. The initial push was going to go over towards that A site, but now Vivid has to work his way around the map. Accuracy still trying to spot anyone over towards the speed bomb, but do they know the positioning right now of Sib as he's getting aggressive up through Chicken Coop?
Well, they can actually just go right by him. Sib is going to get aggressive over towards market side, but they find Kismet. So now all of a sudden you've got some rogue players on both sides as Sib will eventually make his presence known. Accuracy to drop. Tough gunfight versus Awakening. Tags on both sides. And it looks like that aggressive game of tag will come to a bit of a reset.
But it's still Vivid in a position. I thought he was going to go for the flank onto Skies, but Skies turns at the right time. Now it's all up to Awakening in the 1v3. Get some info on at least one player, but with only 25 seconds left, the bomb's all the way across the map. You stand no chance in hell at that one. Subliners, again, off the back of the first blood by the Kobe from Kismet, win another round.
Yeah, and I think a good decision from Sib as well, just to get a read saying, uh-oh, we have a lot of pressure through mid. Maybe I can sneak behind this Minnesota offense, and it does eventually work out to isolate. Okay,
like,
so New York putting them together here and there, but again, offensively, they haven't had anything to work with yet. And now, instead of just saying it'd be nice to have it, you have to have it. You don't want to go down 5-2.
They are the best attacking team in Search and Destroy that we had.
Yep.
They get the most bomb plants down. They're great on the post-plant situation. They just haven't had a situation where they can get it down because Minnesota are picking them apart early into these rounds. But down 4-2. Let's switch up the game plan. No one through the middle of the map. Let's go all out towards red, and Linz is going to be here.
Huge pause across the entirety of the map for New York. No one going to be tagged up by any nades. Thing is, on the same shoe, New York will have no idea how far Minnesota may be playing. Linz in particular, over towards bus side, holds off on the trigger discipline, catches one front side desk. Now it's on the hunt for Hydra. Just comes down to, do you get a read on this positioning? Because help is on the way, and New York will stay alive in the 3v3.
They're just trying to fight. They know that Linz is very, very close to the engagements, and Accuracy finds one, but Linz is there for the trade. Hydra now left in the 1v2 situation. Gets the first. It's a 1v1 now.
Okay. Should have an idea that Linz is still playing over towards Diner side. Hydra going to take his time to get a little bit of elevation in the mix. Bomb down, though, at the feet of Linz. So it's all about the decision making. Hydra still is dead silent, still has all of his utilities, so he can try to finesse, but there's only 25 seconds left.
Yeah, and Linz doesn't have to do anything. He knows the bomb is down over towards A. He has the cross set up as well. The time is just starting to tick. If you're Hydra, you have to either find this kill or work this bomb plant, and Linz is going to be ready for it.
Here we go. Linz playing right on top. Hydra gets a look at him. Oh, and it was a good look. But Linz posted up, and you can see the smile. It's like, all right, I got you guys, I got you. And now the looming of a 5-2 tally in favor of Rocker, possibly going 2-0 up in this series.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
That is insane. I wasn't expecting Minnesota to come out and be so polished the way they are in this series so far. Great in the opening map one, even after the reset, they still get it done. And now you're beating one of the best Search and Destroy teams in the game. Up 5-2, can potentially close it out 6-2. The rookie's playing great, Accuracy's playing great. Multiple first bloods on their side, just one round away. Do they decide to go back over towards that A push? No, we're going back to the old reliable. Let's get this trophy down towards B. Let's get this bomb down.
Defense for New York still lurking over towards the A side of the map. Lynn's trying to make whatever noise he possibly can, while the rest of Rock are just waiting to see if there's any intel that Lynn's can find here through mid, and he will find Sib. 4 kills straight for Lynn's, and now all of a sudden New York need to decide, is that actually where the hit is? Because in this 4v3, they are stuck at mid-map.
Just got to post up, but at least with that smoke, you get some information that the bomb is definitely going down over towards B. Actually going to be play to watch over Vivid as he goes for that bomb plant, but it's already down. Accuracy finds one. It's a 4v2.
And Lynn's could just cut off this pinch, no worries. New York would have to put together a bit of a miracle here in this 2v4 retake. Kismet will drop, and now the hunt is on, and Minnesota Rocker, welcome. Holy smokes, let everyone know about it, why don't you, with some conviction. 6-2, mercy.
This is a massacre, Alan. We're talking about the subliners who were great in every mode, right? At least 50 when it came to the respawn. Search and destroy, they were basically unbeatable. But right now, Minnesota had the perfect game plan. Multiple first.
I wasn't able to look a lot because right now I'm just trying to figure out
and then just take mid-map control with Lynn's being the island player, finessing with that SMG. New York did not have an answer from start to finish in that SMG. They didn't even win an attacking round. They were the best at that, and they couldn't get one done. Now they find themselves down 0-2 in the series.
Damn,
I was not expecting this.
First bloods as well for the
this is very interesting.
3 of them, I believe, by Kismet's nades, dude. I mean, those are free first bloods. And still New York weren't able to convert on rounds that they should have had in the palm of their hands. So now you also take a look on the flip side for Rocker. You're up 2-0, but in map number 1, you got a mammoth performance from Awakening, and the second map was 9-3 from accuracy. So the ARs, who have been kind of a funny little footnote for Rocker, have been spotlighted so far. And the better news here, Jay, looking forward to Karachi Control. It's been a great map for Rocker.
Oh yeah, it's been a great rack for Rocker, and the crazy thing is, it's not on their attacking rounds. It's actually on their defense. I find when we talk about Karachi Control, you usually find a lot more success on your attacking side, but Minnesota, complete flip-flop, and now that's their best control. So you got to be feeling really confident to walk away with this 3-0.
We maybe thought there were going to be 3-0s throughout a lot of the day, but I don't think many saw Minnesota possibly setting themselves up for a huge surprise here in just our second match on LAN in the Modern Warfare 3 year. But it's all Minnesota through the first 2, heading into a map mode combination that has been great for them. Will they stun the subliners? We'll find out when we come back.
Well, that shit just turned everything around, for sure. Chat. So chat, how y'all doing so far? Well, this is a interesting turn of events, honestly. On New York, since I thought New York would be dominating Minnesota's ass, but I guess I think things have turned around so far. I'll say. That's good.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much
chat,
more.
remember the
Check
laptop
out
I
the Call
was
of Duty store
telling you all
now.
about when I was trying to prepare?
Call of Duty store.
It's trying to fix. It's still having issues.
Vibrant and mythical items you gotta check out.
With tech.
Welcome back to Boston, friends, and well,
and
our second match of the day has been a huge surprise to this point, a 2-0 tally, which may, by
I'm trying different things to fix it, but it's not working at the moment, so
got tight near the hard point, but the search and destroy all
I hope that
Karachi control, which they're gonna love.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with New York. They must have not got the bacon, egg, and cheese this morning. A good little coffee in the blue cup from the corner.
This laptop, the laptop company,
right now with the subliners,
can be able to help me with
Minnesota are
this
making them
situation.
pay every step of the way. Now they're going into a Karachi control. We have one of the best defensive teams versus one of the best attacking teams. And it's not like Minnesota are one of the worst attacking teams. They can sneak a couple out if they need to. But if you are the subliners, it has to come through just absolute dominance on your attacking side. Shut them down on what they are good at so you have confidence just in case it does go to that map number 4.
In the same breath, though, one of the guys that's been able to help Minnesota get things done in a lot of these big series over the last handful has been Linz. And we talked about the SMGs coming into this event. They were by far the stars for the rocker. But so far through 2 maps, you could definitely write the story off of what Awakening and Accuracy have done. So with Rocker starting off on their preferred side, it's defense first for Karachi. Can they start this map up 1-0?
They're on the better side, so if you are New York subliners, you got to get this one done. Not going to try anything fishy, go over towards B right
nice
off the rip.
kill.
We're just going to commit towards this 8-point. Try to extend this time. But for Minnesota, one thing that they did last week that was very scary is that they only applied pressure towards this 8-point one time. They gave this up for free. You allowed the other team to have so much time to work over towards the B point. So already they're changing that game plan up. We're going to apply pressure over towards every chance we get.
Yeah, Linz clearing off the high ground may have been the green light for Rocker to try to contest this, but with the follow-up kills from the subliners, it's all about just trapping subliners from getting this rotation for free, but they have no idea that Hydra's already here, tries to finesse underneath Vivid, but not quite able to do so. Kismet around the back, now the next hope for the subliners, and he's going to go unchecked as the full 60 is going to be confirmed over on the 8-point.
Oh, but Minnesota, they're still contesting A. New York probably thinking, all right, that one's done. Let's just solely put our focus over towards B, and that's definitely what Kismet was thinking, but now his teammates are dropping through the middle of the map, and Minnesota have maintained mid-map control. Big gunfight win coming in from Sid, can potentially hop on a point, but Awakening is there for the trade. And now if you are New York, all right, you find the right kills, now we get on this 8-point.
And the big thing is Hydra's going to be cutting things off over on this defensive squad rotation. Kismet getting out of the zone just to make sure nobody gets through the dumpster, and it's a double for the Bulldog. Follow-up from Rocker. No. Kismet is still not being deterred. 5-0 start for him. Skies keeps him safe, and now with the the extra 60 fully confirmed. New York all over this first hit.
Vivid at least made it out, though. Vivid makes it out, and he's able to find two. The only two players from the subliners over towards Cafe. He takes care of both of them, so Minnesota are able to force their way back on in. But Civ now in a great position to cut them off from top AC. That's still 2 dead. The only thing you have to focus on is that dumpster hop-up, but there's still a lot of players from Minnesota on that side of the map.
And these next 2 waves for the subliners have to be pushed off very, very swiftly if you're Rocker. Not a lot of lives to play with 19 playing 11. Hydra in the zone, still working on this first tick of progress. Knows he's got players around the back. The timing is perfect for Hydra, but the trades do come up in favor of the Rocker. Problem is, they're still down half the lives.
Yeah, and if you are the subliners, you're getting those close spawns over towards backside red, so you're able to instantly influence that aggression over towards the ticket side again. If you are Minnesota, it has to be a clean forward dead to spawn them all the way across, because if you're playing the trade battle, subliners are going to walk away with this attack.
Yeah, just too expensive here for Rocker's defense, it feels like. Accuracy does take care of Kismet, so still that first tick of progress being depleted. New York threatening, but accuracy starting to step up a touch. Trade from Skies is good, and the rest of Rocker once again held back on the backside of Dumpster.
There's just no more respawns left, and I don't know if Linz is not moving for an apparent reason, but something is happening. I think if you were Minnesota in this situation, you're definitely going to go out there and die. You don't want those segments to go the opposite way. But another reset. It's unfortunately looking like it's about to come in. What's going on with Minnesota's side?
I don't know.
What's going on?
You're right, though. It did look like Linz for a moment was just having a little bit of issue. He put his controller down, it looked like, at one point in time, although he's not the one communicating with the refs. So not hard to look at. I mean, in terms of what we're looking forward to, maybe his Awakening, he did disconnect here as we're looking at the scoreboard on our side. But I think overall, you look at kind of the idea from Rocker, like you mentioned, not just giving away A for free. They're trying to throw extra lives. The problem there for Minnesota was it was so expensive. Too many lives at it.
Too many lives at it, and they still did not know the positioning of Kismet. Like, he was staying alive at Cafe, waiting for his teammates to capture that A point. Once that happened, Minnesota are all jumping over the dumpster. They're thinking, oh, Cafe's going to be free.
Man, can we not do this?
On this side, but Kismet was ready with that AR in hand, and he was the cutoff man to potentially almost take that first round in control for the subliners. But obviously, we don't know what happened. We'll give you guys an update as soon as we can.
And I think the thing just kind of to look after the 5-minute break is that felt a little bit more like what we're used to seeing from New York. Yeah, sure, they haven't been a great control team per se, but when they're finding all of these little rogue routes, taking over the map, just kind of swarming in locations that are hard to find confirmed kills at, that's where New York becomes an issue for a lot of teams in the league.
Especially in control, man, because the way that they've been getting it done in attacking rounds is not really through the segments. It's been through the slaying. And they were on full display right there in that round number 1. So if they can keep that up, that's how you definitely start the momentum. Just completely outslay, potentially earn yourself some cruise missiles, and shut down Minnesota, who are one of the best teams on their defensive side. Then you force Minnesota to now win an attack, which is 50-50 chance.
Sure, but a very convincing start is great news for New York fans.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, the Boston Bagels not quite the same as they are.
No, it's not, man. I'm telling you, bro. That bacon and cheese is different. A little bit of ketchup, probably a little thing of mayo as well. I know some people hate mayo.
Mayo on it.
I'm telling you, in a bacon and cheese, ketchup and mayo are hitting different.
All right. I'm just going to take your word on it. I will not attempt to try. Take your word. And I think the thing, too, is we look at this control is you've got some freedom in this series now for Minnesota. I mean, we came into this looking at the map set like, yeah, sure, Minnesota map 1, it's been really successful. Maybe they steal the first. I don't think either of us expected a 6-2 beatdown in the second. But you're looking forward to also a Skid Row map number 4, which, based on, again, the historic success of the SMGs for the side of Minnesota, you look at it and say, okay, there is a little bit of a lifeline later in the series for the Rockers.
There's definitely a little lifeline, but, like, what are they? 0-5 in game 4s? 0-3 in game 5s. Like, if you are the subliners, it all starts with this control. You walk away with this, you're going into a Skid Row where you can definitely walk away with the W and force that game 5. And if it does get to the game 5, the good thing for Minnesota is subliners have never played it. And that can also be scary because you have no VODs to review of how they like to play setups. And on the opposite side for subliners, Minnesota played that map a couple times. And the biggest thing that they struggle with is simply their attacking rounds. So like 1-8 on Invasion S&D, you don't find success on that map if you're not winning attacks.
And that's the biggest thing, not just for this particular matchup, but I really have to stress to all you guys watching both here and at home is when you listen to the desk breaking down things like map fluidity, who's got the most ability to go to different locations and still find success. Our top 4 teams have been able to prove that everywhere they go, whether it's hardpoint, search and control, is going to be a desperate attempt likely for the teams that are on the bottom 4 side of what we've had so far in the online qualifiers. It's just really surprising to take a look at this particular matchup, seeing as they squared up once before. It was pretty controlled by New York, but this Minnesota hot streak has no signs of cooling down at the moment, which is great news for Rocker.
That's great news for Rocker. We're talking about potentially 4 series in a row. 3 series in a row to guarantee yourself a winner's bracket at this event. But to take down a Titan in the subliners who we have as one of the potential winners of this entire event, oh man, the whole story changes for Minnesota Rocker. They get this W here.
I think you feel like you could beat anybody too.
Hell yeah.
Without question.
Guaranteed.
Okay, so the update that we're getting is that will be a full reset here for the Control, which, once again, great news for Minnesota considering how things happen. But I think just overall, the mentality here for New York has to be, look, we've reset, we're back. Let's not let this dead time kill all of this momentum that we just found in that fake first round.
I just think if you're New York, you got to come out like the world champions that you are.
Bang.
You got to just set the tone early on. We're talking about Hydra stepping up, Kismet setting the tone with that SMG alongside him. But I want to see more of an impact out of Skies and Sib. We know Sib so far throughout the season, he's been an absolute shooter for this subliners roster. So has Skies, but so far in this series, haven't really came to life yet. So on a map like Karachi, those guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Okay. So we had a little bit of a teaser as far as what we could possibly expect for this Karachi Control, but we are loading back in to give it another go. New York will be starting off on the offense with just a re-hit that has been their most successful side, not just in Karachi, but everywhere. Whereas for Minnesota, their defense has been particularly great on this map mode combination specifically. So we'll see if the breakoffs look any different. For New York, not really. Everything going back over towards A once again.
Yeah, I think if you're Minnesota, though, you're going to change your breakoff off a little bit and not allow them to get full chicken coop control.
Huge.
So you have multiple players on that side of the map, and they still are applying pressure in towards the middle. But Hydra cuts down to first segment about to be completed. Oh no, man. Hydra, you can never count this guy out. He's the best player that we had last year. He's trying to turn it around here. Already a 3-0 start.
Slapped him right in the mouth. Now has the MCW to also work with from this top AC position. Vivid wanted to give it a go. Got a lot of Hydra, but not enough of it. Second tick of progress looking good for the confirm unless Linz decides he wants to jump out of hotel and make a play for it. But he's been scouted, and it looks like for the most part, Rocker are going to just completely chalk this and just set up their defense for B.
And this is where it scares me. This is where it scares me because you don't apply any pressure over towards A. They know that you guys are playing a strong setup around this B point. And now if you don't find these kills, this game can get out of hand instantly. You do have Awakening in a position, blocking those close spawns so they can't spawn close red, and instantly apply the pressure over towards Cafe, but it's still the bulldog to the back end. He does get cut down by accuracy, so now it's 2 minutes that Minnesota have to hold on to this B point.
Big elimination, though, for accuracy to make sure that New York don't just completely flood this zone. On the same front, Awakening also playing topside single window over towards red. So there are members for Rocker that can set up this defense, even though not everyone is here as of yet. New York, no chance to jump on the zone, and the follow-up kill from Linz and Awakening together. Now all of a sudden Rocker can dominate the map as they've won every single individual gunfight.
Subliners just try to ISO Awakening over towards Junkyard. He reads the first player on his flank and then turns on the second player to hold down this position. Such a crucial play coming out of the AR player. On the side of Minnesota, already 30 seconds knocked off of the game clock. You're forcing all of the subliners to overextend. We got to push through middle. We got to push through Fountain and potentially try to go for deep flanks as well. And Minnesota, with their setup right now, they're fully invested on where they're coming from.
Great help coming around the back as Vivid up top for Balcony. Almost got to, but New York find themselves favorably in the kill feed. Linz follows up, now confirming that the spawns will stay safe in New York, who tried to make this whole overextension happen, have to all of a sudden hit this through junk just because the clock is starting to tick away.
Yeah, it just didn't work. It didn't work. It took too much time, and if you don't find those kills, it's going to come back to bite you. So they try to come off spawn and hit something different, but now you have to go into the Junkyard ARs who are holding down this position. Accuracy on 3. Awakening on 4. Finally, they take down accuracy, but there's still only 45 seconds left on the clock. They're not getting those close spawns because still Awakening in that position.
Linz trying to take care of Kismet, surprises him just over towards bus stop. And now can go once again back forward, try to zone them out a little bit further as New York are trying to look for kills. Can't find anybody. Rocker's just ratting up in and around hotel, and New York have no opportunity to break through this defensive setup nor even see the zone.
And now there's only 20 seconds left. This is going to be their final hoorah to try to get in towards the cafe. Trades going down and towards the middle of the map, but it's still Minnesota playing those corners, making it so much more difficult for New York to just sprint on forward and get onto the point. Only 7 seconds left. They find 2. Linz trying to find the second. He cannot. but it should be just enough for Minnesota to take round one.
Unreal start for Awakening again. 6-1 in round number 1. It just feels so right all of a sudden to see Rocker actually fulfilling full setups. Good duality between the back line and the front line, and everyone's getting involved. This Minnesota team looks revitalized in every form of the word.
And Namus has got to be geeking right now.
I'm saying.
You know Big Wake is his favorite player. Big Wake had a conversation. We said, I'm going off this weekend, and he is not letting Wheeler down. Minnesota take round 1, but also crucial plays from Awakening over towards the junk side to keep those spawns closer for his team. Now they go to the attacking side where it usually doesn't treat them well, but they can sneak out a couple if they need to.
Yeah, it's not just a battle of can New York's attack continue to find success, or will Minnesota Rockers defense be the one to kind of set the pace, but also on the opposite side, neither team particularly great statistically on both of these sides. We find ourselves in round number 2. First couple of the kills traded out. New York's defense looking solid, and they already got Kismet forward.
Hey, they find all the kills at the right time. Now you just have to take care of accuracy. Now you get the info. That's a clean 4 dead. Minnesota now have to work out of their spawn, and Kismet already in a position towards Junkyard, forcing them to always hit towards 3-story or the chicken coop side. Do they decide to wrap back and take care of him?
Man.
I don't know if they're going to have an opportunity to. So finally, accuracy finds that kill, but nothing to show for it. Not a single segment complete yet for Rock.
And Sib's on the chase. Accuracy not entertained by the idea of that 1v1, so you'll just run through the map to open up something else somewhere else. And 3 great kills come through for Rocker. Klopp will stop at 39 seconds as Minnesota jump on him to the A zone. First hit being worked on. New York setting up the rebreak.
There they go, and it's going to start off with Kismet. Finds that first kill. Big one onto Vivid. He was watching down all of this left B Street side. That first segment comes in. Skies finds another. Kismet finds a second. Now your sole focus is accuracy and Lynn. You take care of the final 2. All of Minnesota coming off spawn again. Only 1 segment to their name. Yep. The subliners are making it happen on this defense.
Clearance from Vivid through mid-map, but this is going to feel very desperate for Minnesota. Accuracy, last one left alive over towards the top at Rubble. Kismet doing what he can to make life difficult on rotation from the respawners, and he's now on 5 in a row looking for the cruise. Could potentially reach this threat into Vivid. Oh, perfect pre-fire. Cruise missile now earned, and with 23 seconds on the clock in a 10v21, New York dominate the defense as Minnesota take one last crack over towards B.
Yeah, Minnesota did get a close one over towards red, but the whole gunfight's going in favor of the subliners. Only 14 seconds left. Now you spawn all the way behind P3, and they only complete 2 segments with Hydra potentially under cruise missile. No, he gets shut down. Kismet now has 1. But this is the perfect response if you are the subliners to match the defensive side. You also have the segment count up by 1. Going into this next attacking round, and now Kismet earns himself a cruise missile.
Huge response for New York. The extra cruise is, I'm going to imagine, be very pivotal in what feels like this could be a control to see all 5 rounds based on what we saw in our first 2. Hard to say for sure, but the big news is all of a sudden New York really finding themselves alive, and I think more importantly, there was never a moment in that last round where they weren't dominating in every part of the map.
Yeah, they just couldn't get out. If you're Minnesota, you go 4 dead. That's the worst thing you can do in control because everyone comes off spawn in the same position. If you're not checking your left to right, checking those street corners. You're gonna walk right into the creams of the subliners. Linz having a slow start to this game. I'm pretty sure last time he played against the subliners, even though they got 3-0 to control, he had a 2.1 KD. So 6 and 14, it's not cutting it. You gotta step up, bro.
It's been weird to see Rocker find all of their opening success by their ARs.
Yeah.
It just has not been the story at any point this year. Battle over A. Half the first tick already been completed. Lynn's working on trying to get it fully depleted potentially. He is right around the outside of the zone. Skies gives up his top position to try to get in, and that will be where he's punished. Lynn's down, all of a sudden looking for the beatdown, but it's Sib who beats him to the punch literally, and with that first tick of progress, we'll get locked.
The first tick is going to be completed. See the subliners, they're thinking a step ahead. You already have Kismet in a position, playing for a couple spawn traps, but they're going to eventually work their way around back cafe. No, they're going to wrap back and make sure this 8-point is going to be theirs. Don't know where the rest of Minnesota are. Guarantee that Awakening's probably over towards the junk side, but where are these SMGs?
And Rocker just sitting, hey, you guys don't want to jump on the zone with numbers? Okay, fine. We'll wait for the gunfights to happen first before we contest this, if at all. Second tick of progress being worked on by Sib, and that will be locked. And with the elimination on the Awakening, looks like once again Rocker will chalk this up and just play defense at B.
Yeah, honestly, if they're going to make that decision, you just got to do the same exact setup as you had last time around. Have someone pushed out towards junk, and unfortunately, they both just fall. So now if you are the subliners, all the kills going in your favor. Minnesota Rocker are now forced to consistently jump over the backside of this dumpster. That's another 3 dead. Subliners might be able to wrap this one up here.
Here we go. Sib on the zone already, working on the first tick. Helped by the form of Skies, who now they double up, try to get a lot of success done. The kills continue to happen here for the subliners. Everyone's starting to put together streaks. Every single life, it feels like. Hydra on 5, making sure Rocker can't get on his spawn. It's a beat down in the back line. Second tick locked, third on the way, and Rocker are sitting here in spawn saying, you guys gonna have this round by the look of it. Hopefully there's no other issues, as everyone from Rocker stopped, and the moans and groans echo across the MGM Music Hall.
I don't know what's happening, bro.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Subliners are getting it done on that attack. It didn't come down to the slaying. They slayed when they needed to. But they were actually going to walk away with that attacking round through the objective side.
This is the third time This is the third time Walker.
I don't know what's going on.
Me neither.
Who's having issues?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. How does it work here? Wow. We had another Awakening game crash, so it feels like it's on his setup.
Yeah, it's
is
just
what we're kind of getting, which is odd to say because he's been dominating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the guy's working through what seems to be a couple of issues and still putting together some numbers.
Yeah, the guy's got the good stuff over there. I don't know why he keeps on lagging out, but that's just truly unfortunate right there for Minnesota. Now I'm really curious to see what the round count is.
Yeah, same.
Going back to the game.
Minnesota looks strong right now.
Subliners are going to walk away with that round.
I think so, too.
I think that one was a lockup. You have everything.
Not in this
Stack
round.
is already in towards the cafe.
But unfortunately, with what's happened in Minnesota
don't know what the
is
official rule is. Should be up 2-1 going into.
I don't know
round
what's
4
going on with
control,
Minnesota's side,
found out
but
something, we would let you
Awakening
guys know.
is having
We just work here.
so many
Yeah,
fucking
we're that
issues again.
Wow. I'm having a hard time, and I'm really going to be curious to see what the death breaks down. Even if, let's just put out there, let the universe chew on this one. If New York were to put together a reverse sweep and still pull out the experience that you would expect, which would be a win here, you have to be really impressed by what Rocker has shown us through now 2.5, 3 maps.
They literally just did an
without
SSD
question,
swap.
because even in my mind, like
They
we
just
got to
did a
couple
dry
of their
swap.
matches,
Okay,
you're
that's
going
it.
into
That's
this event.
very
You
interesting.
beat down a team like Carolina, who's basically dead last in the league. You beat LAG, who are basically at the bottom as well. But then your good win was sort of against Seattle, who are around the middle of the pack. You wouldn't get that done all the way into Game 5. So that's exactly where I had Minnesota, around the middle of the pack. But when you're taking down a Titan like this,
Hey, look at this shit.
You would expect, which would be a win here, reverse sweep, and still pull out the experience that you would expect, which would be a win here,
Like,
reverse sweep, and still pull out
look at
the
that. They literally just
experience
pulled
that
out,
you would
pulled
expect
an,
if New York were to put
they
together a
literally
reverse
just
sweep
pulled
and
an
still
SSD
pull
out.
the experience
Like
that
I
you
could
would
tell
expect.
that's
Now,
paints the script
a
of
really
how
cheap
I think
SSD.
about them now.
Not a real cheap
and
SSD,
maybe
but
we need to do a little bit of diligence here to talk about the other side of the card, which
But
has
it's
been
an SSD.
New York, since their slaughter at the hands of Toronto,
yeah.
struggled versus Boston, had to go 5, squeak one out, and this almost feels kind of familiar to what we had gotten out of New York in the last 2 series of the online phase, where all the things that were so blindly successful for them are not evident anymore.
Yeah, even the search and destroy, man. Like, that was the thing that got them through everything so far. Even the Game 5 versus Boston, they were able to clutch up there. But now you're losing search and destroys. Your hard point right now, at least the teamwork aspect, if I remember correctly, it's just not fully in sync right now. So if you're not winning your hard points, you lose the S&D, which is your bread and butter. Now you're going into the control, which is your worst game mode. Like, Subliners got to turn up.
Well, they're going to have a little bit more time to try to figure things out as we're going to head over to a break while the issues on stage hopefully get resolved without too much pause. We'll be back on the backside. Don't go far. We got Major 1 coming back after this.
it's well, they gotta. I hope they could be able to fix Awakening's PC, because that is just unacceptable. The game just keeps crashing like that. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, there needs to be further QA testing when it comes to the CDL side of their games. So it's like, Jesus, like, can they do anything about the like can't the developers get anything right when it comes to shit like this?
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Painted Alebrije bundle is available now in the Call of Duty store. Inspired by the folk art of Oaxaca, this stunning bundle offers colorful, vibrant, and mythical items you gotta check out.
Welcome back, everybody. We are very close to being ready for our third time's a charm start. I mean, I'm just going to speak that one out into the universe. Shift and Study with you. And a 2-0 tally for joining us here late in favor of the Minnesota Rocker. We've kind of played up both sides. Minnesota continue to impress, whereas we kind of just introduced the topic. New York, who have been a little bit struggling lately, finding ways to try to regain in this map number 3 to extend the series.
You have to try to extend it, man, because you don't want to be one of those top 4 teams going into this event and walking away to Minnesota, who barely snuck their way into the winners bracket in a 3-0 fashion. Because going forward, if Subliners do lose this one, now you're knocked down to the losers bracket, backs against the wall. You have to play perfect COD, and I don't think they're in the perfect mindset, at least right now.
And it's really tough, I think, to even make any sort of prediction overall what's going to happen in that lower bracket, because there's so many mystery points. Talking about teams like Carolina, now a new roster, things like that are going to exist as you try to put together a long stretch through that lower bracket. But just as kind of a recovery and re-hit over what's happened in the first 2 maps, the 250-238 Invasion Hardpoint, we talked about Rocker and their map 1 record. It continues to impress. That time it was behind the hands of Awakening. But a 9-3 search KD for accuracy in map number 2 really had us kind of peeling our eyes back as a 6-2 tally hit the Karachi search. And so far through the couple of attempts we've had on Karachi Control, we've had kind of a little bit of everything, depending on which restart you want to talk about.
And now, at least off the reset, I know one person was looking forward to this reset. It has to be Linz. He didn't really have the best start on that second time that we played. He was sitting at like 7-20. Yep. He walked away with a defense, but as an SMG on a map like Karachi, you have to be that guy that's turning up in those one-on-one gunfights. Because Hydra was slowly starting to work his way up, starting to heat up on the map. You had Kismet switching between the SMG and the AR. So it looks like New York are starting to wake on up, but you need the rookie who's been getting them all the way to this position to simply off his SMG play to make sure he plays the way that he does.
So the update here as we go into our next reset is that we will be holding the 1-1 round count from our recent playthrough. So the only real big difference is we're going into a round 3. Trophies won't be there again. So you look towards that as being maybe an X factor for the team on attack?
Yeah, especially, no, I'm actually thinking for the defense.
The defense?
Because it's going to be Minnesota. Like, Minnesota are going to be the defense again. No trophies to work with, so the nades and the stuns will be useful to shut down that A pressure. Not give it up as easy as they did the second time around.
All right, there's the layout. Let's see if third time really is a charm here. Again, the tally will be 1-1 jumping into this reset here at Karachi Control. Looking to see if Rocker can surprise early here at the Boston Major with a 3-0 of your defending champs. First time we've seen them back on land since their win in Vegas. And that would be, I think, again, no one had that on their bingo card. Not just the fact that they would have lost, but in 3-0 form. So can Rocker find a way to continue to just rip teams apart on their defensive side of Karachi Control? 1-1 tally is what we're at as we jump in.
Back to the defensive setup for Rocker. And if you are the subliners, let's just get A out of the way. If you get it clean, 4 dead, you're going to force Minnesota to play a perfect setup around B. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds, all you need is 1 push to get it done. But early on into this round, Kismet tries to do the same thing he did last time around. Sneak his way over towards the bridge. He gets cut down, and already Minnesota contesting mid-map.
Didn't need the nades this time, just got it done with the rifle. Sky's up top also has been seen by Awakening, so he's got no attempt to make a full play. And Linz is,
hell is he here?
I'm saying, it's popped up out of nowhere. He's just getting the intel from his teammates and then absolutely destroying the subliners from behind. He's also been manipulating spawns, and now you look over to Awakening. He should be aware that, oh, I'm in trouble. I gotta back up and make sure that this next hit for the subliners is tested.
Yeah, he makes the perfect read.
Wow.
And right now, the subliners don't know what's going on. That's already 3 dead in the feed. Last player out of base is going to be Hydra. He finds one, but now they're going to get those close chicken coop spawns. They have to get out. They have to try to complete any segments over towards A. There's only 35 seconds left, and there's nothing to show for it.
You called this one, Jay. Linz off the reset. It's just all over the place. But, oh, big gunfight win from Kismet with the SMG down low. Awakening still playing over towards Junk side, is trying to contest these subliners players, but they largely get out of the spawn trap. First stick of progress being worked on. The problem here is the life count and the time for New York.
And Minnesota, they have the opportunity. Actually starting off with the first kill. You still have Big Wake absolutely gunning in towards the junkyard. That's already 3 dead. The first segment isn't even complete. All of the subliners coming off spawn. Here goes Linz, the young rookie. He at least finds one, but there's only 10 seconds left, and New York have yet to leave the base.
Have absolutely no success out outside of just stepping on towards the zone. Chance for the second tick to get locked in. Couple of good kills. Starts to reduce the life count. So opportunities starting to brew just a touch. But Linz falling off the top of the balconies towards apartments does take away one. Vivid following up to confirm his trade. Wants to test the zone, but gets pushed aside. And it's only a 5-life lead here. So New York's going to get 66 seconds is what I was going to say. But now all of a sudden accuracy takes him off the zone. And the only hope for New York is to stop the clock at B.
At least the good thing for the subliners is they're getting the close ones over towards red. So you're instantly there to assist Skies in towards this point. But what kind of routes would Minnesota decide to hit? Awakening through the back end finds one. Look at where accuracy is on the mini-map. That 8-point actually does get complete as well. So it's 11-7 in lives remaining. First segment already done at B. Minnesota got to get a move on.
Zib wants the gunfight. 10 plays up against 5. Every life an important one here for New York. Second tick, all of a sudden starting to come through, but Awakening just stays tucked behind cover. Enough to at least confirm another elimination. 7 plays 4. 52 seconds on the clock. Skies trying to get some damage done himself. Help from Hydra now here. 2v2 over the top of the B zone. Trophy system gets placed. More kills come through for Skies. He's on 4 in a row. Vivid would have to pop over Dumpster. Can they fully bring this back? Pistols out. Skies for 5. Last tick of progress being worked on. We got a 2v2 over the Dumpster. Go Rocker. Can they find a way to break? No, not in time to contest, and New York steal away at offense.
That is an absolute collapse right there for Minnesota. You were up by 6 lives. There was no more respawns on the side of the subliners. All you had to do is trade efficiently. But Caesar Skies Bueno invested in this game in towards the cafe. That Renetti was working wonders around those windows, and it leads to the subliners walking away with the attack. So now they are up 2-1.
Wow, that was definitely a very clutch game from New York. Minnesota's just smoked their ass off.
That felt like a champion moment from New York early here on land. Icing up, finding a way to bring back a 7-life deficit with not a lot of time on the clock. Can they reset this series a touch and take us to a Skid Row hard point for map 4? Rocker on the zone for now. Awakening a couple of pot shots over to Skies, who's still looking for that 6th kill for a cruise.
Scott's just taking his time. He knows how crucial that cruise missile can be, but Kismet unfortunately gets burned right there from Vivid. So already the first segment in at the same point. Second segment on its way towards their side. With a minute 20, subliners are looking like they're just going to give this one up. Force Minnesota Rocker, who have yet to drop any lives on this round, try to complete this attacking success.
Sky still trying to find this 6th kill for the cruise missile. And he's going to use Kismet as a bit of bait. Gunfight doesn't come through. I was about to say, hold on a second. I think Skies trusted that Kismet was going to clean that one up a little bit easier than he did. And on now the rotation with the A zone captured, Rocker have Vivid flirting around the B zone, looking for a chance to transfer over towards B.
And Minnesota already found themselves up by 7 lives. I thought it was going to be a dominant all-attacking round, at least a clutch-up round from the subliners. But Minnesota, they're mimicking the same exact thing. Already one person on the point. Vivid, he does get cut down. At least subliners find all the right kills for the 3 dead in the feed. And if you are Minnesota Rocker, you still have those close ones, you're here to reinforce.
Take your time, play out the lives. New York on the way, trying to recover over through Hotel. Careful, teammate. I mean, Awakening's played well, but he's snapping on everybody, and finally takes down Ned. Zib drops 3 down. Now a chance to start to hit the go call. Accuracy, also finding kills through mid-map. You should be able to get at least 1, if not 2 on for a quick stack.
Yeah, just get the stack in. First segment already going to be complete. 1 player does drop in, so there's only 2 players left in the point. You have Awakening watching that pinch. He does get cut down, so now it's all on collapse from the subliners. They find all the right kills at the right time, and Hydra continues it right through the ticket booth. 18 to 15 in lives remaining, but a minute 35. Minnesota only need 1 segment, 1 set of kills to get this done.
The next line of defense for New York, firmly planted inside a Hotel. Hydra looking for more and gets caught getting a little bit too aggressive, so now tables have turned. Rocker flying out of red. Skies, good stun help comes out, makes that gunfight much easier, and he'll double up from top AC. Linz down low, next one in his line. Couldn't quite get the reload off, and Linz has stayed alive here at Bus. Skies now all of a sudden in a bit of a weirder position as Linz gets a second. Finally, the trade comes through. We got a 10v10.
The good thing is, at least Sid finds 2 as well, so it's still 3 dead. Last thing you got to focus on is Vivid. Everyone else is coming on spawn. 10 to 9 in lives remaining. Minnesota still in the advantage, but Vivid with the tack usage solos out Kismet. Now they get on the point. They're about to be able to complete it. That's already 3 dead. They gotta go.
Sib's the one who has the challenge. He finds the first, but then gets straighted out by Linz. 3rd tick likely get confirmed, and we'll have a round 5 affair as Linz holds off the dumpster push. Yep, we'll reset it and see who finishes on which side as we go to round 5.
And I'm pretty sure if we go to another reset, because round 5 is definitely comes down to the segment column.
Sure.
Subliners walked away with 3 in their first attack. Minnesota walked away with 2. So in my mind, it's definitely subliners who are on defense. Minnesota have to win another attacking round.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no mathematics scientist, so we'll see. The players usually know better than we do, and no insinuations towards, okay, there we go. The timeout comes through. So I think the math is firmly correct, and I think League Ops will definitely make the players aware of it. So this is just a reset to make sure the sides are correct. Will you be looking again at things like trophy systems as we have to set everything back up again from a fresh start?
Yeah, I think if you are the subliners, the way that you were getting it done, at least a little bit in that search and destroy on a map like Karachi, those nades played dividends. So the way that Minnesota like to play, it's not an aggressive push right off the rip over towards B. They try to get A done and dusted so they can extend that time and then just find themselves in a position to get
What's
one
the
set
timeout
of
for
kills to close
again?
out that cafe side. But it should be the subliners on the defense where they actually prefer the attacking side. So complete opposites for both teams.
100%, and I love it. Just flat out, it's not our best versus our best. It's, you know, can you get the job done on your vulnerable side of the map? Man, I'll tell you, as you look towards kind of the statistics that we had through those 2 rounds, accuracy at 18 and 12 through 2 rounds, and now all of a sudden, again, we continue going back to what these ARs have done for Rocker. It's just such a breath of fresh air considering what we had in the past, and okay, maybe the math was incorrect, or here we go. Looks like Rocker will be starting on the defense, so ignore what we said, and we're going to have New York off the timeout, jumping freshly on in towards A.
All right, they're both on their better side, so if you are Minnesota, this is your opportunity to walk away with a 3-0. We're going to contest this 8 point down to T as much as we possibly can. Gray's going back and forth through the middle of the map, but still that first segment is yet to be complete. A 2-piece leads to now subliners potentially stopping this clock on the point.
If it jumps forward, trying to find players on the zone, and instead catches Sip nearly over the top of Rubble. Kills come through from New York. Hydra creating a bit of a buffer zone over towards the apartment side, which Awakening will have to be very weary of as he tries to set himself up topside red.
Yeah, he's just working his way up through red. They don't want to give him this time as much as they can because subliners are gaining the time over towards the 8 point, and they're finding the kill. So Lynn's the only player over towards the cafe. A pinch does come in, so now the subliners are in full control of this map. 2 players over towards B. 1 player onto A, but the player on A drops. So now if you are Minnesota, everyone's got to focus towards the B point.
And for the subliners off spawn, they will get a player quickly over to finish the progress earned over towards A. So an extra 60 added. 2 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. 5 life advantage for New York, but they don't get the clean transition over towards B. They have to do it the hard way again.
Yeah, and I think if you are Minnesota, just go back to what was been working. Push out junk, force them to overextend every single time. Make it a lot more difficult for subliners to even get close towards the cafe. See players trying to maneuver their way around. They solo out Viv, but they have yet to find the kill. He sent in Hydra, but Awakening was there for the team assistance, and then Hydra does get nothing. And now all of subliners back in the back of the spawn. 1:30 still on the clock.
Remember that moment right there, friends. That was a huge surviving play from Rocker. What looked to be guaranteed kills from New York. Vivid still existing on the flank, but the rest of the subliners off spawn have found their way quickly through Hotel and now over in towards B as Kismet starts working on the first progress.
Yeah, Vivid's just going to work his way to try to find a kill, and he might have put himself in a perfect angle to take down a player on the point. Unfortunately, the beat down slide is not going to work on Sid. There's still a lot of time getting wind off of that clock. Eventually, subliners get into the point, but it's still Minnesota. They are here to contest this. Accuracy is not missing, living up to the name. 20 and 16.
Ooh.
Great performance so far out of the GPGD guy. That guy knows what's going on. Only a minute left. Minnesota down by 5 lives.
And that also takes New York out of the top AC position. Rocker now holds some control, trying to get their defense reset up over towards B. That first tick has not been finished yet. But keep your eye on the lives. 13 playing up against 9. Vivid! Huge double. Can't quite turn it into a third, but Awakening right behind him has no problem cleaning things up. New York pushed aside again. We got an 8v10.
And you saw Accuracy go through the route through the middle of the map. He pinches those last couple of players over towards the junkyard, and now all of subliners are not spawning where they want to. They have forced to overextend. There's only 30 seconds left on the game clock. Minnesota are finding all the right kills, potentially gonna walk away with this 3-0 right now.
7v6, not a lot of time on the clock. Kismet does get one on the backside of B. He will stop this at 14.8, but New York are not here to help him at all.
Hey Ash, Kitty Bean, how you doing? Welcome, welcome.
They've been able to find 2 through the middle of the map. Kismet working on the progress, but pushed away. Just down to 7 skies. Can they find a way to get things It's going. Sid for the double. It's a 1v4 though. It's guys. He's
I'm
so
good. That's
far
good,
away,
Cutie.
trying to get his run on, but no. The crown has fallen off the head of the subliners, and Rocker has made a mess of the upper bracket with the 3-0 sweep.
Man, oh man, Minnesota Rocker came in with the perfect game plan. We're talking about an invasion. You already beat this team on the opening hard point. The Karachi, you've been finding success with this roster recently on that map and mode. You take down one of the titans that we have in Search and Destroy. But after the multiple resets, after everything that happened in this game number 3, Minnesota clutch up. It's walking away with 2 defensive rounds, 1 attack, and clutch up at the very end to walk away with a 3-0. I'm telling you, we weren't expecting that.
No.
The desk wasn't expecting that. The world wasn't expecting that. But Minnesota Rocker, they came to play this weekend.
Holy smokes, man. And it's just every form of what we needed to see Rocker do to be a contestant at this event. Not just in this series, but for the tournament as a whole. Needed to see better AR play. Needed to see the hard point exist beyond just map number 1. We'll still
okay, well, let's see.
But the thing about it is every
They
other element when it comes to
Awakening
how the team
crashed
was being a little bit mismatched in tempo, completely
in
alleviated.
Control.
That is a beautiful performance from the ARs of Rocker.
Yeah, that's not a good. That's
the fact that the AR
that's not a good. That's not a good excuse for subliners being a bit shaky. Like, yeah, he gets absolutely. Yeah, New York was getting absolutely pissed on.
You only see SMGs make plays like that.
Like, am I gonna say that it was the assistance of Awakening's PC being crashing? I mean, PC crashes happen for like game crashes happen, but it's like,
I mean, at this point,
whoa, you should not be having this. You should not be having these issues. But you know what the fuck ever. It's like.
Thank you so much, Shift and Study.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Boston, give it up for the Minnesota Rocker as they take their first win on taking down the world champions, Lamar Iceman. Talk to me about this series, and I want to hop into this map number 1 because you guys hit a great start, but the reset came through, and we know how it is with resets in this game. And also with you having such a great stat in map 1s against teams, how was it to be able to come back and beat them again twice there?
I mean, we were just saying, yo, just keep going hard, do the same thing again, but I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I was absolutely lagging out on the replay because I've never won a replay in my whole career. So I'm glad the boys were going hard.
They came through.
Flying and getting me that first replay win. I've never won in 10 years on a replay.
And it came down to about 12 seconds too, as well at the end. So you guys locked that one in, but then the control, it looked like New York was starting to fight back a little bit. How did y'all shut them down there and really make this a solid 3-0?
Just kind of figuring out their game plan and making adjustments going forward because they were playing.
The second map looks badly, and
teams
it's
that
the
we were
first
playing before,
major.
so
What do you
kind of
expect
figuring out what
someone
their
needs
GP
to
is
play?
and doing the things to counter it.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
I mean, to be fair, yes, New York would game his slammed in map 2, so it is that is not excusable as well. They gotta go back to
this season, so watch out for that boy.
what the hell they're doing.
Watch out for Lands in the Minnesota Rocker. Give it up for one more time, Boston. Chris, take us away.
Thank you so much, Blaze, and congratulations. Minnesota pulls off the first upset of the tournament, and it's a big one. Alley Cat, I'll let you start first because in the pre-show you told me Minnesota doesn't 3-0 people.
I caster cursed this really bad, so either you're welcome, Minnesota, or I'm sorry, New York fans. But yeah, I said Minnesota can 3-0 people. That Search and Destroy is easily the most insane map of the series. If you didn't really watch it, go back, watch map number 2. It was beautiful by Minnesota Rocker.
Which one of Lamar's 9 kills did you enjoy most?
All of them.
Yeah, all right. We got to break it down, though, Chance, because before the match, I asked you who has more pressure, who has the stronger AR. We highlighted 2 players, Sib and Awakening. Seemed to be won by the man wearing purple for the first time.
I mean, that's the, Big Wake is sort of like the meme or the joke, but he quite literally did answer that question right from the jump in the first hardpoint. And then even after the reset, bounced back and did the exact same thing. So, I mean, he showed resolve. The slang was absolutely there, but not even just Awakening on the AR category. Accuracy also fried this series. This was in like a round and a half. The the dude already had 17 kills. So the ARs this series, they did just straight up look stronger than those of the New York Subliners.
We up to that Astro Cutie.
Minnesota could be a threat to some of the top seeds. They just put everyone on watch notice. So what are you looking forward to from this Rocker team moving forward? It doesn't get easier in the next round of the winners bracket.
Listen, man, I just took a look and like their map pool's pretty good. They've been improving a lot in Search and Destroy. I mean, we saw it in that series just now. That's the best search team in the game that they just beat in that game number 2. But I mean, you talk about players who have not been performing well, right? You talk about Big Wake and Accuracy, the 2 ARs in the team. They turned up in this series, and when they play on that level, we're seeing the dynamic and how good this team can be at Respawn and the pace that they can set. Every single time that New York was trying to push out on that control and get control of Red, no opportunity because Linz was the final guy in the line, picking up that kill, picking up those 2
I
pieces
would
every
be
time.
really
The end of
pissed
the hard
off.
point, who shut it down?
I'd be like, Skies, like what,
two kills on the
like
tank.
what the
So
fuck
they have
is
an
this?
amazing dynamic within this
I need to pause you right there because I'm
Like-
told the play of the game is Linz.
Like
down that New York was
like-
trying to push out on that good this team can be at Respawn
like
and the pace
these
that they can
two
set.
right here,
Every
I'd be
single
like,
time
what
that
the
New York was
fuck?
trying to push out on
Like
that
with these
control and get
resets and such, like
Stuff like this. Linz was popping 2 pieces like it was the easiest thing in the world against New York Subliners, and he saves the game.
oh yeah, Linz
here
did
when it
pop
comes to
off
his
in
final
this
P3.
tournament, in
This was
this
a beautiful
series.
play, right? Because New York, they had full positioning, and that's what you want. You want everybody to be spawning Palace. Kismet hits the route through mid. What happens? Awakening slams him on the pinch route, and then Linz is trapped by himself in front of ice cream. He has to make a miracle happen. When he wins that first gunfight, you know they're going to
I mean,
win.
he had some crazy plays too. Like, he had the one play we saw from Sky's perspective when he's like top red on the Karachi towards the end, where he has Linz one shot in between the whole
Behind the
team. And we
bus.
watched for another 30 seconds, and Linz is picking up kills when he's tagged up one shot. So he was fed into chaotic situations. Absolutely delivered. The French guy popped off.
Real quick before we go to break, Allie.
Yes.
Who gets your MVP?
Linz. We were just talking. Linz, 100%.
It's official. The desk is done. Match 2
There's no,
is
like,
in the
book-
books. And
book
we
I
come
book
back.
these.
We have the 3rd
Oh, yeah.
match of the day.
Definitely.
Toronto Ultra has been on fire. Do they stay that way in Boston? Find out. Another big one against Seattle coming up next.
Yeah, our bridge is shielded.
Oh yeah, look at how pissed off Skies was.
That New York seeing the dynamic and how good this team can be at
Right.
Respawn and the pace that they can set. Every single time that New York was trying to push out on that control and get control of Red, no opportunity because Linz was the final guy in the line, picking up that kill, picking up those 2
Like-
pieces every time.
Like
The end
if
of the
I
hard point,
if
who
we
shut
had
it
to
down
if I had to deal
was
with that many
Linz finding the
resets, like
2 kills on the tank. So
like I'd be
they have
like,
an
yeah,
amazing
this is so
dynamic within this
bullshit.
team.
Like
you right there because I'm
we
told
had
the play of the game
they had to
is
do
Linz.
almost
At the end
2
of that
lobby
hard point,
resets.
Alley Cat, we were
Had to do
losing
2
our
lobby
minds. It looked like the
resets
Subliners were going to steal the rematch on
in
hard
control,
point.
and it's like
Linz leading
like
the
I
team
like
at the
honestly,
very end, had to get
if it
done.
was like
gonna
2
say that. I was gonna
resets
be
at that
like,
point, I
Linz
might
is
you might as well just
easy
restart the
on
whole.
land. Usually when it
You might
comes
as well
to
just
rookies,
restart
like,
the
oh,
whole
how are you gonna
match.
perform on the main stage in
Like
your first
go
matchup?
like
But you
everything's
go against the
0-0
top 2
and that's
seed,
it.
And you do
Like
stuff like this. Linz was popping 2 pieces like it was the easiest thing in the world against New York Subliners, and he saves the game here when it comes to his final P3, P2.
I mean, this was a beautiful play, right? Because New York, they had full positioning, and that's what you want. You want everybody to be smart.
In real life,
I think I would GA Bills for sure.
Like
Bills.
it definitely
You didn't have to
sucked
pay those no more, like,
that New York had to experience that bullshit. I'd be really pissed off for that when if that shit happens. But you know, there's not a lot you can do when it's like there's not a lot what you can do when you're dealing with people.
Reviving.
When you're dealing with
Hold it. Hallway.
I'm picking up Esky's pinch.
when you're dealing. Fuck, I'm not too sure honestly.
Dead. Oh my god.
This game changed my life. I was an overweight 15-year-old kid who didn't feel like I had much purpose, and then this game, this community legitimately changed my life and gave me confidence and made me feel like someone. I have my family here today, so I can't think of a better way to say goodbye than on this stage in front of my family. They've made so many sacrifices for me. I mean, my dad was driving me to tournaments anywhere and everywhere. My mom She flew to Chicago with me for my first ever tournament.
He's bald.
It's all gone. Oh yeah, it's a lot of hair.
Oh, no.
Bento first, bro. Bottom of the list. Start.
I don't even know why am I on the list, bro.
Is that Steve? Is that Mulch?
That's Moach.
Put him in D.
Oh my god.
The first time I met Steve, he was playing for a team called the E-Girl Slayers.
No.
At UMG Philadelphia.
I think we throw him top S.
He's going to next to behind me, baby. Let's go.
Hey Ben, relax. But to the right of Crowder, I think.
Calm down.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Fucking godlike to me. That's good to me.
This list is unbelievable.
This is a godlike list, I think.
I'm pissing on. I got one. I got two. Okay, we got water bridge. Attached. I'm gonna play it towards mid cutter, right? Deep water bridge. Planning for mid map, okay? I'm gonna go inside small inside. I'm mid tank. I'm just mid tank. I'm just play together. It's going on my fire tank. Should run back to mid tank. Get my mid. Yeah. I have mid. You're good. Just don't tell him. Don't. No. Don't get wall banged either, Adam. Run to mid tank. Oh, fuck him. I'm good. You just... Rugs. Stay down. Let's go, guys!
The start of the year to the end, I actually don't know. If I had to guess,
That's 5-4. It's time. Match number 3 loading up right now.
I play some rank after this. After watching the CDL.
Near Fenway in Boston. What's up, everybody? It's Puckett alongside Ally Cat and Nameless, and a very special guest, brand new to the CDL again this year. We got Shift. How we feeling, buddy?
Feel good, man. I mean, I'm feeling a little stunned after what just happened on main, but I don't know. This is probably going to be the first of, I imagine, many upsets that we have throughout the weekend.
Absolutely. You and Study were up there forever. The longest 3-0 in the history of the CDL. But let's see how it affects our bracket, because now, Carolina, Clayster, I got bad news for you. You got the number 2 seed waiting for you there at the bottom. Excuse me, number 3 seed waiting for you at the bottom. Subliners versus Royal Ravens is an elimination match that'll be happening tomorrow. Right now, though, we know we have Surge facing off against Toronto.
I'm like considering
in winners round 2, a bracket I don't think anyone
as of right now with what's going on with the
team from the Pacific Northwest rocking all baby blues. We got Seattle Surge. What have you seen
I'm probably just not
up
going
to
to
this
play
point in
any
the qualifiers?
for now.
I think for me, I'm looking firmly at Illy to be the guy probably for this squad. He was really showcasing it through the online phase. He's been really kind of a star-studded player since his return back to the CDL overall. And definitely has to be a catalyst to have that little bit of extra land experience
and having to deal with
the
laggy issues.
The other side of it is
the packet first issue on that game is so fucking brain dead that like I just don't think I don't think it's worth playing ranked at the moment.
I think it's
I'm having so much packet loss, including in pubs, and there's something seriously wrong with the game, and they gotta fix that shit real soon. Like, some people may not be having this issue, but I'm having this issue. Like, either they gotta reset the West servers, or something has to happen. Because I am never, because I am like, when like the packet burst wasn't as bad before, but now it's gone worse. It's fucking brain. It's fucking brain dead on how I'm getting so much, how I'm getting so much packet loss in this game. It's fucking, it's brain dead. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, can I at least get some?
Longer it goes on, better chance. There's a look at the Surge. Ilian RC.
Like, can I just have a game that doesn't have any hack and loss
Friends are
issues.
no strangers to the main stage. In fact, they feel incredibly comfortable there. They were
Optic
dominant
versus
throughout
A's
our World
in the
Championships up
quarters.
until that grand finals.
Damn.
Remember, they beat the Subliners before they eventually
that was
lost to the
good.
Subliners. They had
Well,
something to
depending
prove
on how
online,
Optic
and they
does
have the
today,
numbers
if
to
Optic
back up the
plays
story
like
that
how
they
they
are the team
played
to
the
beat here in
first
And the
few weeks,
respawn is
the
just
first
flat out
like
near perfect.
when
I mean, they are beating teams
during
up.
the
Their
beginning of
hardpoint
the
differential,
season,
86
then
points on
they may have a
average,
chance
that's
of being able to
It is
beat Miami,
ridiculous, and it's
but
just a
or the
continuation
C.
from last year, right? Like, yes, they did add Envoy into the lineup, but this is a team that was always good at respawn. And even this year, now with the addition of Envoy, their slaying has gone up. And this is a team we used to be like, well, Toronto Ultra doesn't have to outslay because, you know, their teamwork is above the rest of the league. Their levels above. Now they have the slaying to match it. So this is what makes Toronto Ultra such a terrifying team.
But wait, tell you, well, I'm bronze 2 at the moment. Like the only wins I've been able to get were one win from a 4 stack, and then a few in a few when I was solo queuing.
And in the Monster Energy pregame, they do it all. 84.1% hold percentage is first in the league.
Like
35.5.
the problem right now is that I don't know.
Control on defense. 11-4
The thing is, I usually watch the pros play, but because they're still playing on the old patch, which understandably, because well, they had no time to adapt to the new changes. They had no time to adapt to the new changes and such, so they're gonna do that after Major 1, after this major. So
they've shown they're human, they can bleed.
So
how do you see
I'm gonna have
them
to see.
stumbling at all across these 5 games?
In this particular series, they would have to make some sort of a blunder happen on one of the hard points, and they would have to lose both search and destroys. That's really the only route in my mind that I think Seattle can find a way into the series. I also think just on top of that, this is a really tough Toronto team to veto against because they've blown out teams on just about every single respawn map that we have.
That being said, though, Toronto seemingly has to veto Terminal, Hardpoint, and Search and Destroy, which is what we're seeing in this series, which actually leaves a lot of wiggle room for a team like Seattle Surge. Now, they have Skid Row Hardpoint map number 1. Toronto has never played that.
Yeah.
They usually get rid of that, right? So going into this one, Seattle has 3 reps on it. They've lost all 3, but they've had some close games. Think back to the Optic Texas series where Kenny made that miraculous play. They had a major opportunity. So for Seattle, I think they're happy throughout this. Also undefeated in that game 2 Skid Row S&D. So a good start to the map set for them.
So far, we've all picked the same teams. We've all picked the same as the fans. It's time to find out if we have any separation. I'm going first on this one, and I'm taking the higher seed once again. Toronto Ultra with the number 2 seed will beat Seattle Surge with the 6 seed.
I'm going Toronto as well, but I'm going 3-1. I think that Seattle will steal a map somewhere in here.
Unfortunately, stats in my book sometimes just don't lie, so I'm going to go with Toronto Ultra as well. They just have a major advantage in the series.
How many games we got?
I'm going Toronto. I'm going 3-2. I think map 1 goes to Seattle.
We're all wrong. Surge is winning. It's time to get it started with Blaze on the stage.
Thank you so much, Chris. Boston, it's time to get this 3rd series of the day started. And these next 2 teams are ready to fight it out tooth and nail. The first one coming to the stage is looking to bring the storm. Tread lightly, because here comes Seattle. Boston, show some love for the Seattle Surge. We got Illy, Arcades, Abuza, and Who ready to drown out the competition, the Seattle Surge.
I feel like everybody's anxious to see what this team looks like on land. A lot of these players are world champions, but they've been thrown away from their former organizations like a bad habit. But we know what they're capable of. They've been excellent in Search and Destroy. Can they put it together in Respawn today? We will find out. Let's bring out Toronto.
I'm excited to see what Seattle Surge is ready to bring. But here in Boston, this team coming to the stage is used to the cold. Get ready, because here come the Kings of the North.
I love when the news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening, I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trick continues, every double use a psychedelic. I think they gon' need a minute. Look, I'm interested in making as opposed to making friends. Double bags, I've been paranoid, having a safe so take a check. Finishing his drink should only take a sec. But Mark just cut me off, he told me that I go on stage and tan. Walk out to my own shit on the main event. Vinci my cologne after the show, she told me it was a favorite sense. Sprint a van in spacious, we could take it friends. What happened next, you could take a guess.
Make some noise for Toronto Ultra. We got Scrap, Envoy, Insight, and Kleenex. Toronto Ultra ready to get it done.
Toronto Ultra, a team not only used to the cold, used to the pressure, and used to being on main stage. Only one blunder on the record so far at the beginning of this year, but some of the best players in the game. They've been embarrassed once, and they just saw one of our top seeds get upset in the previous series, and they don't want it to be a two-time. Blaze, let's get this started.
Let's get it started, Allie. They do not want that to happen to them on this main stage. And I'm ready to go, Boston. For your casters on this series is Merc and Maven.
Thank you so much, Blaze. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Let's have some fun. Been a minute. Yeah? Not really. I feel like it's been a while since we've been at LAN, you know, feeling all sexy with the people.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. No, it has been a while though. No, a long off season. We're obviously very happy to be back in Boston. Yeah. But as Ali was saying, we just saw a major upset, and I think maybe for Toronto, it's sort of like, well, all right, this can happen to us, so let's lock in, boys.
Well, a couple times during the league, I feel like if one team, there was a major upset, there was another one that day. We had a lot of that happening. So, yeah, I don't know, it was a mental thing sometimes, but don't follow suit. Come and handle business, because I think for most of us, yeah, they've looked like maybe the #2 team. It's hard to argue anyone's looked better than FaZe, but when you're looking at their hard point, they've been truly unbelievable. I think some of the question marks around Search, we expect this team to be really good, but it's still early.
Yeah, I mean, 4-3 in Search and Destroy, obviously room for improvement. And, you know, you have a new player come in. There's going to be a little bit different play styles, right? The way Envoy likes to play versus Hixie, getting on the same page, finding that map pool. But this is a team, their respawn has just been lights out.
No, they've been so strong. Now, you kind of heard them talk about the desk. I don't want to dive into it too much. Hopefully we're into action pretty quickly. But, they sort of said through Search and Destroys where you think the upset comes if you're Seattle, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of it. I mean, I would be very surprised if it goes through the respawns. I guess this has, you know, there is potential of this team, but let's be honest. Seattle Surge, they have struggled against the top teams in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out hot to start the year, but since then, it has just been a little bit ugly. Their schedule got a lot tougher, but maybe they steal one here, right? Ultra has not played a Skid Row hardpoint on the year.
Yeah, so Rocker started slow and then improved. They've been kind of the opposite. We're like, are these guys going to come back alive? Open a kill there for RC, so we get rolling into Skid Row, and this is one where is line up for Insight. He's able to get nearly a third, but he was so tagged up he drops, but the trade comes through. But talk to me a little bit about this opening map, because what we haven't seen Ultra here, you've seen Surge 3 times, but the point differential is pretty rough.
Yeah, 0-3, you know, minus 70, 80 points in that point differential there. They're kind of getting smoked, but again, it's the half reps in matches. Again, for Ultra, you've played it a ton in scrims, and just because we haven't seen it yet in match doesn't mean they're bad at it. Just they're playing to their strengths. Is right now early 30 points, but you do see on rotation Illy already inside P2. This is great starting on that side if you're able to get early control to that second hill, and they have it for now. So Illy just gonna be chilling, but you take that time if you are Ultra.
Yeah, get a clean 33. All right, now you see if you can get a break on one of the more difficult ones to do it. You've got control of ticking. You're starting to group up here. By construction, see if maybe you can make a play for the point. It'll be Illy soaking up inside, Hook getting down damage, pistol kill there for Envoy, and you look to collapse, but it's just scary. It's like, who wants to go first? Because the second you start to get out in the open, the beams are there for Seattle.
I mean, they try to get garage control early on. They're able to find the first kill on RCs, but after that, this first push pretty much negated. Maybe you go one more time behind the nades. Maybe no more trophies in hill, but still 3 players up, and it's going to be a Booza and nade. So now it's down to a 1v1 on the hill, and Illy, He has been so solid for them all year long. He is going to win that final gunfight. Now it's all on the focus now in rotation to P3.
Yeah, this is one where, you know, you saw FaZe do it earlier today. Like, you have this P2 to P3. When you can get a successful transition there, a lot of times it flips this map on its head because, you know, you're guaranteed a good 50 to 60 at 2. How fast can you come in? Maybe can you develop a pinch? Some pressure on Ultra now to get a hold here.
Yeah, already some map positioning given up, and I mean, that's going to be a great stun from Abuza to find the first one on the Scrap. A nice read. This is where the push is going to start from. It's going to give them that closer spawn. You see where Scrap spawns on up, and now it's just, we know the entire team is here. Do we have trophies? We absolutely do. The Ultra duo takes down all 4.
Yeah, no, that's about as clean as it's going to get. They're trying to push these spawns out even further, get the trophy out of action. 4 in a row now for Inside as he is up to 7-2, and Ultra will now go back out in front. You're going to take another crack at this or try to build if you can Seattle Surge, but so far, so good. The fire is there. You're on, what, 5 HP before you drop, and whoa!
No stranger to this today, so hopefully we'll get this going.
Yeah, obviously we've had a fair amount of this, so we'll see what's going on. Hopefully it's something they can resolve and not something we'll be dealing with over the course of the weekend, but any big takeaways there from the opening to that one?
Well, I mean, Insight starts off well, but yeah, I mean, you get the P1 hold if you're Ultra, you give up the P2. I mean, a great early hold over at the 3rd hill for Ultra, but wipe it clean.
Yep. I'm imagining we'll be starting fresh, considering that was the call earlier today when it was, what, a 120 point differential. Here you're basically tied up. So fans here, fans at home, thank you for bearing with us. If we have any more update about what's going on with these crashes, we will let you know. But for now, I'm just waiting on them to get hot back into it and take a breath. And that goes to both sides of it, because, you know, you saw some frustrations thing on the stage in the last series with some of the resets. You saw it, I think, from New York a little bit. You saw it from Minnesota. I mean, but props to, like, Minnesota, like, for Rocker. After that map and reset to come in and win that again, basically go up 2-0 in the series. Like, the win in that fashion, that was pretty impressive stuff.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you kind of heard Asher talk about it. He felt like he's never won a reset in his career. So to finally do that, it's not easy to do. And normally it does go the opposite way. But unfortunately, this just tends to happen at times.
Well, obviously, you were Ant that said in the arena, we were sort of like, you never win the reset, you never win the reset. Like,
yeah, that's how we talked.
Yeah,
just like that.
No, that sounded just like you.
Yeah. What am I, Scrooge? Like,
I don't know, man. You have a very sexy and sultry voice, Joe. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy. But no, it can be so tough. You know how many times we've had it over the history of Call of Duty? I mean, we've had different rules around it at times. I feel like it's been a pretty long time now where it's just been sort of a flat-out reset and hardpoint. You used to make those rules back in the day, huh?
Not anymore. No, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I just can't wait and deal with you. Take care of you. Now you're an athlete.
I want to get pizza here tonight.
What do you pizza?
We haven't had any, yeah.
Yeah, well,
if anyone in the venue wants to walk up and tell us pizza joints to go to later, I would take that.
Yeah. There you go. He's looking for pizza.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You're already thinking about food.
While we're sitting here filling time. Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've eaten. I'm an athlete now. I worked out 2 days in a row.
We're so proud of you.
I did cardio 2 days in a row, bro.
No, we are proud of you, you know? You're getting younger and younger.
Yeah. How about that? Look at those pretzels over there. See those things?
They look good. You're really eyeing food. You're focused.
They look real good. I'm locked, y'all.
You're locked, I know.
Yeah. I'm locked to the stage now. See if they can get this game started. What do we think?
Oh, well, I don't see it. The game's right there.
What's behind me, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, you just turn around the other way.
Okay. What, are we still waiting on a player? We got everybody back. Looks like we got everybody. I think we're waiting on one player. We're going to hop into the bracket real quick while we wait to get back into this. Thanks again for hanging out with us while we look to get locked and loaded.
Yeah, look at the bracket already. I'm sure maybe if you did your pick'ems, maybe didn't expect the last game. Rocker with a big 3-0 over NYSL. Atlanta FaZe with a 3-0 over LAG, and now into this one. So it sounds like we're almost ready. Hopefully everything works out fantastically. But there's an updated one. Yeah, NYSL already in losers round 1. Did a take on Carolina, and that's a matchup.
It's scarier than it once was, right?
Yep, gonna be scarier than what it once was for sure. I mean, Carolina's gonna have more and more practice time. For Rocker, man, just they are locked in. I mean, we casted some of their early games of the year, and it was looking dreadful. But what a turnaround.
Dreadful's one way to put it, yeah. But then, you know, you bring in Fellow, the young TJ Haley, and they start
looking about good. Rocker. Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Carolina, too, like how much they've turned it around, because they've been so impressive. But same for Rocker. think we're getting ready to load back into this one. I think that is the case. We got a full reset here for the map 1. Thank you again for the patience at home. Getting ready to load back into it. Skid Row to start us off for this best of 5. Seattle Surge, Toronto Ultra looking to do battle. Here we go, back into it.
Last time it was Ultra off the start, but they did allow that P2 sort of tunnel push workout for Surge. Insight in the same exact spot, maybe a little deja vu. Can he line up both players? Does find one. And gets the second, so pretty much the same way that Break went last time through.
Yeah, a little bit deja vu, that is for sure. Kleenex already watched the underground route, able to get the kills there through tunnel. Scraps POV we go. He's got basically the entire roster in front of him. It's another multi-kill there for Insight. Almost number 5, but he's going to get cut down at a 4-1 start. And you maybe do a little bit better if you're Surge this time, because what, like 33-0 or something he's got starting up for Ultra, but the difference, look at P2. You'll be set up there with Ultra.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Illy gets taken down on his first push through tunnel, they're just like, we got to go for the scrap time, the rest of P1 time. So that's the play where the first time we watch it, Illy was able to win that gunfight, and they get set up at P2. That's going to be all 4 dead for Ultra, or sorry, 4 Surge. Now the Ultra set up. Going to force them through tunnel is, yeah, P2. I don't think this is going to get touched very much.
No, it's not. Now we'll see if, sort of what I was talking last time. Like at this time, maybe Ultra can do a great job transitioning to P3 and get the break. They had such a good time holding it last time through. You've yet to die if you're Envoy or Kleenex, and you're still hunting Envoy, trying to work his way up top, not able to do it. RC's going to hear him, able to get the kill. Right back over to Insight, who is shooting Beam. 7-2 start last time through, 8-3 in this. My guy is locked.
Yeah, Insight 8-3. I mean, Illy 0-6 right now. Not a great start. Does get on the board. A 50-point lead for Toronto Ultra over on rotation. You do have, who is that? RC's already set up, just trying to fight for map control up top, but a nice trade from Scrap. Instantly traded out yet again from another rival, but here we go. Can Seattle Surge respond?
Yeah, this is the big one. This is where Ultra was able to respond last time through and able to hold so well to get right back into it. Can you do the same thing? Not looking that way. You already get ripped out of the point. Breaking through will be Scrap into this P3. 3 players going to be spawning close there for the push. He's got a little bit of help, though, in the way of Envoy as they continue to hold around the point. Now this is a chance for things to get out of hand early.
Yeah, I mean, 5-0. Kleenex is not dying. Looking for number 7. Gets it, but does get taken down by his teammates, so it doesn't reflect in the stat line. 7-0 has the cruise missile now to work with. And what was, this is an ugly start here with that P3 break. Beautiful for Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, you're going to get in with about 20 seconds or so remaining, but the damage already done. Ultra, they are rolling so far. As Envoy tried to deal the outskirts, going to Pete the guy top. Dunster, one pushes him close and he falls. Scrap, he's getting dropped as well. Booze it there with the multi-kill. Kleenex, yeah, he's still got that streak going just because the team kills. You'll still see the 7 in a row.
Yeah, again, over at P4, you already have Ultra kind of set up, just kind of hanging out for right now. So already so much map control to fight over if you are Surge. Hook through back apartments, trying to get pushed up, but still in the back is Scrap, hanging out, but someone checks behind the door now. The contest is in. Illy is there. All of Ultra going to spawn up, maybe trying to flood through tunnel or through middle. Just waiting for the trades. Nice nade by Envoy. He's able to find another one. So 3 in a row. It's pretty much a 2-on-4 on the hill for Ultra, and they are running away with this game.
Yeah, you're talking about 3 kills in a row. 3 kills in a row as Kleenex goes demon time. 10-1 after the 7-0 start. Nothing is slowing this man down. He is wiggling. He got some moves there, Joe. You like that?
I mean, just hits the slat at the perfect time and gets right under the gun. So now, what, almost 120-point lead for Toronto Ultra. And the only people that can take him down are his teammates. And his 2 team kills that come in on a Kleenex. He's still at 10-1. Seattle Surge, though, not out of this one, over towards P5. They need a response here, though.
That's actually wild, yeah. 3 deaths. 2 aren't even on the board. Here comes the streak as he comes back. Thanks, teammates, for taking me out. I'll return the favor into the other side of things. The blow Abusa off of the map. They're blowing Seattle Surge off the map. Ultra firing on all cylinders. Let's go to a listening.
He's close to top. He's dead. He's by the barrel. By the barrel. P2, right here.
Barrel's dead.
Yo, one shot tunnel. One shot tunnel. Two. He's stunned on the tunnel.
I want to set tunnel.
Got one shot tunnel. Yo, could be behind you guys. Could be behind you guys.
All
Make sure you're room. I'm on new. Try not to.
Top plat.
Top plat.
Alright, Eddie's got back to P3
Yeah, another one in new already. In new.
In new week.
All good. Take your time. Support left, bro. Go laundry. Try and take pinches, yeah? All good. Still laundry plus. P3 steps.
Bookies, like L.
Q
gets out. It was a little bit weak.
LME weak. LME weak. He went towards laundry.
Yeah, still 2 points. Really big. Nice.
Yeah, P3 still. That's top fire with you. He's got top pot. Jam out. Barrel weak. My bad. 2, 1 deep. What's up, pot? One pot. No, he's in front of me. Still pot. Dead. One more. Dead. Last guy pot. What's up, fire? Nice. Good shot, bro. Another one. I'm rolling.
He's top AC.
Plat weak. Plat AC. He's on the AC. AC dead. Plat. 2 plat.
Get to P2.
I'm making him slide. Go to the middle, right? Nice. Shit on him.
2 more.
I can hold garage.
Both weak.
Do you want to get deep, maybe?
Yeah. We got a dumpster.
Yeah. Try and go. Yo, it's 2 old. One's gonna go window. Garage ready?
Stay spiral. I'm up in garage.
Weak. In the right corner. Stunned and naded.
The right corner. Tunnel weak. Garage is dead though. He's hitting tunnel. One second, man. Weak. Can you get across?
Yeah, tunnel dead. I don't have it. Weird tunnel.
He's weak in front of the fence.
Kleenex's stat line looking comedy, 16-4, a couple of team deaths, but still quadruple positive on the scoreboard. You got a chance to close it out here. You got P2 locked down. You're looking to take it away.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of seconds of difference from the score. Illy finally able to take him down at inside, but Kleenex with another 3-piece, now up to 19. As his stat line gets more and more ridiculous, and Surge, they're going to need something. Just look at that. There's RCC has struggled versus the top teams. Continues here in this respawn, 6-14 for him. And this is what we were talking about just coming into the game, man. This Toronto Ultra team is so good. It's Kleenex and Insight. Just take them all down.
Kleenex drops. He's just on 6 in a row again. Make it 7. Another streak to work with Kleenex. Tobias, he's doing it all. My guy has been frying throughout the course of this. You need 10 points to win it. You won't quite get the tick to close it on this particular hard point, but last time, they sliced through P3 like a knife through butter. It made it look easy.
Yeah, now they have a chance. It looks like a couple of players there, but it's pretty much going to be a 2-on-2 for now. Insight going to slide on through, no trophy, so Nade going to hit, but Kleenex, he just opts for the pinch, and why not? Is someone going to turn around? Nope. Hook's not going to hold that pinch. He's up to 25-6. Does get taken down, but has some help now for Scrap. You heard him in the listening, talking his smack as he always does. Ultra with a statement in map 1.
Yeah, I mean, it looks even better off the replay because this time you're able to like split time on P1, then you get full P2 control, immediate break into P3. You're up 100 nearly instantly. You die, what did you end up dying? 5 times? Something like that? If you are Kleenex, like that looks like a main AR stat line or something, maybe. Well, honestly, that looks like a god stat line. That's unbelievable.
Looks like he was playing ranked.
Yeah.
Versus us in the venue. No, it honestly did, but this is what we were talking about with this team, and this is the map they haven't played in a match. Right? They have other strengths. Talking about like Karachi, High Rise, doesn't really matter what they're able to do. They play everything to a T. Only 1 hard point loss on the year.
Was this stream chat also? Is that people on board? Or
map pool?
There's literally, I literally just saw the trending. I was looking at Twitter and then I saw the trending on.
Oh, here comes the Skid Row sauce. Is they make it look very easy there, but not against a very good hard point team. The question
I
marks
literally saw the trending on
maybe
the
fact
that
struggles and search and destroy for this team. Maybe you bring in somebody
the fact that
last year and then you come
in, you have
Envoy here, but it's like
the trending where PC COD where
I mean, yeah, again, I mean,
is that all it is? You're just getting time.
4-3 is awful.
Well,
PC COD, like, and then I've seen the tweets of like former pros switching to PS5,
with how good they've been in hardpoint.
And then others saying about the PC COD, and then
you know what, maybe online at times they just kind of go through the motions.
I wouldn't imagine like there's definitely some cheating issue going on in this game. I think the other issue with this game is that they gotta just fucking fix that.
They were sort of okay at hard.
Like they just gotta fix the fucking game. Like Jesus, to make it even so that none of these crashes should happen. But no, they making a game where it still crashes. It's like, well, obviously any game will still crash no matter what, but not in a pro game. Like what the fuck?
Gotta get on the same page with him and just figure out what map set that they want to play.
Well, Seattle, we know how much they've struggled in the respawns, but when it comes to search and destroy, there's some stuff they've done really well.
No, it has. I mean, one thing for them is their opening duels, right? And if they're able to win their opening duels outside of what was it, Karachi, I think if they win the opening duel, they have a 100% win rate with that first blood, converting it into a round win. It's just finding those opening duels and winning them out. So we'll see if they can do it here because they need to.
Well, because we've seen some teams, like you and I have been casting, it's like the team got 8 first bloods and lost. So like, how is that happening? We got a team that's basically flawless in Seattle. They've been really good at converting there. It's just, yeah, whether or not you're able to get those first bloods and maybe a little demoralized after the map 1, you kind of got thumped, or maybe it's when you're kind of expected to lose, you're looking forward to the search.
I just want the fucking developers to focus on the cheating.
That's just talking about you have to find a respawn in
having to.
You know, I don't know if it'll be in
like,
control. It may have to be, or if
obviously
the
cheating issue can still be
to find a respawn win if they want to win this series.
Obviously, the cheating issue is still gonna be able. Like, you can still be able to cheat on console still. Well, I mean, right now, PS5 also did block out. Like they did some sort of software update, I believe,
from that map 1
about the.
It was a one-sided affair.
Where.
Yeah, and I think that's Kleenex who braced the hardpoint record right there, 4.17. So new record just set in that map 1, 4.17. That is insane.
Yeah, no. Like the stats of God are playing against the venue, like you mentioned. That's basically
where.
I know it looks a little weird because a couple.
I just had a break for it, y'all. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's like one thing, like
but it's just like.
Team kills early
if people have to result into using consoles instead of PC, it's definitely very concerning, but understandable at the same time because you don't want to deal with these cheaters. And besides, getting cheats on PC is very easy. And it's very sad that people are resulting into cheating, which COD is not a hard game to understand. COD is not a hard game to understand. Like, it's point and shoot. That's it. Like.
Yeah, it's just when he's locked in, this team is
like,
tough to beat.
The only way you just suck if you just can't shoot straight. Obviously, there are times where I'm not able to.
It's like they kind of needed him at all times.
I mean, it's obvious that I can't shoot straight.
Scrap will be chirping. He can pick up the slack. Envoy obviously has the ability to do it. Maybe that's, you know, the change with Hixie, because we all love Hixie as a player, but like he maybe didn't have that next level. You can see maybe somebody like Envoy hit.
And you kind of see just sort of the faces of Surge there, just kind of
like
maybe
I just want
to Rambo Ray, their coach. But
I really hope that Microsoft Activision can. I hope that Microsoft can do something about this shit. I mean, they can't do anything about this game now, but like, hopefully they could at least get themselves into to do something, because this is because all this shit is just ridiculous. Like, having to deal with cheaters and then having to deal with so many game crashes, it's stupid. I'm just hoping that Microsoft can do something. Yes, they just laid off. I actually did see a tweet that Microsoft laid off like I think 15,000 Activision Blizzard employees.
Yeah, I mean, at first you're like, this is a team.
Which
I think I said
it's a lot, but
I'm like, all right,
you know,
they're kind of nasty. This is a chance, team, a chance to make some noise, and then it just feels like it's been so downhill.
I do hope that those layoffs were people who were doing the bad shit behind the scenes, but we'll see.
In the mode, he's looking to continue that here. Talk to me just at a basic level about Skid Row Search and Destroy.
I mean, offense could be tough, man. I mean, it just hit some nades up top. Maybe just try to go quickly to top A. Let's see. And well, this time it's going to be bottom middle hit, and then it's just going to catch Arseny's off guard. And maybe with that, they just try to go quickly through B, but Envoy with the bomb goes up top, and okay. It can be difficult at times, but not this round here for Toronto Ultra. You just kind of commit early to the push, and that is a 20-second round for Ultra.
It felt like you were like, maybe they do this, and Scrap's like, nah, I'm fighting. He just ends up taking out 2. But yeah, Arcee just kind of gets caught with his pants out early in the round. You see the frustrations here for Hook. He had no chance. Some windy shots at range with the rival, and everyone comes soaring out. But I think Scrap gets 2. They get that opening first blood. They converge on you real fast. You were talking about speed. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arcee's is like trying to throw a grenade over the top to see if it's like you know, an alley hit or if someone's going for a jump up, whatever the call is, but he jumps back into the window towards B and is already dead.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to get to his spot or anything. He just ripped off of it. And Kleenex, the car combo, that looked violent. Abusa gone. Scrap will pick up his third. Envoy win it his once. They are just sending it without any respect to this Seattle team right now. Body him, take a sip of water, on to the next. GG.
I mean, first of all, props to Ultra with their play calls, right? Because, I mean, they're reading the map well. There's sort of like, again, this sort of hard counter where they know exactly what Seattle Surge want to do, but finding first bloods within 5 seconds helps.
Yeah, no, it's like Surge are talking through what their game plan is for the round. They're already getting uppercut. Like, Jesus. Ultra looking like a threat right now on the map.
You think? A threat?
Yeah. A big threat, dude. We're talking like a tier 5 threat. Red threat level, Joe.
Gonna jump up top boot there with the first blood. Almost finds the second. And Kleenex is kind of just out. And it looks like Illy going to potentially pick this up, or is he? And it was looking good, and then it wasn't. It was literally a first blood for Hook. We were talking about how good they were with their opening duel percentages.
Outside of what, Karachi, right?
And now it is just over with. So that percentages goes down.
Yeah, that stat didn't stay around long at all.
Are they playing a different game?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what's happening.
They are just frying them.
Oh, they play next.
We'll get there pretty quick, assuming the game stays on.
Envoy's just like, I'm 1-3. All 3 to deaths. Nobody else has died here.
11-0 for the rest of them.
The first couple of rounds, it was right down the middle. This time, they're just going to go right through the tunnel. Just, again, a hard counter. RC's going to pick it up, but he's going to get first blooded. And again, just kind of feels like they're saying, let's just do this. Catch them off guard. This is another 30-second or so round as Hook trying to clutch a 1v3.
First, I thought I was like rewatching you guys at Warhawk S&D back in the day. Where it's just like hard counter. Listen, Tobias, Mr. Kleenex there is about to set the highest KD for a series in the history of the CDL if he keeps at this pace. Like,
it might already be 6-0. For Kleenex going to have the cruise missile. This is absurd.
RC's looks like he wants to call home. Like, he's a pep talk for Prestige here. So I'm like, Mom, we're getting shit on.
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Please don't find me. Even the seagulls are chirping. What was that?
I don't know, dude. Kleenex, though, with the cruise. This has been about a 3-minute game. We're going into round number 5. 2 players on Ultra have not died. They get some info, I think, on RC's. Kleenex looking for number 7.
Dude, if he just beamed him there, like, all right, I'm done. Just call it there.
Okay, finally we get deep into a round without it being over with.
There we go. Let's get a round of applause here for Seattle. They made it past the 20-second mark in a search and destroy round. Yes!
They do get first blooded, though.
The players are probably, what the hell's the crowd cheering about?
Kleenex finally gets taken out, so into a 3-on-3 now is Scrap. Gonna have his teammates look over him. Bomb just kind of rotating around. Where do they want to go with this attack? And well, Illy, he's gonna get spotted.
Wow, he got absolutely beamed.
6-1 now for Scrap. Abusa looking to hunt. See if him and RC's can make the play. He phones home. He now finds one. Envoy ripped out of it. You got a 2 versus 2 now. 30 seconds left to go. I feel like this is the first time I can actually commentate in this search and destroy.
Yeah, looks like Scrap had the cross, so they have an idea where both players are. Insight just checking back alley, but Bomb being planted over towards B. Once this goes down, it does not go down. So RC's gonna take him out. There we go. Surge are on the board.
Yes! Listen, sometimes you see a team down so bad on stage, you just got to give them some, like, come on, you guys, you won the round, let's go.
That's what they're giving them. We love to see it. We get past that 30-second mark, and they're able to get it as well.
Do they know they won the round?
No, I mean, they're having a rough time.
Yeah. True.
Just got to stay locked. Keep talking. Try to make some adjustments. Just realize what Ultra is doing. They're just playing quickly.
It's just it just got away from you quick, right? It's just those first couple rounds, it's so fast. You blink, and you're like, whoa, we are in trouble, boys. Now can they bring it back? You got around on the board looking for another first blood. Who pulled back down out of that one. Now it's a first blood for Envoy.
And with that stun hitting, he does not regen health, right? So Foos got to wait for this to come back. Going to take a little bit longer. But there's
unfortunate.
The SMG duo of Envoy and Kleenex, and just like that, it's RC's 1v3.
That's your aim assist, like going between both players. It can be so tough, but RC's, he's had some wild clutches in his day. Can he pull off another one now? He's gotten fired up. Just trying to stay up. Is the man dancing with death? He'll get picked though. Kleenex able to get the angle. He'll get another one. 5th round up now for Ultra.
Yeah, you had the smoke it platform, right, Surge? They go up top. Some early trades going down. But quickly hits Envoy. Kleenex now 9-1. We're going to keep talking about it because his stats this match have been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's now, what was the KD for the first one, like a 4 or something? He's up to 5.5, 6, whatever the hell it is.
You are a great mathematician.
Oh, I didn't even add anything together. I just made up a number, Joe. But now we'll see if Toronto Ultra can close it out. It's what would be one of the faster search and destroys I've ever been a part of. Just able to hit the cross. Abuza with the first blood, though. Kleenex trying to take the fight and get to double digits, but for now on, he'll reposition, Daddy out, ready to fly. And not going to catch him. Illy, though, the big gunfight when. Trade should be there. Insight not able to get in time. And Illy with the reach out.
Still playing with some confidence. He's Illy, right? So he's able to find that, and then, well, you had Hoop trying to get aggressive through tunnels. Straff was able to find him. Illy going for the gunfight. Illy staying locked in. Props to him. Finds 3 in the round.
I mean, he's at 6-6. Done about 1,400 damage in this one. I mean, he is leading the way for the team without question. Nice shots there. That was clean. But you still have a lot of work to do. See if you can rip off 5 straight. The first one logged. Now 4 more to go.
You're starting to see our, offense is starting a little bit, sort of, the first blood's not going their way.
We're just gonna hope like they got a little too cocky, like, oh, we're slamming these guys. Like, see if you can just sneak your way. It's round by round. Sneak your way back into it.
Then quickly, it's gonna be a top left tickle, but well, 2 players through the back alley. That is gonna be 3 dead. Overconfident or not, doesn't really matter. Ultra 6-2 win.
Ultra are cruising right now. The advantage you'd think for Seattle, if you were going to find what was going to be in the search and destroy, it doesn't come there. They are just flat out body slammed early in this one. It's 4-0 in a couple of minutes. Like, it just happened so fast. It got away from them. Even if they started to reel it back in, it was just too late.
Yeah, and it's tough. You're a player in that situation. You're prepping all week long since the stage kind of ends. Right, we have this matchup. How are Vito's going to go? You kind of play it out in your head, going through scrims, focus, and then just you blink. You're down 2-0, and these maps have not been pretty. It can be tough to deal with.
No, it's just not been competitive. I mean, the closest it was before the reset of map 1. It was basically a tie game. Since then, it has been all Toronto Ultra. They are dominating this series, looking to take it in 3-0 fashion. You're looking forward to a Control where they've been, Ultra's 5-2. I think you're 2-5 if you're Seattle. It's not been good there. You're wondering where is our success going to come from now? It's going to be a reverse sweep, and it's going to be tough to do.
No, it is.
How y'all doing?
Ultra,
We all up to the moment.
Time sort of let the foot off the gas, right? At times get a little bit overconfident.
I don't know if it's foot off the gas, you need them to hop out of the car.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, just get out of the car completely so it comes to a stop. But we get ready to go towards map 3. Ultra completely in command, up 2-0. We'll see if with the control, you can start to fire back in things. Step by step, after this break, maybe you find something. The coaching staff gets you fired up, because if you are Seattle, you are in trouble right now, being embarrassed in this first series. Everyone's getting thumped, it seems like, so far today on day 1. Does Seattle have what it takes, or to the guy in the crowd that's when his optic play? It might be real goddamn soon, because Seattle are in trouble. And I'm not sure where the success is going to come from. Where are you going to turn this on? Is it the coaching staff? Is it one of the leaders on this team? Because you got something to work for. We got a quick break. When we get back, the Control. It's back in the day, huh?
Not anymore. No, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I just can't wait and deal with you. Take care of you.
If you can, Seattle surge, but so far, so good. The fire is there. You're on, 5 HP before you drop, and whoa! There. Build if you can. 2, and Ultra will now go back out in front. Going to take another crack at this side as he is up spawns out even further, get the trophy out of action. 4 in a row now for Inside as he is up to 7-2, and Ultra will now go back out in front. You're gonna take another crack at this or try to build if you can Seattle Surge, but so far so good. The fire is there. You're on what, 5 HP before you.
Okay, so number 3 PC has an issue. Clearly, so. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and oh great, it's number 3 again. Fucking PC number 3, like, if that PC has an issue, you gotta swap it out. You gotta swap out that PC tomorrow, or you gotta swap out that PC after today, because this is ridiculous. The fact that they swapped out SSDs was telling me that, okay, there's something wrong with the game. Okay, clearly there's something wrong with the game itself, so you gotta swap. So they clearly swapped out PCs. Not PCs, drives, I think. And yeah, that's not what you want to happen, but you know, whatever. I can't do much. You know, I think if COD wants to get better, they need to listen to us and fix the issues that are prevalent, that are relative to the issues that we generally have as a community complain about. Whether it be cheaters, whether it be the game just, you know, being like just not balanced whatsoever, not balanced whatsoever, and also the fact that the game is just being the fact that there are still cheaters around, and then you got these Zens, fuck knows. It's just like they gotta do something about this dumb shit, because like I just want this shit to just kind of, I just want this shit on just COD in general just to be fixed, because like honestly switching the PC to console, it's hard to do that, because well, your game, because I've had friends that were trying to play ranked and their game on console crashed, and their games, even though they were on console, they crashed as well. So it's like, it's not a PC, it's a console issue as well, from what I've heard. So it's the game itself that needs to be fixed, and I really hope that Sledgehammer Games can fix this shit. They can't, then like, well, great.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League.
Like, the thing is, this game is way better than the old the last game. And the fact that it's just like,
hello and welcome back. We're getting ready to go, and let's see, can Seattle bring this back? Now you're down an 0-2 hole, you're looking to flip the scripts, get a little bit nasty with it, bring it back within this series. Who does it start with? Like, who's got to be the leader on this team right now to get them going?
I mean, I think you saw Illy, right? I think he was the one player making plays in that game too, but I mean, honestly, all of them. Like, this is just such a one-sided game so far. You got to get the gun tight. The problem for them, you're going to a Karachi control where, I mean, Toronto Ultra, the only control they've lost is high-rise. They're 0-2 in that. They're undefeated on the other two. So an uphill battle, a giant mountain is really what this is.
Yeah, and this is also one too, like, if you have the slow start, if you get on a back foot, like, things can get away from you quickly on Karachi control.
No, they can't. Yeah,
it's not like you have all the chances to like regain at times like you do an invasion.
Yeah, no, I mean, 1-4 dead scenario. You're starting on offense if you are Ultra, and you are down a round. So we'll see. Can maybe that break help out Seattle Surge, get them locked in, and that's going to be 3 dead.
The answer might be no. But
not surprised.
Still very early in this one. Already aggressive on the other side of the map. It's going to be CleanX. He's just backing away, seeing if he can get some freebies for now. Let his team soak up the time around the point. You've already got this 3-life edge. Most of the people have already backed up towards B if you are Seattle Surge. And here's out hunting. And hunting they are. CleanX able to get one. Through the cross. Scrap is there as well. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah, I think if you're Seattle Surge, really what you're looking for in this round one is you go into this B defense, you kind of slow the game down, you get some easy kills, right? Get yourself settled back into the game. Not like you're down, 0-2, just try to just relax, just play it one map, one round at a time. So far, so good. Dealing with those couple of players over towards B, A will be done. Now you get into this standard setup if you are Seattle Surge.
Yeah, try and make sure they have junk side control. Don't let that close side spawn come in and just be able to send it and send it and send it. If you are Ultra, still lurking on that side will be RC's at number 2 in the minimap. Everyone trying to kind of clear him out right now. They got to deal with him before they get forward, and that they're able to do.
They're able to do with that, and then CleanX just working the pinch. Taking one player off, then giving them, spawning far. Is Abuza able to find the first one? Can't find the second, but you still have Illy pushed up. RC's now working Dark Alleys. He's able to rotate over towards B. Nobody on the point, so you have the life advantage if you are Ultra, but the time is ticking.
Envoy through the pick as well. He had that read on the top as well, just trying to snap back, not able to do it. Illy will pick that up. You stop the clock, though, if you are now. That's a tough gunfight. We lose a little aim assist there for a moment if you are Scrap. You're starting to bring this back from a live standpoint. You've got it just about even now if you're Seattle Surge. All players sitting around even. You said everybody kind of had to bring it, and that's kind of what you're getting here. But as I say, that 3 go down.
Yeah, chance here. You're hoping RC's at least finds one to deal with this attack, but gets one player weak. Maybe buys enough time, just staying alive, forcing Ultra. Where is he? Which corner is he in? Trying to find all these different spots. You kind of just see at this point of view from Envoy, he's sliding back and forth trying to find him. A heads-up play from RC. He's very patient. Yeah. Maybe doesn't find that first kill on that push on through, but plays his life, allows his teammates to come off a spawn, get map control as Abuza able to find another kill top red. Does snap on Envoy, but Envoy with the gunfight win as RC wins another one.
You're getting closer and closer to the lives being the difference. You got 40 seconds left to go. If you can stop this clock at all, that might end up being the case because you still need all 3 ticks. 12-7 the advantage right now for Ultra, and they've got a triangle set up around this B point as they're getting ready to go. Hook ripped down to 56 HP. Abuza able to bail him out. You're 3 and 7 and looking to get rolling if you are Hook, but now clock has been stopped. A couple more deaths, maybe one more death. You've got no respawns remaining right now if you're Seattle.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, that's going to be 3 dead. They know where Abuza is. He's going to be cutting off the reinforcements of Toronto Ultra. And with his position, they actually spawned so far away. So you're really dealing with 2 here. And now it's just down to 1 as Envoy just trying to play his life 4 in a row. Seattle Surge have to go. CleanX is here. Round done.
Yeah, and by Seattle Surge, you meant Hook. He's the last guy in there as he's trying to get there. Not going to happen. And you're able to make this an extended round defensively. If you are Seattle, you had a couple chances to regain, a couple times where you brought it back, but still, at the end of the day, it's around there to Ultra.
Yeah, it's like every single time you had a pretty solid play, maybe from RC's, maybe from Illy. There was, a multi-kill that came on the side of Surge. You kind of get into your setup, and it was just like 3 dead. Then you had the close junk spawn. You always had some presence over towards B. They didn't pause the clock a ton if you were Ultra, but they always kept that life advantage.
And the times they did, they paused just long enough, but RC with the nade. We'll
nice nade. Nice double nade.
CleanX, he's sitting around even, so maybe having that, highest KD in a series maybe over the CDL, that might be a distant memory now, but what a start it was through the first 2. You did your damage. But what can Seattle do off of offense? You got 2 in a row now for RC's and Hook. Hook not able to finish the kill immediately, but then we'll track and get it done.
Yeah, just keeping 1 player on it. Now on the other side, Envoy does find 1 through junk. He's just going to back on up, but Hook just playing for some spawn kills. Nice shots out of Scrap. The headshots connect, and you are just deleted. But Abuza wins another one on that player through the flank. So very similar to what we saw from Ultra, just kind of playing around the kills while you're getting this A point, pausing the clock. Now you have that 4 life advantage as it's RC's turn, but Scrap, that is just the same exact gunfight.
Abuza trying to hunt, able to win that one-on-one with CleanX. You got your first point done. You now start to layer this, and you've gotten 3 kills. Now a chance maybe to go 11 HP for Illy, but he's able to get back to full. Looking for the opening picks here as we now start to attack onto this B site and Diner. Nice shots there from Illy. So far, so good. 7 life advantage. They're picking them apart. This is the best maybe they have looked throughout the course of this series. Insight, though, bringing Ultra right back into it. And Envoy chasing him out.
Yeah, really, they were looking for Envoy, right, the entire time. You had 3 dead, had no idea where Envoy was. One player in Abuza was clearing out Junkyard, just trying to find him throughout red, right? Just that one player, don't let him find anything. But Envoy buys enough time, and then as you said, the big multi-kill from inside gets them through that alleyway, and now you're into a solid setup here. You see where Surge is spawning so far away. They have to make a team decision. Where do they want to go? Abuza just wins the one-on-one early.
Yeah, now you're fighting where you want to if you're Ultra, right? Like, you're fighting out by Junk and not inside a Diner. You really brought that back if you're Ultra, because you were down, what, like 7 lives, but that's, what, 3 straight kills through for Surge, so you've started to build this up again. They brought it from 7 back to 2, right back out to 6, like, with the quickness. So nice flurry of kills there if you are Seattle Surge, because you've got a minute left to go in this. Only 10 lives to work with if you are now Ultra. Is Abuza, Hook, RC's all in the mix. Well, RC is taking back his team kill.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you got those spawns right on the bottom side of the map, Surge do a very good job, but then it is just back and forth. As they're able to find all of those kills off spawn does Ultra, so 30 seconds left. Now they have to go. What, still a 4 life advantage, but that may not matter. Where is that first push going to start from? It looks like Abuza and RC is going to try to work through red. The other 2 players through those alleyways. But inside, he has been so clutch in some of these retakes, and he's going to do it here again. Finds the first 2. And now Hoot, just all by his lonesome, is just kind of waiting, hanging out for his teammates to come off spawn.
Yeah, he's itching to go, but now you're just going to stagger this one back. He's finally going to peek. Scrap able to put him down quickly with the headshot. Envoy, he's sitting at 13 and 6. 3 seconds to go. Can you actually get on it? Scrap waiting in the corner. Nobody able to hit the cross. And where you're able to push that to lives if you're Ultra in the first round, Seattle can't quite extend it to that point.
Yeah, I mean, props to the ARs of Toronto Ultra, especially inside multiple times. Every single time they lost positioning over towards B, he pops up and finds a couple of kills that give them complete cafe control.
It's like I'm surprised he's 13 and 13 right now, because it feels like all his kills have come in like 2 or 3, but he's putting out damage right now. Really, the entire Ultra team, they're playing with some passion. What Abuza's leading the way, though, actually, in the damage department right now. He's 14 and 10, 3,000 damage within this game so far. But now can he rip off 3 straight? Damage don't matter much if he can't get around one on the board.
It's looking like Envoy. Well, at least we're at the beginning of a round, so.
That's true. True. Better than it could be. We may have a quick restart here. That's looking to be the case. I know. Blame Joe.
What did I do?
I'm just kidding. We'll be back into this one as quick as we can. Hopefully it's a fast reset. I was hoping maybe we were out of the woods when we got through a search and destroy without issue, but that's because Ultra won it so quickly.
That's a good point. Those couple of rounds. Again, at least we're at the beginning of a round, so I don't think there were any streaks to carry into this. Obviously, trophies, that's another discussion, but
yeah, hey, that's a tough one.
If you're Ultra, you're up 2-0, feeling comfortable.
And they'll get back to an offense where they look, to be fair, it's going to be like we did it once, we can do it again. I mean, they did the round 1 offense, right? It's going to be the same thing. Like, you're not going to have any added utility. I mean, that's where it's really going to hurt, I guess, is Surge trying to set up on some of your defenses with trophies and stuff. You're not going to have that, but you have struggled throughout this one. Kleenex, maybe he'll get a better going here. And the second time enemy, he has been terrific in this series, but I think you nailed it. It's kind of in the ARs in this map 3.
Yeah, and I mean, in that second round, you had a chance if you were Surge a couple of times where you get a 3-4 dead. You just couldn't keep anyone up near Cafe. I mean, when they get pushed all the way back, boom, they fight right on through, able to find a 4 dead scenario for Ultra, but just one player making a play gets Ultra back in a position. Just felt like there were a couple of chances there throughout that attacking round for Surge to get on the point, just never really happened.
No, I think you're absolutely right. But maybe can you get a deep breath now if you're Surge, this little bit of a break? Can you somehow get fired up and bring this back? But that's what I was so worried about, like, kind of the body language that you saw when we were looking at. And I think that was a question with this team, sort of where was the leadership going to come from when they first formed. But I don't know, body language can tell you a lot sometimes when no one's chatting, no one's chirping. Maybe they're getting some information from a coaching staff too in their headsets, but they just look defeated.
Well, I think too, you never really see the practice coming into an event like this. Obviously, the last couple of weeks hasn't been great for them. Going up against the top teams, just feels like something's a little bit off. Maybe just not the firepower that they want. Can't find some consistency. If scrims aren't going well, and then you're down, you get almost 100-point clubbed. You're getting smoked in S&D like that. I've been on teams like that where it's just like, we don't really know what to do. We've tried everything.
Well, once you get past Major 1, though, that was kind of your cutoff, or maybe you're just going to have to start thinking about changes, right?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, again, just you can't struggle versus the top teams. It's not even like they're playing extremely close versus these top teams. Like, you're getting slammed.
Yeah, no, you really happen. I heard we're about 30 seconds away from this, so we'll be back in here shortly, and we'll see if Ultra can close this one out. We'll continue on to our final series of the night. Thanks again for the patience at home and in venue. Having some tech issues, but hopefully we'll get them resolved and just praying on a smoother day, maybe smoother day going forward tomorrow.
Hopefully so. Don't want to deal with this, but yeah, game loaded. It'll be Ultra once again on the attacking side.
And last time it was pretty clean through the opening point, and you just kind of let them dry. It's not like there were any crazy flashy moments. Like, it's just like you slowly played TDM and kind of choked them out.
No, 100%. They had enough time on the clock. E went long enough where they were just, yeah, they had that 4 life advantage, kept it the entire round.
Perhaps see if he can get the angle, and gunfight in there early on between him and Illy. Shooter's gonna shoot and start taking the fight from range, but Scrap's able to re-peek and get the angle to win that one.
And this is kind of what they want. Keep one player on it and then just sort of roam. We've seen it a little bit differently where we've seen teams start to stack A, maybe with no trophies off the start. That's not going to be the go-to, but or we've seen this like in the past on different maps. You keep one player on it, you start to roam, keep that life advantage as much as you can and carry it. Roam, keep that life advantage as much as you can and carry it into a transition over towards B.
Surprise.
He's been having such a strong series, roaming around the map to snap, but RC's able to reconnect.
Yeah, he can never really get on there. He snapped well, but nice job kind of playing your angles if you are RC's. That'll be the first point done now, even with lives. There's no big conversation there yet. And Illy, who's gotten pushed up, and I think I heard him maybe getting loud on stage. He's able to win one over at Junk, kind of keep the pressure here. And like we saw last time where they kind of had to deal with RC's from this position before they could start to push. Same thing, this time Hoop comes in to help. Illy's actually able to win another one as he stays alive for ages, it feels like, and Hook's still lurking.
Yeah, these are kind of the points where they would go 3-4 dead and allow Ultra right back onto the point. Inside with a nice snap, almost finds another player in Abuza. Does reposition, but you take the 1-for-1 trades as Ultra starting to move forward now. RC's going to be the next player up inside, but Illy gets taken down just for that bit of a crazy challenge. There is a trade from Hook with that rival, but that's going to be 3 dead. It was kind of these scenarios that Ultra dominated in round 1. They're doing it again here in round number 3.
There's a couple spawns that come in close. Now they're going to be coming out a bit deeper. You still have Booze on the site. They're able to clear them out of that. And now you got 3 here. You start to stack this. How much progress can you actually make? First bit, done. Second bit, done. Looking to push this towards the third. Is anyone even going to get there? If you are Seattle, you got to go.
Has a chance.
You got to go. You got to go. They're finally able to get their contest, just able to break through with the final millimeter to get done. Abuza's able to get 2, clear them out. Look to get the clearance here for this final tick.
Yeah, props to Hook. He kind of works the pinch through red, able to win the first gunfight, and then he's got to go. He was the one player close enough. Yeah, he was able to find it as soon as he hit that pick. On to B, just buys enough time. If that player was able to stay alive, maybe he still have 3 on it. Maybe the round is done, but Surge alive for now. But here comes the next attack, and again, it is 2 in a row, no trade for Surge. You see them scrambling through the back alley. Ultra, they smell blood.
Oh, well, they all hit the back. Into the point they go. They're chatting on the main stage. I thought he was done for a second. I thought we were going to reset, but that's just the end of the series. 3-0 for Ultra. You dominate across all 3 game modes. You look like the threat to make it to a final like we expected for these guys. Maybe not the toughest competition yet, but they look very, very scary, Joe.
I mean, that's a statement. I mean, plain and simple. It's not just we talked about it coming into this with the online qualifiers. It felt like every game, no matter what, was close. You know, hard points were 20 points or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone always had a clutch on up. You're starting to see the skill grab grow and grow more between these teams. Now is a statement out of a series out of Ultra.
No, I mean, it's just what? You win by nearly 200 in the map 1 or whatever it is, 150 ends up being. What was it, 6-2 in the search?
6-2, yeah.
3-0 there, like that's one of the least competitive series you've seen so far on the year. Like, just dominate them. And that's all you've said, like, throughout this year. Like, people playing them tough. Even though it's a 3-0, playing them tough, playing them tough.
I mean, Surge especially, like, early on in the year, like, they were playing, going to game 5s, losing by 10 points, 15 points, 1 round in Search and Destroy. It's like you saw this potential, but now as frustrations start to build a little bit more, confidence maybe going out the window, or it's just Ultra just locked in for this weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe, I guess the good thing is if you are Surge, like, you start in winners, you have another chance in this one.
Yeah.
Some teams aren't going to get that, but it's just like, even if that's a wake-up call, like, what do you take away from that series? Like, there's just not much you can.
No, you gotta hit the reset button. That's really it. I mean, there were some moments from Italy, from Hoop, but no, just gotta get the guns going. That's what I've seen. It just felt like every single time, 3-4 dead situation, Ultra just made it look ugly.
Well, we get ready now for the Monsters Winter Spotlight. We've got Guy Blaze on stage with Kleenex.
Hold on, chat. Give me a sec. I'm just talking to my dad.
Thank you so much, Maven. As I'm here with my Monster Energy Spotlight, I got Kleenex on the stage. Make some noise for him, Boston, as Ultra comes away with that first victory this weekend. Now, Kleenex, it was a 3-0 here on the stage. How did y'all get it done, and how did it feel?
I feel like it's just a mix of our practice going too well. You know, online we've been showing out, so just, you know, we're doing us, and it showed.
It definitely does shows, and it's showing here on land. Now, this is the first time you get a chance to play with Envoy in your squad here, all on land. How does it feel to have him on your squad? And, you know, what type of pressure does he take off the team?
Insane pressure off me, at least. You know, I play with, you know, high impact. I run around on the map. He's insane. Like, he is the best player in the game by far, so.
By far, he definitely is good. Now, for all these Toronto Ultra fans who didn't descended south a little bit here in Boston to cheer you on, what do you want to say to them in the venue?
We see you guys every single time, every single event around. We love you guys. I hope you guys know that, and, you know, you guys make it all worth it, so appreciate it, you know.
You're making it worth it for him, all right? Boston, show Toronto Ultra some love one more time as Chris takes it away, because we got one more series to go.
Thank you so much, Blaze. And my first question for the desk is Kleenex truly human?
No, might not
the
be.
tissue is an issue.
Yeah, 4+ KD in the game number 1, but I'm looking at the overall stats, and this is the biggest beating so far that we've had on our opening day. Atlanta FaZe had a 3 over LAG, but 250 to 106, 6-2 search and destroy, and then a 3-0 in control. Toronto is showing that they are the force to be reckoned with on their side of the bracket. What was the best part of their gameplay?
Can you pick one? I mean, they laid the lumber down on them, flat out. And when they did this versus New York, I was like, okay, you know, they're really showing up when matches matter the most, but this is a statement and a half, looking like by far one of the best teams in the game. I mean, Kleenex Insight together on this map number 1 were unbelievable from start to finish.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where everything they're doing is working, right? You think about that Skid Row, they basically had every rotation, every break. We highlighted before the series, like they're top 3 in every single category for a reason. No weakness in their strategy headed into respawn, but then also in the search and destroy. Now, you know, we've seen them in the past, you know, where all the timings are working out for the SMGs, this, that, and the third. Dude, Seattle was like completely oblivious to any and every push that Toronto was throwing at them. There's only so many times that you just get hit with a blind counter. No, Toronto were on point throughout that. Every single push, so aggressive, in command of the series. I mean, that was just that was an ass whooping.
It was. And thank you, Serge, for catching us up on our schedule. Thank you, Toronto, for putting us right back on time. We got some new teams coming out on the stage, and Optic is getting booed like crazy. You love Boston. Boston gets rowdy. Real quick, we got to take a look, though, at the play of the game. And this is the player you need to look out for tomorrow. It's Kleenex. We should say Saturday. He gets a day off tomorrow. Yeah. Look at this guy. A 4.1 in his hardpoint.
And what's crazy is in the interview, he calls Envoy like the best player in the game, as if he didn't just drop a 4.0 KD in this series. Like, as if he wasn't just going out playing like it was a pub. 25-6 map number 1. Kleenex, he goes 10-3 map number 2. I think he maybe has died less than total of like 15 deaths in this entire series. So for Toronto Ultra, if Kleenex continues to play like this throughout the rest of the weekend, I mean, this might be our biggest contender to go up against Atlanta FaZe.
Guys, there was a round in Search where Kleenex ran through top plat, jumped out of their fire, and did not stop sprinting for like 25 seconds, shoots 2 players in the back, and I was like, how is he getting away with this? When you're so confident in your teammates and their ability to lock down lanes, and you guys just have command of the map like that, he can make those types of plays. It's special to see.
Sneaky Tobias, I call him. Kleenex has been causing problems, and Toronto is moving into round 2. And we have one more match to find out who is going to play on their side of the bracket. When we come back, it's Miami, it's Optic. It's going to be a good one. FaZe, they're waiting for him. We find out who it is next. time for the final battle of the evening. It's opening day here of the first major of the 2024 Call of Duty League season, and we got another showdown between some juggernauts. This time, theoretically, it should be the closest match of the day, and I sure hope so, because it's been nothing but 3-0s. This is number 5 seeded Optic Texas taking on number 4 seeded Miami Heretics, who earned that seed, Joe, by 3-0ing Optic in one of their last online matches. Let's start there. What was going on with our Optic team?
I mean, you played them twice on Invasion, right? Which is, you have these auto vetoes if you are Optic, and that's going to carry in later. We'll get to that, but I mean, just right out of the get-go, you're down 0-2, and then you go to a control, which the number 1 control team in the game right now is Miami Heretics. But the last couple of matches for Optic, they have just come out sluggish, right? We saw it in the game versus Vegas as well, starting down 0-2, relying on a reverse sweep. Just feels like maybe the land environment will help them out, but coming out slow.
That's 0-2 starts in their last 3 matches. Yeah. 2 of those were 0-3s, but one's kind of expected occasionally when you play against Atlanta FaZe.
Absolutely, right? That's a tough series versus them, but versus the Heretics, right? Like, you expect them to come out and beat that team. That was not the case. You know, they started off dominant at hardpoint. They ended 7-4. Their last 2 series, abysmal in that game mode. And I think it's just teams are starting to get better at this game, figure things out, because for Optic, right, like, your T3 breaking and holding, but rotations are where they have struggled in the last couple of series. So for Optic, I'm expecting them to have a stronger performance in front of a crowd.
Let's take a look at our Monster Energy pregame for Optic Texas. What are the keys today?
Honestly, for me, it's just they need to give Kenny a little bit more help, right? I feel like when we find them finding success, it's because Kenny's making these miracle plays happen. And obviously, like Ann touched on, like, their hardpoint hasn't completely been there. Holding and breaking, or excuse me, has been their 3rd and 1st overall in the league, and their 3-8 record post-holiday break. So after we had those 2 weeks off, they came back and they have not been able to find their footing. So for Optic Texas, hopefully they take the energy from the crowd and try to pull off something, a miracle today. Break the curse.
What's the difference between playing online and playing on land for Optic? You worried about these guys?
I mean, you have another teammate in the crowd, right? It's this energy, the fans, every single play. You could be the most basic kill in the world, and they will gas you up, right? It really doesn't matter. But on the opposite end, sometimes there could be a little bit too much adrenaline, but there is sort of these newcomers. I think Pred is a guy we've seen on the stage. When he gets going, he gets fired up, he starts yelling. This is just a team, I think if they can gain some early momentum, can run away with this series, but it's sort of their kryptonite. This Miami, Florida, you know, team that they get to land, and it just feels like they beat them.
Sorry about that, chat. I'm just having an important talk with one of my cousins, and I'm gonna make one more phone call.
This team has been taking over the CDL. Vamos, boys! Let's talk about Miami. They came in.
I'll be chatting with you guys in a little bit. Just give me a few more minutes. And,
a 9-1 map count has then finished with them a 4th seed overall. We were wondering, will they be able to hang with some of the top teams? Some they could, some they couldn't.
And it all just depends, right? Because we haven't seen this team play on LAN yet. We haven't seen them play on LAN since Black Ops 4, but they're not new to it. They have XP when it comes to playing against crowds, especially when crowds are against them. So when it comes to Miami, you know, everybody was quick to turn heads on them. They're like, oh, well, they had an easy schedule, whatever. Then they come out in a 3-0 Optic Texas. Now they get to have them in their round number 1 as well. So Miami Heretics, in all sense of the words, must be feeling incredibly comfortable in day number 1.
Of course, this is the rebrand formerly known as the Mutineers. It's a brand new team, though, and it's a Spanish fan base. All 4 members of the team speaking Spanish fluently, some coming from Spain. So tell me about this lineup and what makes them strongest in your eyes, Joe.
I mean, you see right there, I mean, if you want to be, you know, competitive at the highest level, you have to be good in every single game mode. They are top 4 in every single game mode. And I think that's what, you know, maybe is a little bit different than some of the teams in the past. If they've had strengths, maybe it's respawns, they're struggling in search and destroy. But as we look at our Monster Energy pregame, you can see it's 6-map win streak. They turned it around after losing a couple of matches in a row, and then that game number 3 can be so pivotal. They are 6-1 right now, and their attacking record is 1st in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think this Heretic team is incredible. I think they've done a good job in all of the series as well, getting a diversity of maps in. I mean, they have wins on each and every hardpoint map. You cannot say that for every team in the league. So they've really dug deep into their bag. And, you know, when they went up against Optic, we sort of saw a different side of this Heretics team. Like, they can beat a top team, and the pace that they set is absolutely incredible. Like, when we watch that Karachi control, which we have once again in this series, there's not many teams that can go toe-to-toe with them, especially when they're on attack.
It's time to take a look at what maps they're playing today. We didn't get to a map 4 in their online series. Will we get there tonight? Alley Cat, walk me through this 5-game series. What do you see on the good side for both teams?
I will say, at least for the side of Optic Texas, they got to switch that map 1 and 4. So these are the first 4 maps are the exact same ones from their previous series. Instead of a high-rise S&D, we got a Karachi. But the Skid Row is going to be map 1 instead of map 4 in this series. So I guess Optic Texas is hoping to try and take it early. But on the flip side, Miami got 2 invasions.
It's just a shame that Optic has 2 auto vetoes. It puts them in such a tough spot because now you have to play those double invasions. Like, they have to get rid of Skid Row S&D, never played it, and sub-base hardpoint. So we'll see if maybe there was sort of chestnut checkers playing those invasions against Heretics, because they knew they were going to play them regardless of the outcome of that series.
All right, this is just one-word predictions. I'm going Miami. Joe?
Optic.
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 3 Optics and a Miami. Let's get it started as we set it up to the stage with Guy Blaze.
All right, Chris, let's get this one started. Boston, I know you ready. And the first team coming to the stage is coming from the Lone Star State. But they're not alone, as the Green Wall has their back. But will it be enough? Get ready, because here comes Texas.
City, you hear signs when we sleep. Heaven sent, hands down, vibes so unique.
Make some noise for Optic Texas. We got Kenny, Shotzi,
Don't get it twisted. That's 4 superstars on that stage right now. In the offseason, they decided they wanted to make a change. They wanted to pack a punch. They brought in a world champion in Kenny, and they brought in Pred, an absolute superstar SMG from Australia. They have struggled so far, but don't be surprised if they put it together here on land in front of a crowd. Let's bring out the opponent.
Time to bring out their opponents to the stage for the first time with a new brand. Get ready, because here comes Miami Heretics. We got Journey, Vickle, Lucky, and Metals. Vamos, Miami Heretics.
Don't let the new brand fool you. Vickle has been on this stage before with the crowd against him, and so has the other 3 many years ago. The Miami Heretics already got counted out early this season with their strength and schedule and had to prove themselves once against the Green Wall, and now they have the opportunity to do it twice here on land in front of their crowd. I'm ready to get this final match started, Blaze.
I'm ready to go as well. And this has been an epic story between these 2 organizations. And it's going to be a great battle. And I can't think of no better duo to cast it. Chance, Miles, let's go.
Oh, baby, let's go. We've been waiting all day for this one, and the COD gods hopefully will delight us with something maybe more than a 3-0.
It is going to be a fantastic time. It is going to be an electric crowd. It is going to be an electric match, and it is going to be incredibly fun to see how Optic honestly respond, because Miami Heretics came out and punched them in the mouth just a week ago. So we have a lot of the exact same maps in this series as well. So I know Optic, they've been game planning for a long time.
Yeah, been game planning, and you get to run it back on local, which is what we're most excited about. Very, very interesting to see. The very first time we've seen the Heretics play on the main stage as well, and the first time we've seen this Optic roster get things done on land too. Can't wait to see how this one goes down. And I don't think for a lot of these players, fans, and a lot of the fans at home, these guys have been around the block a lot. We've talked about this plenty. We talked about it on the Spaces last night. It's been talked about throughout the qualifiers. There is not a single player on this stage who is anywhere near a rookie.
Yeah, no, for those of you who are new to like the Heretic squad, these guys were popping off back in Black Ops 4. They were a top 8 squad back in the day. Vik would actually be the new man on the roster. He's gotten the experience on the main stage against Optic just last year, so it is a well-orchestrated team. Don't get me wrong, the nerves are still going to be high because it is the first time in a long time in this, almost post-pandemic sort of environment for these guys, but they're going to come out and be ready, and if you look at the break metrics, metrics, you already know Miami Heretics need to be on top of the rotations, especially on maps like Skid Row and Invasion. If you're told from the league get the breaks, you gotta get there first.
It will make sure to call out those breaks for you guys as and when they happen in the upcoming hardpoint maps, and interested to see how our maps and modes will go down. It's a run back of what we saw online that was so very profitable for the Miami Heretics to help get them to this point here in the stage so far.
And then on the flip side, I just love sort of the environment for the Optic guys as well. Like watching Kenny come out on stage and actually get cheers instead of boos from players or like fans that have hated him for years. Even when he joined the team, he sort of had that target on his back. And after one week, we were like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. Where has he been our whole lives? So Kenny has been destructive throughout this first stage. But the man closest to your screen right there, Metals, dropped a 1.47 in the series where he matched up against Optic. So you got superstars on one side, but you got that superstar potential on the other. Metals has been filthy throughout this year.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a lobby full of shooters and everyone's bringing their A game today. This is a very, very important winners bracket matchup.
I just had a flashback, by the way. When I say that Metals has been filthy, I mean that as a positive. I remember saying that about the Heretic squad back in the day and the Spanish fans misunderstanding the language. It is a positive term of endearment in the Call of Duty world, at least on the American side of things. So team has been fantastic.
Sorry about that.
The map is loading in. Skid Row hardpoint to kick things off.
Yeah, we say he's filthy, but Metals' fantastic hair and skin, and the gameplay is truly disgusting though. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, hey Logan, hey Mana, you cuties, how you doing? Welcome.
Very interesting major indeed. Skid Row hardpoint.
You are being intelligent. Hey Logan, how you doing? Is this no longer thing?
Between these two teams,
what do you mean by that?
Fans have paid
Let's
a
go
great
Optic.
deal of attention. Their team has a fantastic record
thank you,
on this
I'm
map,
okay, how are you?
especially their
I'm doing
rotations
good.
to P2 have been crucial for this squad. Obviously on Skid Row, that is the name of the game. It is that top blue area right there. You gotta have that focus point. Or we like to tease.
Psych! We're only kidding, guys.
Just
quick
have,
restart, very quick restart. You know the drill.
Having to talk to a
Don't
little.
act surprised.
Just having long talks.
Don't act surprised. We'll get through
DS
it.
could never.
It's only the first map in the series. No one had to see anything happen just yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. God, I was ready to go there, man. I was ready to run through a wall.
That's everybody, man. I mean, this is laser focus. It is nice to see some smiles on the faces of the Heretics. Even Methods is sick. The rightful owner of the Methods name, the coach walking out on stage for the Heretics. From what we can tell, incredible vibes on this squad. Their chemistry possibly unmatched, but obviously land environment is a different beast. Optic, you know, are ready to play on the day.
Right.
Even the clips
Being
we've seen
amazing.
of Fred, just
Same as you,
energy and like
Mana,
the video,
sweetheart.
the content
Same as you.
pieces that they are making. Gotta trans that into gameplay, but they can be electric.
Yeah, chat. I think I might play.
Once more. A look at the maps.
I got something within a few hours as well, so I'm probably not going to do an aftermath of stream. Probably not going to do a.
Should we have to go the distance? That's another invasion and a Karachi all the way there. Game 5. Well, very excited to get to that, if I'm honest.
If we get to the game 5, that'd be a great time. It is the middle 3 maps that are the running back from their previous series, where Miami handled them on the invasion.
You doing okay, Logan? That's
137.
good.
The invasion S&D was a 6-2 victory. And you know when we're going to invasion, it is Operation Do Not Let Vehicle pull off another Ninja Defuse. It has been on this map where he has been the playmaker. He has been incredibly clean. But for Vehicle, it might be the opportunity to play some mind games. If you find yourself in that clutch situation, you know the Optic player is going to be checking the bomb at this point. So Vehicle might have a few opportunities to sort of play the crowd, play the man.
Well, it's a difficult thing to do, to play the Optic crowd. I mean, they do get quite involved, let's be honest. Try not to let that happen here in the Call of Duty League tournaments, but we've seen a few Ninja Diffusers today alone. Selim, of course, in our first series of the day against LAG. Very, very close. Very, very close to call that one. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more of these. But Major 1 so far has been a delight. 3-0s across the board. Very close matches at times. Not like the last series.
No,
that was quick.
That was one of the most demoralizing series I think I've watched, at least in CDL history, if not all time. So yeah, Toronto definitely trying to make up for any lost time we had on the day. One of these teams on the stage may also try and provide. These are the picks we actually have for the hardpoint maps. We saw Search and Destroy earlier on. Obviously, Invasion was one of the top-notch picks, and S&D is preferred for the hardpoint game mode as well, but a much more even spread across the board.
For those of you wondering, we still have, what, 3 minutes before this match is actually scheduled to start. So in between now and once we do get this issue resolved, Think of this as time gain. But there we go, looking at the hardpoint breakdown, that's Invasion. Certainly a player favorite so far. Karachi all the way through the terminal there. Relatively even in terms of how many players pick each other.
And that's sort of the value.
Like I definitely still like.
It seems like Miami Heretics might have one of the deepest map pools in the
I
league.
will say that I
definitely
still want to play on a main stage or just play at a LAN.
Their overall
Play
map count just for the series
play
that we
COD
have on our
LAN
hands, it's 9-2
in the future, but like obviously with the skills I have, obviously it's going to take a long time before I can even do anything about that shit.
To the table, but
before I can even think about that shit.
Truly been tested, and when they have,
but I do want to do it in like a professional standard, and also get VTubers involved and such. So. And I have one of my friends talking about it, like maybe we could do like this community ranked, like community. They said ranked from 44s, but more I think. But I do mean like random community 8s.
But here we go, folks. Take 2. They get the series underway. Optic Texas versus Miami Heretics.
Yeah, and you already got number 2 Shotzi potentially playing for the spawns. Everyone else straight through top mid. It is going to be a gauntlet and a battle for this initial time.
Opening nades go down. It's going to be the submachine guns of both teams absolutely ringing out. Journey finding himself 2 before being dropped, but the last player standing, Optic Texas, they're going to be the players on the time.
And for Optic, this is beautiful. You get that clean break on P1, at least early on. You have opportunities long-term to fight for spawns. Dashy inside of the point. Gonna get taken down, and it's not just him. That is all 4. It is an instant response from Heretics. They have already taken control of this game.
It's a big moment for Heretics. Massive damage from Lucky, not enough to get the kills. Metals with a sweet throw. Probably won't land. Oh, it does indeed. Big win, though, there. Heretics get some sweet time, and they've got P2 control.
And again, if you have a team that is number 12 in breaking, that is Miami, they need to rotate. But Optic, this is where they're at their best. They can handle these moments when they got to play from a little bit behind. They have a small cushion of a lead, but this is how Skid Row plays. The question is, can you break P2?
Trying to make your way in towards that hard point, a very difficult thing indeed. Metals the front line, Vehicle down to the hard point. Big
audio
not enough for the kill.
delay.
You lose that front line player now. As the Heretics, the pressure is now on. Vehicle taken care of. The hard point still in the hands of Miami.
And now Lucky just has to fill in the slot. You already got like shots.
But yeah, chat. If I do decide to go on Twitch later tonight,
Optic Texas now in.
make sure you follow me there.
Can he slow down the reinforcements and get Lucky close enough? Here comes the pinch. Pred finds his. Metals up close and personal. If the Miami Heretics are not out of this yet, it might be breaks on breaks.
I mean, this is the call and response. In the point you're gonna fall in. Nobody can hold P2. Break percentage be damned. And by the way, Journey, 9 kills. We haven't even popped the 3rd hill.
Make sure you all follow me on Twitch.
A good time on Skid Row
since I mostly stream there.
Flying forward gets turned into a skid mark by Kenny. Dashy on the back apartment line, going to clear those players up. We go to the alley. South side of the minimap. It's now open for business.
Oh, this is already a devastating crossfire being set up. Lucky knows if he jumps in, he's going to be getting shot from both directions. Even Pred up top is the thorn in their side. So it's a beautiful setup from Optic. Kenny's going to fall down low, though, and Heretics starting to make their move. But Pred's causing problems. Eventually gets traded, and now the opportunity's here.
Here come the Heretics flying forward through the blue doors. There's the first entry, and there's the trade. Perfect work. The second Dashy taken care of. Here comes Pred from behind. Good work indeed. It's Shotzi with an unfortunate team kill, but you'll take the time.
I mean, talk about a crossfire as well, right? That's a team kill that might actually go a long way. Dashy getting rid of the trophy. Vehicle gonna have to deal with nades. You hear the coordination coming out from Optic, but you have the crossfire set up again, in the teamwork from Heretics reigns supreme. Still holding on to this time, and they're ahead of the rotation game as well. It's gonna be Metals potentially by himself at new. But with effective tied-up game, these rotations always going to be key.
Here comes Pred now fighting his way through towards that new hard point. But it's his teammate Dashy. He's the player now on new. Can he take care of Vehicle? The next member of the Miami Heretics trying to get involved. Great work from Optic on the opening rotation. That's their time.
Yeah, they've completely cleared house. They've won the gunfights on the right side of the map on every different direction. A beautiful moment there from Optic. Continuing to get those clean-up kills. Kenny might get dropped down low, but his teammates there for the trades. But it's only Shotzi left alive in time, and he is being surrounded.
Trying to stay alive as long as he possibly can. Vehicle on the back door. Takes care of business. Now, eyes to the front. Heretics trying to make the entry. Lucky taken care of. as Shotzzy finds 4 in a row.
That is the laser beam snapper right there from Shotzzy. And again, he was in between the entire team, and he comes out on top and delivers, still needing to make the big play. He's on a 4 spree. Players behind him, gunning him down. The next man in line gives the kill. Metals, you talk about a trade you needed to get. You shut down the crews, and on the rotation again, Heretics are going to be here first, but it is Mixie actually around the point. Can you find the players like Vigil hiding by the crates?
That man is surrounded by red dots right now.
I feel like Optic might have a good chance because
Miami Heretics now
I do want Optic to win this, but I just feel like Miami is just a little too strong for Optic, so I'm picking Miami, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens.
But Shotzzy assuredly going to fall. He's still dancing for his life, so Optic putting some pressure on.
Optic pressure on, but Miami Heretics still in firm control. Now, don't forget, folks, you can work on your Duolingo. Here comes a very important Spanish lesson. It's a listen in with the Miami Heretics.
Te tengo yo, aguanta, sí, te tengo abajo, tío. No viene nada, van a un siguiente, ¿vale? 2 para arriba, Juan. No viene nada del anterior, Vamos siguiente, no hace pedo, voy a flancar entero. Te he escuchado, voy a tomar el inicio. Chale, súper importante la rotación al pedo luego. Estoy en anti-tickets yo. Voy contigo, Metal. Tiene por 2 escaleras, vente. Te pillo info arriba, Javi, sí. Estoy full, no ve nada, Javi. Hay uno en el fuego, no tengo balas. Daxi está arriba TV, mirando ese ticket. Está en el pasillo, le veo muy al pasillo. Hace echar no, voy a pinchar. Hay uno en con que está yendo para Cali, bro, casi seguro. Hay uno en con. Vete al pedo, Juan, vete al pedo. ¿Yo pedo? Voy a jugar para escalas de yo. Abajo de TV, en el pool dentro. Había un TV, ¿Tienes tu TV? Hay uno con uno TV. Está en el pasillo, en el Hedi. Está el Hedi tocado. Sí, siguiente ya, pero... Te he escuchado, vas a tener siguiente. Estoy abajo yo esperando, Pero no ha sido todavía, no siguiente. Vale, voy dando garaje. Voy a derecha, ¿no anterior? Uno, Bacali, Kenny, holdeando sin más. Va ticket rápido, ¿vale? Kenny va ticket. No podemos ir ahora. Estoy yendo al siguiente con vosotros. Tengo garaje yo. Tengo el pie de turno. Cruza P5, cuidado, chavales. No puedo cruzar. Tengo el cruce yo. P5 uno ya, tengo que tirar batería. Está la basura. Sale la basura. Estoy un tiro. No puedes echar desde el punto. Garaje no ve nadie, 2P5. Garaje no ve nadie. P5 era...
The Miami Heretics there in the listen-in, they concede the entirety of the first hard point. Now they made their way over towards the second. Optic Texas now still looking forward to the break. Let's go for a quick listen-in with the green team.
Take your time, AJ. We're so far. Absolute graffiti, metals, bro. One shot graffiti, bro. Alright, one is one top mid. One top mid. One shot ground on me, ground, absolutely. One top mid, right? I have it. I need tunnel. I need tunnel. I got detonated. I'm one shot. I got two tunnel. I'm one shot. The other one here. Really good time. I'm crossing. I want to go to the front tunnel. Right behind us, garage. Hey, one tunnel, one tunnel. Garage, dead. That's good time, really good time. Let's go, Vico.
The communication on Optic. Oh yeah, their communication is really nice.
Yeah, double those in. Top mid, boys. I can't see the guy top mid. He went first time. Behind the dumpster, new. There's two new. You try to I'm in the top mid.
Nice. Come on.
Either side now. Yeah, I'm on the top mid.
Come on. Come back. Get a good comeback from this. Nice.
It's a chaotic and passionate game so far here on Skid Row. Optic Texas with a brilliant break. Is it enough to hold, though?
Everything was brilliant until Journey found the flank, and now you had a little more pressure towards the point. You are having a juggernaut battle right now between these two teams. Mixie around the hill, still that contested time. Lucky's going to fall. Optic collecting on that rotation. Still 25 seconds left. It is a delicate game right now on Skid Row.
Keep an eye on that minimap top side. That's where we're going after this. It's back to the barbershop. Shotzzy, last time we saw him in there, very dangerous indeed. There will be a lead change, but will there be enough? As we battle for the new hard point, Journey's the man in there.
I mean, he's just taking routes as well. He is just bamboozled them, made his way to the back line, but he still doesn't have too much support. Shotzzy and Kenny working together, but if you're down a man, you're playing for the time. Stuns out, he goes for the chow. It is Miami Heretics getting the wipe.
They wipe the floor clean. No hair, no players there on the inside of barbershop. Pred now the next man trying to make entry.
Nice kill.
Journey goes down. Metals, next man up, takes care of nothing. It's Shotzzy there as the trades are complete. That's a green hard point. Fred,
Ooh.
Fred, not
It's unfortunate from Vico. He got caught in his pants now. Oh no.
Sweet time. Oh, big wins from Kenny. He's twisted, taking care of teammates. Can they get another break? There's 30 seconds left in the hard point. Pred can't hold him back any longer. Over to Dashi on the inside. Gets himself one. Here comes Lucky on the outside of the wall. That's a massive amount of time.
And they're shooting Ghost right now. And while Heretics is chasing Ghost, Kenny has made his way towards the back of the map. If they cannot kill Kenny, they are going to lose this game.
All you have to do is take care of Kenny. It sounds easy. Hard point's about to open up. Kenny taken care of. Heretics with control.
And that is your opportunity. Either team could full 60 this hill. Optic, they only need 12. Heretics, they're gonna need to get it all. And for the moment, they're collecting most. Dashi is the only one to really slow him down.
Has a cruise missile to work with. Here it comes. Pred has one in the back pocket as well. Will there be a trophy on the new hard point? It's coming in hot.
Nice.
Lands as well. That's it. The Heretics have been wiped out. Optic Texas take map number 1.
Good shit. Good shit. How does he show that? Automod.
It may have ended with a bang, but that was an absolute nail biter to get us through there. Trading of hard points. Great work on rotations. Both teams looking exceptionally strong, but Chancellor already, we've changed the script a little bit from the qualifiers.
Just a little bit. Optic turning up on land in that map number 1, and make no mistake, it was the Pred pop-off potential around the
I gotta love it when you got
it
rains. After it rains, you got fucking ants like coming into you.
First man in from the charge gets the kill and buys his teammates time to come in from the help. 28 and 19 performance, near 5K damage, led the lobby in both categories. Not just that, obviously Big Bruce getting the cruise missile towards the end. He had a slow start. Started off 6 and 12. As soon as we got back to that P1, he turned up in the second half, going on sprees and obviously doing all of that in the objective. Him and Shotzi, I mean, that's what, a ton of time collected, 2 minutes apiece. Their objective kills out of control.
That was a banger to start proceedings here. All the hard points on Skid Row, very, very powerful indeed. We've seen a couple of money hills be broken. Everyone's getting a little better at it now, but Pred really was the man of the match for Optic Texas there. The pieces towards the end certainly fit into place. Starting things off the charts, I mean, both teams very good. Miami Heretics on all the rotations. They were there in the hard points. I think their P2 was a little ropey. We'll see in the game flow towards the end there, but there was a couple of strong breaks either side. Very, very difficult to hold on the hard points with both of these teams.
Absolutely, and credit where credit is due, right? We had Vico. This was the moment where he was popping off inside of the hill, goes on a 4 spree while collecting the time. So make no mistake, there's big plays on both sides, but what we have learned from Heretics is this is a team that puts extra emphasis on the teamwork. They are always coordinated. They are always team shotting. They are swarming where they need to, but this is the moment where Pred delivers in the exact same way, gets the first kill, waits for his teammates to show up, and then just continues on and goes and make the big play. So Heretics, that is a 9 out of 10 performance on Skid Row. Optic, 10 out of 10.
Slim margins to work with here, but that's map 1 in the books. We go to search and destroy now, and that is elation. Certain sort of sweat off the brow there, a little relief of pressure, somewhat, especially for the Optic players, certainly for the fans. But this is far from over. And look how close this hard point was.
I mean, you know, how many lead exchanges did we just have in that game? I see that line crossing maybe 5 or 6 times. So yeah, that is a true battle in that moment. And as you pointed out, elation for Optic to get it out of the way, get those vibes flowing. Their comms were on point, settling down in the right moments. And even towards the end on that final P5, it's not just Dashi calling in the cruise missile. It's guys like Kenny down low, getting the coordination, timing off, and getting those cut off kills. That being said, that's map number 1 in the books. This is one you almost expect Optic to win. They have been phenomenal on Skid Row the entire year long. This is the middle section, though, where Miami Heretics 3-0'd Optic the last time they got played.
By Optic.
This is where we need to see Optic really learning, really making those advancements in the game, because we've already learned from Heretics, not only is their teamwork on point, so is their resolve. They've been down, but they are never out.
Pred's got the choking out the way now in the pregame. I think that last roar of victory might have left something in his throat. We'll find out what happens in a moment. But now, Method to Sick, the coach there on stage for the Miami Heretics. Passing on some final thoughts to the boys before they get into that invasion, search and destroy. It looks like they're ready to go. We've already seen Invasion Search played a few times today. Very, very close. Look for those B-bomb site hits. That's really where things are getting going. And this is how we're looking with both these teams.
And obviously for Heretics, we talk about the teamwork, but it is really just that objective mindset that they bring to the table. Obviously planning 50% of the time, that is roughly going to be the league average, but their retakes are completely on point, and their defensive rounds when the plants come through, Heretics shine just a little bit more. And obviously a lot of that has been off of Javi, Vikul, the man who's in his second year now in the CDL, always going to be making those heads-up plays. Of course, on the flip side, Kenny, an absolute veteran. He is going to be there for the mind games.
Here we go, into map number 2. Hopefully what will be a very long and exciting series, but the way the day has panned out, it's been 3-0. Let's find out if the stats and history lies in favor for Miami Heretics. Or will Optic continue to roll with this momentum, this strong work they put in to start the day off with? As Kenny has certainly been an instrumental player in all the victories we've seen Optic Texas get so far in the year.
And it was after this series where not a victory but a loss, where Kenny was very vocal about how much time they spent talking over what was going wrong in this series. So it was against the Heretics where Optic had a lot to learn. This is their opportunity to prove it. It was a 6-2 loss on Invasion Search and Destroy last time they played. Now you've been able to have an opportunity to feel each other out, get used to the play style. What sort of adjustments do you like to make? With the Optic on the attack round 1, you have Dashi on the cross, spots 2 players, 1 through dark, 1 deep. In the smoke, well, backing up for the information. They know exactly where Metals is.
Kenny saw 2. Shots he gets.
Ooh.
Bomb is now down at the backside of those broken stairs. I wonder if Vikul saw it.
Well, he's out like a ghost in the night either way, so he just did a fantastic job of getting those trades. And now you have Miami potentially putting some pressure down this A street as well. Journey roaming around the bomb. Vikul's by himself. As soon as Heretics get these comms of where the pressure's coming through, they have to be quick to adjust.
Kenny now Dashi backing him up. The priority is to recover the bomb. Oh, the kills might help out as well in this 3v3, but with 45 seconds to go, you've still got plenty of time to recover it. And if you can get Pred on the other side of the map to make A safe.
Yeah, it's a solo play right now. Pred's gonna find him. Pred's gonna but Journey's gonna gun him down. Advantage Heretics. Now you had the 2 AR players forced to work this bomb towards B.
Lose Pred, you regain the bomb. Vikul now suppressing fire, trying to keep them at bay. And Lucky's there to back him up as well. The Miami Heretics draw first blood.
And again, to talk about the big brain that is on Vikul, to follow his teammate up into Broken and make sure you trade out Shotzi. If you don't get that trade, that round could be devastating. Not only does he get it, he gets the bomb down and out with his life. And at that point, Optic's hand is just forced. They have to move towards the bomb. You had Pred, he wanted to be cheeky. Journey let nothing slip by, guns him down, and seals the round.
Everything could go a little differently if Pred does find that kill, but alas, it didn't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, round 2. Here we go.
In any round where you get first blooded, but you clutch up, you're always feeling good. And now if you got Vikul going up top, gonna be playing this slow, waiting for the nades and stuns to rain out. Vikul does have a trophy, but he's gonna want to be using that around the actual site. And again, information game, you know where Shotzi is. I don't know if you necessarily want to deal with him inside of Broken, but you might be forced to.
At least you know he's there, that's one thing. And unless he does something absolutely preposterous, you know he's going to be stuck on that side of the map. And look at this angle! Harvey chasing him down. Oh dear. The damage dealt as well. My God, how is he finding these tags? Shotzi, though, has once again escaped with his life.
Yeah, Vikul knows, though. He knows he's in the spot. The question is, does he read the jump across? Shotzi might be dancing a little too much. Houdini does it again.
Catch me if you can. Pred now, flying forward. Good timing for Pred.
Ooh.
As the round is over. Optic Texas started with a bang and keep it going until the decibels are down.
And that's what I'm saying, man. That is Shotzi at his absolute best. That is Pred pouncing and making the hunter-killer play. But they got the information on Shotzi. That's the question. You want to do that dance inside of Broken. That is a dangerous game to play with a dangerous man. And you see how delicate that fight actually is. Shotzi gets the slight edge, helps you win the round.
And again, you think about how much time spent. So much time spent when it comes to trying to deal with a player like Shotzi. Well, he talked about it in the other series. We've seen so many good players buying time for their team.
And speaking of time, there is going to be a timeout. A player in the lobby crashed. Death taxes in a lobby crash at the Boston Major. Seem to be getting used to this, but either way, tied up 1-1 for the moment. You do have Optic that are 2-0 in the first blood category. They certainly struck back on that defensive round. But now it's about keeping the vibes flowing.
Oh, hey, that's no problem. Players on that stage, they're keeping themselves up, keeping themselves going. Referee's going to be there to make sure that we get, I think, oh no, it was Vico. He's back in the lobby now. This should be a quick fix, ladies and gents. As we can see, a fully populated lobby right now.
And so far, the theme of the game, admittedly only 2 rounds in, but it's typical of Invasion Search and Destroy. It is those B Street fights, looking for the opening, trying to catch the players when they're willing to be aggressive. And so far, both of these teams are sending players deep into the mix and really just seeing who is better in those close quarters environments. Shotzi is 2-0 on the first blood count, but he has been nullified in one of the rounds. But obviously, Optic, if they are flying at you after the kills start flowing through, you know that they are confident after that Skid Row victory.
Indeed. What, again, a map like Invasion, you're certainly looking to play to the strengths of the players in your team, and Shotzi having a very good time over by that B Street side of the map. Those broken apartments, those broken buildings. We're going to see him there nearly every round, I would imagine. Chance, Pred typically plays the A side of the map. As far as we're going to tell, that's the way things will roll out for the rest of this series. Quick lobby restart, folks. We'll get back into this ASAP. Tied up 1-1. It's Pred spitting right now.
And look, I was not allowed to write the script for Boston, but if I was, this is the type of game that would come down to the wire and almost be decided by a vehicle in a clutch situation against pick a random player on Optic about when that bomb is down. How do those mind games get handled? Because obviously both of these teams have been very solid at getting the bomb down, about a 50% rate for both of these squads. But the objective play has just been a little bit stronger on the Heretics side, but obviously we paid attention on Skid Row, Optic keeping things clean.
Yeah, clean indeed. There's no doubt about it. This is a very, very tight matchup between the two teams. A little bit of drama coming into the series, of course. Heretics, 3 of them online. A lot of back and forth on social media about this, that, or whatever, but for now, it's LAN. And in the highest stakes we can find here in the CDL, these majors, the competition is as fierce as it could possibly be here in the MW3 season so far. It's both teams still. We are all in the lobby. We are nearly ready to get this one up and going again, folks. Day 1 jitters are nearly finished. We made it through Skid Row, though.
Did make it through a Skid Row. That one was clean, but at least tied up 1-1 here in the Search and Destroy. This is the type of series that is really all about that long-term confidence as well. Not fun to be in this losers bracket. Of course, the teams in losers don't want to have to deal with either Miami nor Optic. But even just to stay ahead of the game, losing to Heretics twice could be damning. And obviously for Heretics, first series back on LAN in a long time for the majority of these players, at least at the professional level. Got to make sure you come out hot. No doubt in the back of your mind.
Also, we've been joking about this for a while, but of course the Miami Heretics inheriting the spot of the Florida Mutineers, a team that has long had the number of Optic Texas in whatever form they may be. Does the curse continue? So that's still what's going on. But either way, folks, we are nearly back into this one. We're loading in to Invasion Search and Destroy once again. Final set of fist bumps. Going back in. Tied up 1-1. And we restart the match.
Yeah, I suppose Optic has a reputation of either dealing with curses or breaking them, and maybe the curse of Dav Patty potentially lives on. This would be the year you want to turn things around. Loading back into Invasion, Search and Destroy, tied up 1-1 between these two teams. Shotzi 2-0 on the first blood count, both on offense and defense. See if there's going to be a brand new look on the attack. Optic have certainly been leaning towards B. It'll be the same once again.
1-1 in the round count. Opening salvo of stuns and nades will be landing at B.
And look at this stack by the Heretics, by the way. Tripled up down this A street. They were making a hard read, and they get caught out on the crossfire. Fred able to strike for that first blood.
Fred, lucky he had an MCW in that situation. An AR at that range, far more adept than the Rival 9. Speaking of Rival 9s, here goes Shotzi forward. With a little bit of covering fire there from Lucky, just trying to keep him at bay. Journey on the flank. This is outstanding timing. There's the first. The second's in, as Journey has just ripped Optic Texas wide open.
Nice.
And now it's a 1v2. Can Lucky stay alive? The bomb's still in the hands of Optic.
Yeah, they're making that quick rotation too. Journey might have set you up, but Lucky has to deliver. He has been one of the finest Search and Destroy players in the game throughout this stage. This is his moment to deliver again. But the timing might be awkward. Big Bruce might have put himself in the prime position.
We'll find out in a moment. So we're checking every possible nook and cranny of the map. Lucky taking a slightly longer route. Oh my god, the timing is just unbelievable. 30 seconds, that bomb goes boom. Eyes are on. You don't want this gunfight. Shotzi's going to stay alive as long as he can. There's the slide. There's the round.
And as soon as he gets away, chalk it up. That round is
Yeah,
over.
this map,
Most
what,
of that
invasion?
just gets decided though, just
Like,
off the opening break.
I don't-
Heretics wanted to go for the blind
okay.
counter. They tripled up down that A street. And
It's okay,
actually tried
but
to work
it's
too
not
aggressively on the flank.
great.
It was Fred and I think a few different players on Optic there to gun you down. Journey might have had the timing on the flank, nice aggressive play, but the trades were in and solid stuff towards the end. Optic, by the way, perfect 3-0 on the first blood count.
The setup for Heretics could have been very, very fun.
Sniper PTSD.
Unfortunately.
Oh, when you
Star
play
is
in
a key
invasion
player
pubs.
Running an AR in the round. That changes everything for the Miami.
I mean,
Heretics. Here we go once again. Heavier presence
only
from
one
there in the middle of the map. That's going to be Shotzi alongside Pred.
Well, the snipers are going to be.
Uncharacteristic
Well, no,
position, a
actually,
little
no.
bit
One
more
sniper's going to be
aggressive than
banned and
players
ranked.
usually get down
All
this
the
B
others,
street,
no.
so extra
The
difficult for Heretics to make
KAMR,
this read to
I
force
don't know
the
why they're
bomb
not banning it, but
towards
that's
A.
because it's probably.
They're challenged. They're getting information, putting the
That's not
pressure out
medals.
on Pred, and not yet wanting to get this bomb down.
Pre's in trouble.
By the B street.
Oh no,
Vikal walks away
Ken.
with one. A 3v3 now, so we pump the brakes somewhat. Metals does not want to pump the brakes. He's looking to breach in through the backside of this store and maybe catch these Optic players totally unaware. Timing's a bit off. It's a bit awkward, but he somehow managed to keep rolling. Oh dear, it's getting shoulder to shoulder here in the alleyway. Pred finds himself one. The turn can't happen. There's a play still going now. Dashi in a 1v2.
And he beams. He beams. You got to be very careful on how aggressive you are to peek. And he is playing aggressive as well, but Vikal matches him. Catches him on the gunfight, and I was saying it is uncharacteristic for guys to get that aggressive on defense. Obviously, they might have gotten that initial kill. Optic still perfect. 4-0 on the first blood count, but too aggressive. Heretics swarm, and Vikal with the gunfight win he had against Kenny evens up the odds. They're able to swarm around DVD. Execution always on point for Miami.
This invasion search and destroy is now tied up 2-2 after our restart. Here we go. Attacking around now for Optic. Shotzi with that bomb in hand. And it does look like we're once again going towards B. Here comes the opening nade hit. Smoke's down as well.
And make no mistake, Vikal has a little bit of love on the cross. But he has been almost the lone defender.
What's going to be
on the B
interesting though
side.
is the new
Spread
spawns
the map just a little bit.
for this map.
Very much playing for picks.
Because I'm trying to figure out what
does not get traded.
on how the hell I'm gonna
Shotzi desperately
rotate and such for these new spawns, for these new hills on evasion hardpoint.
Manages to deal some damage, but he's going to be unaware as to
Shotzi's in
exactly where
trouble.
that player was. So a difficult situation to be in. And this whole time, chance the clock's ticking.
Interesting. You got that damage on Journey, but I don't know if they've made this read. Journey needs to be careful. Dashi might have the angle if he peeks out a little too far, but you are running out of time. You're going to be forced to go towards A, and that is not the best smoke I've seen.
That's the smoke check.
Not a great job.
The stun check. Journey still holding down. Oh, bad timing. Pred's there to get the first blood. Less than 30 on the clock, though.
Shotzi never got the bomb down, though. He never got the bomb down, but he does get the kill. It does get traded out 2v3. The problem right now for Optic, it's just that game clock.
Oh, dear. Can they get the bomb planted? Vikal now moving forward under the coverage of Kenny. Optic Texas survive a crazy round. And that two-piece from Shotzi on bomb, he had no right winning that.
It's that movement king, man. I'm telling you. He is so difficult to kill. Even when he seems like he's free, he just somehow delivers. Too quick with it, and that is a big moment right there from Optic, separating themselves for the lead.
Whew. We have a little replay of that shenanigans going down just before the next one starts up. We've got a moment or two. This was Shotzi's POV. Oh, man. The last two bullets in there, he just peeks up for a moment. He wasn't snaking.
And keep in mind, it's a one pump. Keep in mind right now from Optic, they have been perfect on the first blood front. Finally, Heretics were able to get a little something down the line. Trophy not good enough. Or really just not present. Pred's going to fall for the first blood. A 3v4 here from Optic.
That was a banger. Vikal against Shotzi in this situation. He's going to take that every single day of the week, that gunfight. Metals with the bomb now planting over towards A. Lucky's been spotted out. Kenny's couple of shots is not going to amount to much, and that trophy's going to stop the nade as well. So Heretics sitting pretty for now, man advantage.
And Shotzi's doing his dance, trying to work the flank, but Vikal
Oh, that's unfortunate.
the entire way, letting the kill fall into his lap. And for the first time, Heretics actually managed to get the first blood. They are making this round look easy.
Oh, indeed. Keep Optic back. 25 seconds. That bomb goes boom, and we're all tied up. Dashy through mid. Lovely teamwork there. Metal sent in for the kill. Vehicle gets the pinch, and the Heretics find the equalizer.
And you just see how Heretics are not playing any games. Lucky is absolutely not challenging that gunfight. It is, I'm getting the tags, I am getting out, and I'm letting my teammates get that trade. They are making sure they play perfectly, and Vehicle, by the way, has been a machine. Finally, they're able to collect that first blood on the back of Metals, but Vehicle's making plays on all sides of the map. An ever-present threat on Invasion.
3-3 going into the next round. Heretics will be defending this time. We've seen equal love towards the A bomb site and the B bomb site here in Invasion so far from Optic. Where are we going this time, lads?
The same defensive setup as well right now for Heretics. They happy for the default, maybe a little bit more aggressive down towards the old P1. Around the A bomb site, they go that direction. Shots is there to pick you apart. Another first blood for him. That's his 4th of this game.
Chilling now. Players out there on the middle of the courtyard. Once again, it's going to be Metals this time round. 1 minute to go. Optic are still looking for one more kill at the very least before they choose a bomb site. Shotzzy looking to be the one to clear it out. Sees a red dot. And there's the kill from Kenny. That's 3-2. Shotzy's all the way around the back. Vehicle should be able to stay alive here for a brief moment, but this is a 1v3. What's he got here? Nothing. Optic take the lead.
And that is just a beautiful round of team deathmatch. Shotzy running the bomb straight up A street. Throwing this out there. The first blood record this year, I believe it is Metals, in accuracy, tied at 5. Shotzy already at 4. And we're barely at the halfway point in this game. So Shotzy on 1 right now on Invasion.
I love the Toronto fan just sitting there on his phone like, yeah, I'm not interested in this one, dude. Here we go. 4-3. Miami Heretics now trailing by 1. Let's see what happens here. It's a very deep stack there from Optic on the A side.
Yeah, another hard counter. This is just the blind read trying to stack this up on defense, and maybe bad news from Heretics. That is the bomb leaning that direction. They know at least one player's there from Optic, but that is a lot of information Heretics have yet to collect.
A lot of movement as well. You're reopening these possible angles here for the Heretics to play with.
And all what Optic have done, if they just showed their hand a little bit towards A, they sort of regrouped into that sort of default setup, but they are just burning time on the clock. Not a massive amount of information Heretics are working with, but they have grouped up B. That's going to be the hit.
It's a lot of shoulders being thrown. Shotzzy managed to bait out the tactical use and the lethal now from Vehicle. Kenny on the flank. Oh, he's picked up the pinch.
Ooh.
Massive damage dealt. Gets away with his life.
Gets away with 5 HP. That's the man advantage. This is the bomb attempting to go down. They do have the trophy around the site. Shotzzy is still causing problems inside Ice Cream. Metal hunts him down, though. That is your bomb carrier getting aggressive for the 3v3.
He's trying to stay alive now. Heretics looking for the regen. Oh, my word. Oh, Metals, what timing. Managed to catch one. It's now 1v1. Dashy versus Vehicle. Was 20 seconds to go. The timing was out. Big Bruce.
The timing was
He's
great.
gifted a goodie with the Renetti. Map point, Optic, Texas.
And that might have been chaos in the comms right there from Heretics. Vehicle just looking the wrong direction, gets caught off guard, and Dashy out there hunting players down. That point right now for Optic to go up 2-0.
I think I saw a middle finger there. I saw a bird get flipped.
In Boston?
Never. Map point, Optic, Texas. Widespread from Miami Heretics here on defense. Last ditch to stay alive here in the search. Journey's throwing more than a shoulder. What's he doing?
Oh no! Oh no!
And that is the trade on the bomb carrier as well. So again, Optic's hand, at least late in this round, is going to be forced. Kenny dancing up top, but you got to go back and recollect that bomb. Pred right next to it should pick it up. There he has it.
Oh.
The fight's all over the place.
3v3. Oh my God, Pred. A couple of big tags there in his head there. Kenny manages to catch
Come on,
Optic as
Optic.
well. Life advantage. Optic Texas looking to close out the map here. Vehicle pinned.
Oh.
Kenny gets the kill. Trades once again as Pred and Dashy now go up against Lucky. Bomb planted as well.
And they know he's going to be effectively trapped. You got number 4 looking mid, number 3 checking the alley. It is 2 players on both sides. Lucky maybe trying to play patient, waiting for Optic to make a mistake, but so far Optic, they have not bid.
He has to isolate the 1v1s.
Ooh.
Just like that. Now down to Dashi.
Running out of time.
Last man up. The clock's still ticking.
He's got to go.
Can Bruce end the map here? Or will Lucky manage to pull off something special? 15.
Bruce just juked him. Bruce just juked him. He crossed on the deep side of the street. Lucky not going to make this read. And Bruce checks the bomb, and he gets it. Seals the deal, seals the map. 2-0 for Optic.
That's 2-0. A close search and a close shave for the fans and the production, because somebody did log out of the lobby. That might have been a restart. Well, either way, that's a 2-0 lead here in our series.
MCW Go did AF.
The foot now and Optic kicking.
Well, it's gonna that map.
Maybe tilt the controller.
It's broken. Let me tell you.
I believe he just tied the
well, the
first
funny
blood
part
record
is
on the year, was able to
that
5 throughout that game. So
the funny
Shotzi,
part about that is that the Treyarch, the ones running in the ranked, is actually going to be banning.
They did indeed. Well, there we go.
Banning the guns that are
very spicy situation.
kind of G8 pros, which is bullshit in my opinion. But you know,
across the day, it's possible. We've seen it a few times. Actually, I can't lie. But ladies and gents, that's going to be it for map number 2. Map 3 is on its way in just a brief moment on the other side of this commercial.
Right
break.
here,
Don't go too far. Plenty more
they're going to be
here.
banning these two remaining ARs, the DLC AR or SMG, the DLC sniper, obviously tactical. That's fine. These amps, like, am I a big fan of what the pros are doing? No, because well, fuck. Because why are we? Because the thing is, when MW2, and that's what I liked about MW2 actually. Like, I felt like I had a better. I will say this, like, ooh, how did Dashi not see that? Like, I will say this, that like, I just feel like, in my opinion, if the gameplay was better, if the mechanics and the gameplay were better in MW2, which they were not, it's total ass. And Modern Warfare 3's gameplay, I'm really mad that Modern Warfare 3's gameplay is better than Modern Warfare 2's, because the bullshit Infinity Awards have their heads up their ass catering to casuals and town horrors and shit like that. It's just insane, but you know, what the fuck ever. Like, I just felt like Modern Warfare 2, you had a lot more options, since obviously pros didn't GA all these other weapons, but like because it's just like, I don't know. So I'm working on that sniper. Well, it's gonna be G8. It's gonna be banned officially in the. But it's just insane that we have to deal with, now we have like the Ram 7. It's not, the recoil is so bad. Why are we banning it off of the ranked? Why are we banning it off of the CDL playlist? It doesn't make any sense. And the SVA 545, I can understand it. At the same time, it's not as good. It still has recoil, which that definitely counters their powerfulness on that gun. And the HRM9, obviously that's a DLC gun. I don't mind it being banned. I mean, when the MPX on which is one of the DLC guns on Modern Warfare 2, it didn't actually get banned because it wasn't as good. So understandably. They also, for some reason, they're also going to add kill cams, which they should have done that in the first place. But you know, what the fuck ever. But the thing is, I don't know, I still don't understand why we're banning. I still don't understand why we're banning snipers when, yes, I could, like, they didn't have an issue with snipers last year But now they have an issue with it this year. I just don't understand that. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it doesn't make a whole ton of sense. Like, I felt like, and there was a fellow VTuber of mine that complained about the shit that about pros being weak, and then like the banning all this and this and that's like, and then I'm not saying that pros are weak, because they play better than us in terms of mechanical skill and just, you know, map knowledge and all this other shit. But the fact that Treyarch is banning 2 ARs, which they're not that great, they're not bad.
The painted Alabrije bundle is available now in the
the fact that they're not going to be using the snipers, it baffles me. They did the same thing in Cold War. They banned snipers because they knew that they were just so strong that it's no point. It's like it's almost like you get it's almost like an insta kill every time. Which I don't think that's true. I feel like
just like Optic is on point in this series, made amends for the invasion SMD.
Like, I feel like
they have been on point on all year.
It's just so
they deliver. It is a
I just feel like
making the bigger plays in the exact same
like even there were even in the podcasts that I've listened to, I agree that like some people are saying, oh, have some sort of committee. Like I know one of the podcasts I listen to, they suggest that there should be a CDL committee making all these maps, the choices for the maps, modes, and weapon ban, the legal weapons and such. Like they can make the choice, but the pros cannot. Which I would honestly have that, and having some pros bitch and cry about like, oh, you gotta do this, oh, you gotta ban weapons that are quote unquote the only weapon they use. Which, like, I understand the meta thing is annoying, but at the same time, if you want to win, you gotta use the meta. But if you are confident enough and have the skill to be able to use a non-meta weapon, then more power to you.
2 players there for the Miami Heretics capturing the A zone. First segment's gone.
Yeah, the silent approach right now over towards A, but there's Shotzzy for the big boom. Gets the gunfight win, clears him off the point, and it is Metals behind enemy lines. You can see they're looking for him though, and they have him trapped and isolated, and everybody there from Optic there to gun him down. The question is, can Optic be quick to rotate over towards B? It's been a problem for them before.
No.
I think Shotzzy might be the solution.
1, 2. No problem whatsoever. For Shotzzy there, perfect timing on the pinch. And there's the third. The man is simply so hard to deal with. Wow!
Ooh.
What a snap from Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky kills instantly by the looks of it. Maybe a shot coming through, but either way, MCW maybe having its ray gun moment. Back towards the middle of the map, here you go. Kenny doesn't like people to be alive. It's only Shotzzy that shuts him down, but you're getting all the kills around the zone. Nowhere to hide from Pred, and still that slow approach towards A. Heretics, there's no room to breathe.
Snippety snap there from Pred. Manages to get a little bit more time into his team. But without that, you've still got the A zone being captured. Metals versus Shotzzy now. Lovely coverage from Lucky. Trophies are in play as well. Second segment A. Nearly complete. There we go. Big wins out of Kenny. Nearly. Get involved. Dashy's there to try to get him off A.
And keep in mind, in the meantime, Dashy has been living inside of the junkyard. He is going to be the constant force spawning these players from Heretics out. So Heretics right now, you're flooding in through the coop side of the map, and you are being funneled into death.
Yep, no one's able to get near the B zone whatsoever. Pred heavily started. He didn't matter. Ears were ringing. The guns are still hot though. Shotzzy opens the clock once again. Metals are going to dive on and maybe get the final few pixels. He doesn't. Shotzzy's still in control. 15 seconds.
I mean, he's 7-2 right now. He is feasting. You're trying to get him off A. It might be that final gunfight that buys you a lifeline, but you are down to 11 lives. You only have a minute on the clock, and you've shot Dashy maybe twice this entire round. He has been living inside a junkyard, and again, it is about just spawning these players out. Heretics off spawn. It's a 45-second run, what feels like, just to get towards B.
Dashy playing very disciplined right now. Metals looking to close out that spree. Here he comes. That's Junkyard open for a brief second. Kenny now there to reinforce. Vehicle caught unaware. Optic will continue to hold over by B, but Lucky has managed to slip through.
Yeah, the question is, how many kills can he get? 0. Optic ahead of the game, completely shutting it down. Now maybe you've at least bought the pressure off a Junkyard, so your spawns now are going to be quick, but the problem for Heretics, they just barely have any left.
Trying to brute force their way through the bottom side of Red. Here we go, Pred lying in wait. Gets Red. Here come the trades.
Ooh.
Oh, no, Shotzi with a 2-piece instead. 20 seconds to go now. Kenny cleans up middle.
Nope,
This could
no
be the first round
response.
done.
Good shit.
Oh, Jesus. Big shots. Metals there. Turn and burn from Kenny up close and personal. 10-4 for Kenny Williams.
I mean, look, that is a 22-8 performance right there in round number 1 from Shotzi and Kenny. Maybe add an extra death to the pile, but that is a nearly perfect round of Karachi. Again, Dashi just gets the feet up, get in position, force the spawn up, or spawn out rather, and let Kenny and Shotzi do it all. That slaying was out of control.
Exactly what you want to be seeing as an Optic fan. Smiles across the faces of these players, but that's it. Wipe it. Strictly business. Round 2 now. Miami Heretics on defense.
Yeah, that was just mistake-free as well. Again, the trade's always on point. You think Lucky might make the play, getting to Dumpster. Optic just ahead of the pace right now. That means the comms are flowing as well. Now they're on the attacking side, though. Heretics, they want the instant bounce back. Optic don't want to give them a chance to breathe.
Nades up right through the middle of the map. Optic looking to get themselves onto A quickly. They might just be able to do that. Nice shots out of Journey. Lucky nearly able to take Pred down. Here comes Journey, hungry for it, but that's a huge amount of work from Pred. Journey, sweet drop shot, stays alive. Do lose that first segment on A.
Yeah, Journey going on the flank as well, so it'll be late to the picture, but he's been on point with the kills. Ooh. There's the comms coming through, by the way. I think Kenny just dished one up to Dashi. Either him or Pred going to be screaming those call-outs. Still, though, not a lot of pressure bot out towards A. Oh my God. 8 shots coming from Pred with the rival 9. Dead Silence popped, a couple kills going their way. Top third, though, still a problem. Metals, a nuisance on top of the map.
Yes, Miami Heretics now really pushing the pace of this game. They are not letting Optic Texas breathe whatsoever. Shotzi, though, might have the opportunity to put some air in those lungs. That's it. He's on the B.
Oh, that's a great shot coming from Lucky as well. You want this opportunity. If you can get it from Optic, you want more than one player here, but Kenny's going to be nearby. If you can get the stack on B, this is without question the harder zone to capture. Optic, they have an opportunity to put the pressure on this round.
That's one segment down at the side. Halfway through B now we sit. Anyone there from Heretics to stop this one? Second segment gone. This is it, the last line. Here on the B side of the map. Veekle's in.
Ooh.
Gets himself 2. Over to Shotzi, still keeping the capture going. Can Veekle find all 3? No.
Oh,
Metals
no.
is there on the back line. The play is now done. The Miami Heretics hold B.
Still, though, 2 ticks is a fantastic job from Optic, and they're actually getting the close spawn, so they have options. If they want to work for B, they can continue to do so. Getting the Junkyard spawns. Get 2 ideas to play with, and they're going to force it. They're leaning towards B, or maybe they're all chalking up 3 arrows turn, dive onto that 8 point. They felt the pressure of the game clock. They just want to be nice and secure.
The game clock is going to change in a brief moment from 29 up to 120 something. There you go. Kenny peeled through the middle. Lucky trying to keep these players out of the action zone. Don't let them get near B. You only have 1 segment to defend.
And Heretics are still trying to make sure they contain every player. Pred being a problem, but he does get caught. Now you're dealing with the Junkyard pressure. Optic opened up that dam. And now they're going to be getting those consistent close spawns. You can afford to fly.
Lucky trying to hold them back once again. He's turned the KD around in a big way. Spree comes to a close. Not enough HP to stay in the fight there. Journey on the flank now, trying to slow down the reinforcements, but Shotzi keeps the lane open. Veekle once again, plugging the holes of this slowly sinking ship. 50 seconds to go.
Big wins as well. It's that SMG front line looking for the trades. You're going to get it. The 2 AR players cutting in through mid.
Pressure once again, flying forward. Journey desperately stays alive. Go away from the light, my son. 11 lives now for the Heretics to hold on. Just about 35 on the clock.
And they're setting up for Kennedy to go on the flank, but it looks like Metals is going to read it. Heretics on point as well.
Oh my word. 30 seconds now to go. Pred dealing with the trophies on the backline. Might be able to get the contest time as Dashi picks up 2. Pred has threaded the needle, finds 1.
Nice.
They're in. Can they read the spawners? They can. Dashi is there, and they've just managed to dive in. Optic Texas, what a round.
And that is the value of leadership in those moments. You had Optic, they pumped the brakes. They got everybody in position. 2 players around, Ticket in red, Dashy up top. They sent Kenny on the flank. As soon as he gets gunned down, no one overchows, no one makes a mistake. There is no overcommitment. They wait for Kenny to come off spawn, and they make that secondary play. Dashy shredding with the opening, picking up the 2 big kills, and it is fodder after the fact. 1 round, and Optic have their revenge.
Heretics unable to push that front line further forward. Every death was so close to the point. Now they are staring down the barrel of a 3-0. Swift and violent retribution from Optic Texas from the online play. Is this destiny in the making? Are they flying forward into the win?
Kenny loves that bus. He did it at the start of the game, and he's doing it again. Finally gets traded, but the reinforcements are here. Dashy on the cross. Dashy first some damage. Shotzi trying to be the cleanup crew in the moment. Stuns on point, but Heretics right now, they are swarming around this B zone.
This is that teamwork. Every single time you fight one member of the Heretics, you've got 2 more to deal with. Holding him at the back wall now. First segment at B is on its way out. Lucky the man doing the work.
Yeah, there's so much damage from the nades coming through as well. So Dumpster able to be opened up. Shotzi has made it through the back. The Eagles reading the pressure. Right gun for the job too as the MCW at close range able to shred.
Here comes the second segment. Complete. Great work out of the Miami Heretics once again, breaking this one down. Lucky in the reposition. Not enough to get the kills. Pred and Kenny, they clean house, 1 minute to play.
I mean, again, similar situation, right? For getting the 2 ticks, you're setting yourselves up long term, and you're getting the close spawns. Heretics, they want to force this through straight towards B. And keep in mind, number 4 is also out of the picture, so Optic not quite here. Now the rotation coming through from Dashy, and Heretics getting picked apart along the way. They're going to be forced to chalk it up and go back towards this A zone, but even still, 0 ticks of progression through, only 40 seconds on the game clock. Heretics have some back pressure, a couple kills starting to flow their way, but Optic are fighting. This is not an easy round.
Dashy's been alive on top of AC for so long now. Vehicle may be able to deal damage, but all he's doing is tickling him, and Dashy is not dismayed whatsoever. Lovely teamwork once again. Metal's in the feed there. A still being captured, slowly but surely, as Vehicle now... Oh, come on! Kenny with 3.
I mean, look at the feed. Kenny and Shotzi, Mr. Do-It-Alls on this map. Metal's by himself on the point, and it is a dance with death, and now you might be just flooding it towards me. It's chaos for Heretics as they cannot buy a kill. Looking for this opening. Top red though gonna be a problem. Dashy Big Bruce, the beads are there. Can't get the third, but doesn't even matter. Defense has been reigning supreme.
Holding still. Kenny keeping the play going. Kenny still fighting tooth and nail. Can they get them out of B in time? Dashy, there's the contest. Vehicle's down. It's a goal line save from Optic.
And look at Shotzi, by the way. They're just going to be funneled in. They know all the players are going to be spawning coops, so that long spawn out with 20 seconds on the game clock could go a long way. Looks like Optic might be forced. They're not going to make that full commitment. And that third tick does go through at a minute to the game clock, but for Heretics, no respawns remaining.
You needed that one. Pred might get caught here, but is it going to be enough? Metals manages to find it. 7v4.
And this is time. Pump the brakes for Heretics. This is where your teamwork has to be at its Sunday best. You cannot afford to make mistakes. You need to make this clean.
You can throw a few lives away if you're Optic, but once again, it is a single segment, as now we play a very delicate game.
And Optic have turtled, but they have everything covered.
Kenny, taken care of, 6v3. But the play is now on. Pred has spotted out Journey. Can Journey make his way forward? Shotzi, he's not going to check that. Shotzi gets the kill. Lucky with the acrobatics. There's now 5v2, 5v1. As the 3-0 is looking more and more likely the seconds they pass by. That's it.
Nice.
Vengeance is
there we go. Come on, Optic. You fucking railed them.
In the cold of Boston, Optic have got that one back over the Heretics.
Welcome to LAN and the revenge from Pred as well. Nice little 3-0 eyeglass. That reminder, that was online. This is LAN, and what a different story we just saw. Optic completely on point from start to finish. Honestly, some of the best Call of Duty they played. That is nearly mistake-free from start to finish. Every single game mode, every single round. Optic Texas could do no wrong.
3-0 all day long here at Major 1. It's been a 3-0 Thursday, which I think we can now coin as an official phrase. Shotzzy at 27-17. That's your guy. Kenny alongside him. A brilliant series out of Kenny from start to finish. Every map, every mode, brilliant work out of them. A chance, I think you're right. It was brilliant teamwork there of the Optic boys, but also that flair. We saw Shotzzy make those crazy plays. Kenny leading from the front. Big beams out of Dashi. And Pred, absolute
my pickers are kind of
moments.
chalk.
That scoreline, it was still a tight series. But my word, another 3-0.
I mean, again, that is as good as it gets. That is the comms on point as well. Shotzzy, maybe the MVP of that series. The first bloods out of this world in the search and destroy. And the control, you saw the damage stats. Absolute menace on the map.
Well, it's getting rowdy here in Boston, and with a very good reason. That's right, Shotzzy's up there on stage with Guy Blaze. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say for us, guys. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Miles and Chance. Boston, give it up for Optic Texas as they win that first match of the bracket.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, Shotzzy, they've been going wild the whole series. I know you was hearing them with the headsets there. But, you know, for these dedicated Green Wall fans in the building, they never doubted y'all in this series whatsoever between you and Miami. How did y'all get this 3-0 done?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we played them last week, so we kind of know their tendencies. But you know, this time around, we kind of just focus on ourselves, make sure we're executing right, and I mean, that's what we did.
There you go. That revenge that you guys got against them definitely feels good. Now, the whole squad is back together here on land. It's a lot more to get done. How excited are you for this season?
Oh, I'm excited, man. I feel like we haven't played on land for like half a year, it feels like. So, I mean, I love it because of the crowd, obviously. Shout out to you guys, and yeah, it's been good so far.
Definitely doing good so far. I'm gonna let you get up out of here, but there's some Greenwall fans at home. What you want to say to them?
I appreciate y'all for, you know, supporting us as always. Obviously, we didn't have a good online slip, but we got you guys on land. Appreciate you guys.
All right, you heard it from Shotzzy himself. That's gonna do it for us on the stage. Chris, take us away.
The fifth man definitely playing their part tonight as the Green Wall gets a revenge 3-0 over the Heretics. Joe, I saw things going south for Miami at the end of that game one. That was a game they looked to be in the driver's seat for the majority of, and then it was just stolen from them on the final 2-3 hills.
Yeah, I think there was just some execution that obviously they were probably, I don't know, not proud of, right? I think they were very much in that game. P2 was a little messy, but I think really if you look at that P4, it was just sort of this chaotic. You had a two-man setup. They kind of let it go. You spawn Optic out for P5. It's like, if it was a little bit cleaner, and I know they're going to go back and watch the VOD, they'd probably win that map 1, thinking they have all the confidence in this series because you steal Optic's best hardpoint away from them. You have invasion map 4 if it goes distance, but just some early mistakes, you know, for Miami we saw.
I owe Chance an apology. He said it was going to be 3-0. I said it was going to be 3-0. His 3-0 was correct. Mine was incorrect. But Miami's not done. They could meet up later in the tournament. Let's catch you up with everything we saw in this showdown. Last time, it was all Heretics winning the KD fight. This time, looks like Pred and Friends had a great time.
Yeah, it was all Optic Texas this time. And again, that Skid Row map 1 really showed out for them. And as Joe was touching on, it almost was Miami Heretics steal away. Unfortunately, Shotzzy just got a god kill on Lucky in that final rotation, even though they had the early setup. And he got us 2Ps right after that. So for Miami Heretics, that map 1 definitely hurts. And then to lose that invasion search and destroy, I mean, Optic Texas just knew everything they were doing. Like Shotzzy touched on, they had just recently played them on it, and they showed that they seriously did some review.
Nameless, do you think Miami made a mistake with the map pool today?
I don't. I feel like if you're Miami, you look at that map set and you feel pretty confident. Just Optic got a lot better. I mean, talking about that search and destroy a little bit, just the information gathering so on point for Optic Texas. We saw multiple rounds, you know, Dashi playing back ice cream, getting the info, Kenny coming to assist, playing off of each other's contact much better to their defenses than on offense. I mean, Shotzzy was having a day, man. I mean, he was getting first bloods left and right. We saw them push all the way up American Street one time together. You never see that on offense. So Optic today looked like the far stronger team and clearly learning from playing Miami on Karachi. You saw the aggressive red spawns. It was beautiful to see.
Ignore the last 2 online results. Optic is back on land and they're into winners bracket round 2. Let's recap all the teams that made it to round 2. Starting at the top, Atlanta played LAG to open up the day, Joe. And well, the Tiny Terrors weren't the only ones dropping numbers. Selim was right there with them. Draza had a huge game 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first match of the tournament, the first match on land of the season. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking, right? But they just got to work, right? That's what this team does. They take care of business, obviously, and they're going to continue on to face Optic in a winners round 2.
I will say, even though it was a 3-0, when you look a little bit closer into the statistics, it was a little bit close. That Skid Row was back and forth the entirety of it until the final 3 hills that Atlanta FaZe was able to chain basically uncontested. And then that invasion search and destroy, I mean, Cell had the 1v2 in the Ninja. You obviously cannot let that happen. You got to check the bomb. Unfortunate to be in Fame's shoes in that situation, and then Sip dropping a 6 free. But the control, that was all Atlanta.
Yeah, just massive regression from the side of LAG. You know, the playmakers that you expect to go off, DiamondCon, like, just wasn't happening today. Atlanta FaZe, I mean, they're a tough team to go up against, man. You saw it today. You give them an inch, they will take a mile, Allie, and that's exactly what happened in the hardpoint.
After 8 matches, LAG only has 2 wins. One of them is against LA Thieves, who they will play tomorrow in an elimination matchup. That's Atlanta taking the first series of the day. In our second battle, we saw Minnesota Rocker with the first upset of the tournament, the first LAN upset of the new season, and this was dominant.
Yeah, this is a 4-0 series. You know, we have a saying in Call of Duty, it's you never win the replay, right? And, you know, they have to replay. There's a game crash. They're up 120 points. They still win, and everybody was popping off. Awakening, it felt like he breathed life into the rest of the roster with him just turning up. They were like, wait, yo, Wake, when you actually kills me, this is so easy. And everybody had such a great series, man. I'm going to show some love to Linz as well. That guy was a man on a mission today.
Joe, we saw him face off today. Who's the better French player right now in MW3?
Oh, he's putting you in a spot.
I mean, listen, I don't think I can. I mean, it's one series, but I mean, Linz has been in form. They've obviously won 4 in a row, but I'm gonna still give that time.
Hey, he looks good, though.
Right now, no, Linz is getting more and more comfortable. Listen, early on in the year, I casted over this team and I was like, this is an absolute mess, right? Like, it just felt like they were not on the same page whatsoever. Their teamwork was off, the pacing was off. Obviously, they went 3 in a row. Maybe the schedule isn't the best, but they started to get momentum. Trust in one another. You saw it pay off today.
These are the underdogs of underdogs of the league right now. Minnesota Rocker, I think, is kind of putting everybody on watch because now they're on 4 series win spree. They proved they can do it on land. Linz has proved he can do it on land. This is a team that I don't think anybody expected to be in this position.
Let's roll on to the Surge versus Ultra. Yeah, our third French speaker took the stage. We're in Seattle here, and Abuza got 0-3.
We're watching the whole series actually right now.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
The highlights here from Kleenex, I think this was the key from my day one. Kleenex is the best player in the venue.
I legitimately, when I was guessing this, I looked at Clint, I was like, this may be like the most one-sided series I've ever casted. Like, legitimately, like, it just felt so clear how much further ahead Toronto Ultra was. I mean, just right from the get-go. Should have been a 100-point club. Hardpoint wasn't. The Search, you know, they get a couple of rounds back to Seattle. But then this control, I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen a pro team dispose of another pro team like this. That bad.
I mean, it's been a while.
Black Ops 2 champs, Team Japan, that brought Riot Shields into Search and Destroy is as far back as I can.
Sorry, what year was that?
2013 is good year.
I think we saw a couple in Cold War, but it has been a long time since a series like this.
Surge got to wipe their minds, and they've shown us they can do that, right? They've had ups and downs the whole ride. No surprise to see them in the lower bracket, especially with how hot Toronto has been playing. But now we know 3 of our top seeds are moving on. A lot of people considered Optic to be that third one, I should say. Here's your bracket right now. What side would you rather be on, Mr. Murph?
Yeah,
the
this
top
is
or the bottom?
I mean, the bottom.
What?
I mean, Atlanta FaZe versus Optic Texas, that rivalry we are going to see again. We just saw it.
This is going to be very interesting tomorrow with the elimination.
We're going to go over VOD, see what we like, what we don't like. Toronto Ultra versus Minnesota Rocker. That's obviously a bit of a rivalry from the past, kind of rekindling that flame here, but an interesting one.
It's the Battle of LA again, and then you got Heretics versus Legion. That's going to be interesting. Shadow Breach.
All day 2, all eliminations until that winners round 2 to close things out.
Oh, there's going to be 5 matches.
What do you see here?
I see that the home team, Boston Breach, has to go up against a Surge that is reeling
The
from
New York versus
hottest
Carolina,
regular season
I feel like that one's going to be one-sided if New York don't choke their ass off.
Obviously, Carolina, New York, it's a tough one, but outside of that, those next 3 can be extremely close games. Like the LA versus LA rivalry. Vegas, they have looked good at times going up against Miami, and then Boston, Seattle. These could all be much closer games than we saw today.
I'm looking for a Legion to cause some chaos. Standy and the boys are here to prove everyone they still got it, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to day 1 of the 2024 season. We'll see you all for Major 1 tomorrow. Kickoff Friday.
or we bust them in. Rolling up at 12 a.m. Squad deep, plus a couple friends. No heat, or we breaking limbs. Windows or we busting out. Friday night like 100 degrees. The block stay hot, but my wrist don't freeze. Didn't pull it out, never had the squeeze. And I stay all day just collecting fees. Pulling down my scully, it's about that time. Better cross the streets, better tuck your shine. Gonna walk these dogs, gonna take what's mine. You know what it is. So throw your hands in the air, cause this is what it is right here. You don't want it with us, what you think this was, huh? Yeah, yeah. Rolling up at 12 a.m. Squad deep, and we all brought friends. No heat, or we breaking rims. Open doors, or we bust them in. Rolling up 12 a.m. Squad deep, plus a couple friends. No heat, or we breaking limbs. Open doors, or we bust them in.
Okay, take it back. Go one to your left, okay? Yeah, that's. Okay, push me. I already pushed. I'm a forklift. Take your time.
So.
Probably won't happen in this situation.
Come on. I think he hopped it.
Oh, I see that, dude.
I couldn't see it either, but I thought
you like had my cross there.
Well. 10 fucking, no fucking clock. Kind of. So stream might start around 9 or something. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna be all for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna stream. I'm not gonna do an aftermath stream just because I think I'm gonna try to get some rest. I know I woke up late today just because I didn't get sleep at all. I wasn't able to get to sleep fucking around 6, 7. So that's, so I gotta reset my schedule today. I'm gonna have to reset my schedule tonight. So it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit before I start. I'm also gonna have to do stuff behind the scene. I'm gonna have to do stuff as well later today, just because I need to look up a few things. I gotta do research on certain things and like just checking up on the other stuff. And it seems like I'm gonna have to do stuff with the org today, so I'm gonna have to do stuff with the org, so that's gonna be happening. So I'm gonna stop my stream for now and probably get on just doing some stuff. Love you so much, Dan. Love you too, Jago. You have a good rest of your day. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, don't forget to follow my socials right here, everyone. Check out the sponsors that my Ethos org Godslayers is sponsored by, and check out our Godslayers merch line as well. And but yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a lot of video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the next 3 days. for the future CDL watch parties, which tomorrow will be happening as well. Hopefully I can get up a little early, but that's well to see. And don't forget to follow my Twitter as well. And also, if you want to, join my Discord if you can. And Godslayers is sponsored by Raise Energy. Use code Godslayers for 15% off on their products. And check out our merch line down below. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna be all for tonight, everyone. That's gonna be all for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming. I will see you all next time. And until then, y'all have a good rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Starting around 10. The CDL. Probably a little early tomorrow, but we'll see. In that case, peace. Y'all have a good rest of your Thursday.